Chapter 360. Genius Remembering Love in 1 Second Go? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. The climbing record of Danding Cliff in the Medicine Valley was a big deal. Could be said that it recorded the history of the Medicine Valley. Every time the record was refreshed, it had great significance. The record of the core formation stage at Danding Cliff was 5,400 meters, but the sage of the Medicine Valley who set this record had a record of 6,300 meters in the spirit severing stage, which was shortened by another 100 meters. This showed that he had not broken through his own limits and was still limited by the suppression of Danding Cliff. However, Night Sorrow was not in this situation. Every time the height of the record was refreshed, it did not shorten. Instead, it was extending. In other words, in the process of cultivation, Night Sorrow was still in a state of eruption. First Elder and Lu Qinyun both came. He climbed to 6,500 meters in the sixth stage of the spirit severing stage. According to normal calculations, it is normal for the height of each stage to be shortened by 100 meters. However, his record of each stage is a whole number and has not been shortened. That is to say, he has been breaking through his own limits, Lu Qinyun said. Yes, that's why I invited the two elders over. In addition, I found that every time Night Sorrow broke a record, it was a whole number on the platform. That is to say, he still has the ability to continue, but he did not fight for it, Elder Su said. He's moving. Lu Qinyun pointed to Night Sorrow, who stood up and continued to climb. First Elder did not speak. He just watched. No one knew what he was thinking. This time the difficulty was greater. When Night Sorrow reached 6,580 meters, his genuine qi and the energy in his body were exhausted. After supporting himself for a few meters with the strength of his body, the spiritual qi of the black jade in Night Sorrow's hands erupted. Then he climbed quickly and rushed directly to the 6,600-meter platform. Then he began to meditate and cultivate. He felt that the pressure here was just right for this place. First Elder looked up at Danding Cliff and thought. Lu Qinyun, Elder Su, and the others did not say a word. Perhaps the real opportunity for the rise of the Medicine Valley has come. After thinking for a long time, First Elder said. First Elder, what do you mean? Elder Su asked. It's because of the Eight-Dragon Cauldron. For so many years, the Eight-Dragon Cauldron hasn't acknowledged anyone in the Medicine Valley. Even if several Supreme Elders joined forces to control it and Supreme Elder Hua entered the Venerable Realm to activate it, they were actually using the energy given by the Eight-Dragon Cauldron. If you want to control the Eight-Dragon Cauldron, the most important thing is to gain its recognition. Climbing the Danding Cliff is the only way to gain its recognition, the First Elder exhaled and said. Most equals % new and chapter, section unspecified currency, comma. Hearing the Great Elder's words, everyone became quiet because this news was too shocking. Everyone thinks that the Eight-Dragon Cauldron is a spiritual weapon, but I can tell you the truth. After countless years of absorbing spiritual energy from heaven and earth, the Eight-Dragon Cauldron has evolved. I hope that Night Sorrow can continue to work hard. The Grand Elder looked at Night Sorrow's figure and turned to leave Danding Cliff. Staying on the 6,600-meter high platform, Night Sorrow began to cultivate. When he cultivated, he held the Ice Spirit Blood Essence with both hands, which could speed up the cultivation of the Universal Tao Bible. Night Sorrow cultivated day and night. He was not under any pressure now and there was nothing urgent to deal with. Tianyu and Silver Fox were taken care of by Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu. Needless to say, Tianyu's growth was very smooth. Silver Fox was not bad either. It was now at the peak of the energy-gathering realm, mainly because Night Sorrow often fed it pills. Night Sorrow didn't spend much time with Silver Fox, but Silver Fox was the closest to him. The others were much less close to him. Time passed by slowly. The disciples of the Medicine Valley who went to Danding Cliff to cultivate came and went. However, there was not anyone who came to the spot where Night Sorrow was. In the past, the record of climbing the Divinity Separation Steps was 6,300 meters. Night Sorrow's current record was 6,600 meters. In other words, those who could climb more than 6,000 meters were all 5th-grade Void Inquiry Stage experts. However, there were not many Void Inquiry Stage disciples in the Medicine Valley. Moreover, all of them held important positions and were very busy. In the small building in the bamboo forest on the Taishan Peak, Gong Xian gathered all his junior brothers and sisters. Of course, Yang Lei was not here. I called everyone here today because 13 gave me some resources and asked me to distribute them to you. These are spirit calming pills and profound calming pills. Take whatever you need. Gong Xian took out the bottle of pills that Night Sorrow gave him. I'm the only one who needs the profound calming pill. Everyone except you need the spirit calming pill. Imo-chan said. Then, did 13th junior brother keep it for himself? Chu Lingfei asked. You guys haven't seen 13th junior brother for a while, right? If you see him you'll definitely be shocked. Oi said. Yes, it's been a while. I miss little 13. Imo-chan said. Your 6th senior sister is talking about his cultivation base. 13 has already reached the 6th level of the spirit severing stage. Now he went to Pilding Cliff to cultivate. Gong Xian said with a smile. 6th level of the spirit severing stage. 13 has reached the 6th level of the spirit severing stage? Imo-chan was stunned. Yes. You have to hurry up and cultivate. In the past 10 years, you've delayed too many things. You have to quickly make up for it. Gong Xian looked at Imo-chan and said. Imo-chan had been in the sect for more than 10 years. In the first few years his cultivation base had also improved by leaps and bounds. However, there was a problem when he was condensing his core. Although he did not reach the false core realm, his core was still flawed. Therefore he stayed at the peak of the core formation realm for a long time. Don't worry, eldest senior brother. I will work hard. Imo-chan nodded. Don't be discouraged. He also caught up with 6th senior sister. There are resources here. Everyone should work hard together. Always said. I will only be happy to have a junior brother like him. I won't be discouraged. Imo-chan said with a smile. That's good. Ordinary people can't understand 13's level of effort. It's really heartbreaking. Always said with some emotion. Gong Xian distributed the pills left by Night Sorrow to his junior brother and junior sister. He smiled and said, 6th junior sister, 13th junior brother and 9th junior sister are not here. We also want a drink. Okay, I'll prepare it now. Always smiled and went to prepare. In the blink of an eye, a month had passed. Night Sorrow's myriad Dao Tome cultivation base had reached the 2nd level of the consolidation realm. His soul power had also increased a lot. However, his true chi cultivation base was still far from advancing. The effect of Night Sorrow's ice spirit blood essence was very strong. His myriad Dao Tome cultivation base had increased very quickly. However, his true chi cultivation required too much energy to reach the 6th level of the spirit severing stage. Since he couldn't advance, Night Sorrow continued to cultivate. After all, his cultivation base had been tempered by the pressure of Danding Cliff. Night Sorrow didn't know that danger had once again enveloped the Medicine Valley. The disciples of the Golden Fire sect, as well as the forces of the small sects and families under their control, had all pushed into the area close to the Medicine Valley. There was a reason for this. The Golden Fire sect's venerable Jianghu had successfully broken through. While he was stabilizing his cultivation base, the Golden Fire sect was also prepared to fight to the death with the Medicine Valley. Jianghu and Su Huantian had a discussion. After his cultivation base stabilized, the two of them would head to the Medicine Valley and kill Hua Yunpeng. Then they would completely eliminate the Medicine Valley's power. The Golden Fire sect couldn't allow the Medicine Valley to rise because it would affect their ruling position. Chapter 361. A Genius Remembers Love in 1 Second? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. How could the Golden Flame sect hide their actions from the spies in the Medicine Valley? The Medicine Valley knew about it immediately. The Great Elder ordered all the core members of the Medicine Valley to withdraw to Danding Peak. All the Level 4 and Level 5 disciples were to withdraw, leaving no one outside. The Golden Flame sect sent out 2 venerables, which was not something the Medicine Valley could resist. In order to prevent the core members and backbones from being slaughtered, the Medicine Valley could only retreat. /COG Original R Chapter Z. This decision was also a helpless one. If one of the 2 venerables fought against Hua Yunpeng who had just advanced and the other attacked, it would be a nightmare for the Medicine Valley. The news of the tense situation in this region quickly spread throughout the eastern Xian region. Once again the Scarlet Cloud sect sent out people to the Golden Flame sect's territory. The Scarlet Cloud sect also hates the Medicine Valley to the bone. More than 20 disciples at the peak of the core condensation stage were killed by Night Sorrow in a different dimension. This was somewhat unacceptable for them. After all, those were the elites of the Scarlet Cloud sect. In Eastern Profound City, 5 Void Inquiry Stage core disciples who were at the 5th level of the Void Inquiry Stage were killed because of Night Sorrow. This was the main reason why they mobilized their forces. The Scarlet Cloud sect would never let go of the chance to trample on the Medicine Valley. The Southern Dipper sect had done a good job. They had pushed their disciples to the border of the Golden Fire sect's territory. A great battle was about to break out. The key point of this tense situation was when the venerables of the Golden Flame sect would make their move. When the venerables of the Golden Flame sect made their move, their disciples would advance, and the Southern Dipper sect would also make their move. At the same time, Tianji Tower also sent the news to the headquarters. Lei Hua directly arranged for Yin Shui to set off with a few protectors. Night Sorrow didn't know what was going on outside as he worked hard to cultivate. When he was thirsty or hungry, he would drink and eat fasting pills. He planned to cultivate to the 7th level of the spirit severing stage and eat the tranquil profound pill before going out. When Night Sorrow's cultivation of the myriad Tao treasured tome was once again on the verge of advancement, his true Qi cultivation also rose to the peak of level 6 spirit severing stage. Night Sorrow was not in a hurry to break through. He continued to cultivate. Stabilizing his cultivation would only be beneficial to him. While Night Sorrow was stabilizing his true Qi, his myriad Tao tome naturally leveled up and reached the 3rd level of the consolidation realm. However, the ice spirit blood essence in his hand had lost its color and turned into a white stone. After throwing the pale white stone away, Night Sorrow took out another piece of ice spirit blood essence and continued to cultivate. After cultivating for 2 days, when the sky turned dark, Night Sorrow came to the 6,000-meter platform and started to break through. Night Sorrow was not worried about the same situation as last time. After all, the time required to advance was very short. There was no difficulty in advancing his true energy, because Night Sorrow had accumulated enough, and his foundation was solid. In the middle of the night, Night Sorrow condensed his 7th true energy halo, then stabilized his cultivation base until dawn. After dawn, Night Sorrow returned to the 6,600-meter platform and began to cultivate. While increasing the cultivation of the myriad Tao treasured tome, he also stabilized his true Qi cultivation of level 7 spirit severing stage. After stabilizing his cultivation for a few days, Night Sorrow ate the tranquil pill and began to cultivate. While absorbing the energy of the tranquil pill to increase his true Qi cultivation, Night Sorrow continued to increase the cultivation of the myriad Tao treasured tome. Elder Su was a little worried. This time, Night Sorrow had cultivated for a long time. Everyone had the mentality of being bored. After doing the same thing for a long time, one would feel bored, and it would be easy for one to develop inner demons. This time, using the tranquil pill, Night Sorrow took a longer time. It took 7 days for Night Sorrow to raise his cultivation from level 7 spirit severing stage to the peak of the spirit severing stage. After thinking for a while, Night Sorrow gave up on the idea of continuing to break through. Although his foundation was solid, it was not a good thing to increase his cultivation too quickly. After cultivating for another half a day, Yishang saw Tianyu come out to hunt. He called out and landed on Tianyu's back from Pill Cauldron Cliff, who had come to welcome him. Tianyu's cultivation base increased again, reaching the middle stage of level 4 demonic beast. Silver Fox lay on Tianyu's back. Seeing Night Sorrow, Silver Fox directly pounced on Night Sorrow. Although Silver Fox's size did not increase by much, its strength and speed had increased a lot. This pounce caused Night Sorrow to sway. Night Sorrow patted Silver Fox's head and then commanded Tianyu to land. He needed to say goodbye to Elder Su before leaving. If you don't come down, I will chase you down. Level 7 spirit severing stage, your Qi and blood have turned into essence Qi smoke. That's good enough. Elder Su looked at Night Sorrow and nodded. After leaving Elder Su a jar of wine, Night Sorrow rode Tianyu to Taishan Peak. He knew that Yu Yangyu was in seclusion, and he might not be able to see him even if he went to Danding Peak. Returning to Bamboo Forest Peak, Night Sorrow was surprised to see Gong Xian. Big senior brother. Night Sorrow jumped off Tianyu's back and greeted Gong Xian as he carried Silver Fox, who was clinging to him. Your cultivation speed is indeed a blow to us. With your cultivation speed, it won't take long for you to reach level 5, Gong Xian said with a smile. Big senior brother, don't say that. How come you have time to come here today? Night Sorrow asked curiously. Gong Xian had to manage Taishan Peak and was usually very busy. Something else happened, Yang Lei said, and then told Night Sorrow about the current situation. What is Golden Flame sect trying to do again and again? Night Sorrow was very annoyed. Their second venerable has come out of seclusion. We don't know what cultivation level he is at. With 2 venerables, our Medicine Valley will not be able to withstand them. So Great Elder Hua and Big Elder asked me to tell you to leave Medicine Valley and go to Dongshen City, Gong Xian said. I won't leave. Night Sorrow shook his head. His clenched fists were trembling. He was very angry. This time, our Medicine Valley is going to fight a defensive battle. We can't kill our way out. Besides Great Elder Hua and Master, the person they want to kill the most is you, Gong Xian said. Big senior brother, don't say any more. I won't leave, Night Sorrow said. Ninth junior sister, this is what Big Elder and the Great Elders want. Gong Xian looked at Yang Lei. Big senior brother, we know this is for our own good, but Night Sorrow and I can't leave you behind. If it's Big senior brother, he can't do it either, right? Then don't force me in, Night Sorrow, Yang Lei said. Good. I, Gong Xian, am proud to have juniors like you. Then let's fight together. If one comes, we'll kill one. If two comes, we'll kill a pair. If we die in battle, we'll be brothers and sisters in our next lives. 13. You should have some points in Tianji Tower. Go exchange them for some medicine and prepare for the bloody battle. After hearing Yang Lei's words, Gong Xian opened his arms and hugged Yang Lei and Night Sorrow's shoulders. Okay, I'll go now. Night Sorrow flashed onto Tianyu's back and left Bamboo Forest Peak. At the same time, on the top floor of Tianji Tower in Danding City, Lei Hua and Yin Shui were drinking tea. The Golden Flame sect really doesn't know what's good for them. Since Lord K has given the order, we'll kill their venerable when they come out. Also, the Red Cloud sect has sent a lot of people. Medicine Valley might not be able to hold them off, Yin Shui said. Chapter 362. Genius 1 second. Remember love go divided by Shao? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Vice Tower Master, do you mean that as long as the people of Golden Flame sect come out, they will die? Yin Shui looked at Lei Hua and asked. In the Tianji Tower of the Eastern Profound Domain, Lei Hua, Yin Shui, and Ho Yuan usually discussed things when the Tower Master didn't come out. Yin Shui was the chief guardian, leading the guardian team of the Tianji Tower of the Eastern Profound Domain. Ho Yuan was the law enforcement elder, in charge of some elders in the law enforcement team. Lei Hua was the overall commander, and his position was higher than Ho Yuan and Yin Shui's. However, this operation was not the result of their discussion. It was the order of the Tower Master. Except for Lei Hua, Yin Shui and Ho Yuan didn't know the situation. Yes, but we don't need to care too much. We just need to kill their venerable. As for the other things, we won't participate. I want to know what the Medicine Valley is doing now. What do you think Night Sorrow will do? Lei Hua asked. With that guy's character, needless to say, he will live and die with the Medicine Valley. If he escapes, he won't be him, Yin Shui said with a smile. That's right. That guy is stubborn. With the venerable in the Medicine Valley, it's not convenient for us to go there. Otherwise, I would really like to see that guy. He's here. Lei Hua found that Night Sorrow had landed in front of the Tianji Tower on his Tianyu. Night Sorrow, you're here. Dong greeted Night Sorrow. Baidu search AI go female sign Shao say www.aichuxs.com, Enforcer Dong, exchange all my points in the Celestial Terminus Tower for healing medicine, Yishang said. No need. Come up. Lei Hua, wearing a mask, appeared at the top of the stairs. Looking at the black and white hair, Night Sorrow knew who it was. He was stunned for a moment, and then followed Lei Hua to the top floor of the Tianji Tower. Chief Enforcer is here too? Night Sorrow was surprised to see Lei Hua. He was even more surprised to see Yin Shui here. The situation in Medicine Valley is so exciting. How can I not come and have a look? What are your plans? Yin Shui asked. What other plans could he have? Just now, he was planning to exchange all his points in Tianji Tower for healing medicine. He must be planning to fight to the death, Lei Hua said with a smile. We have no choice but to fight to the death. They've gone too far, Night Sorrow said as he let out a sigh. It's mainly because your Medicine Valley has risen too quickly. Look at your cultivation, you've already reached the peak of the 7th level of the Spirit Severing stage. If they don't destroy you, how can they maintain their dominance? Yin Shui said with a smile. If they dare to come, then we, the Medicine Valley, dare to fight, said Night Sorrow. All right. I like your temper. You should be prepared to counterattack. Tianji Tower has made a decision. If the Venerable of the Golden Flame sect dares to come, then he will die. Lei Hua didn't hide anything from Night Sorrow and directly told him the decision of Tianji Tower. Hearing Lei Hua's words, Night Sorrow waved his arm excitedly. The current disadvantage of the Medicine Valley was that they couldn't compete with the Venerable of the other side. If they could, then the Medicine Valley wouldn't be afraid of battles at other levels at all. Thank you, seniors, Night Sorrow said gratefully. No more pressure, right? Then take out the wine and drink. Yin Shui said. Night Sorrow smiled, took out 3 jars of wine and placed them on the table. Thank you, seniors, for your help. Night Sorrow doesn't know how to say anything nice, so I'll toast to you, seniors. Night Sorrow opened the wine jar and took a big gulp. One more thing. Your token needs to be changed. The Black Patrol token doesn't suit you. Take it back and return it to me, Yin Shui said. Night Sorrow nodded, took out several tokens from his storage ring and searched among them. Night Sorrow had many identity tokens, including the Medicine Valley's Disciple token, the Patrol token of Tianji Tower, the Medicine Valley's First Elders token, the Dongshin City's Black Iron Guard's Law Enforcement token, and the White Jade token of Wu Lingfei. After finding the Tianji Tower's Patrol token, Night Sorrow handed it to Yin Shui, and then put away the other tokens. Lei Hua and Yin Shui looked at each other and saw a token that shocked them. It was the token that Wu Lingfei gave to Night Sorrow. Both Lei Hua and Yin Shui recognized it. Yin Shui handed a silver token with flames to Night Sorrow. This token is useful. Go back. Tell your master or the top management of Medicine Valley to prepare for a counterattack. In fact, you have a great advantage. Once the Golden Flame sect's venerable fell, they lost their momentum. On the other hand, your side gained momentum. Now all that's left is to fight for territory, Lei Hua said. Will Tianji Tower's efforts be in vain? Night Sorrow thought for a while and asked. Tianji Tower did this mainly to prevent the core members' homes from being destroyed, and to seize some resources. Isn't Golden Flame sect's wealth stronger? Lei Hua said with a smile. Keep the teleportation formation for me. Hearing Lei Hua's words, Night Sorrow hurriedly said. He knew that Tianji Tower would definitely sweep away all the resources of Golden Flame sect. Ah, you brat, will keep it for you. We'll find a formation master to help you move the foundation of the teleportation formation here, Lei Hua said with a laugh. It was the first time he saw Night Sorrow so strongly in need. Thank you. I don't want to go to Dongshin City in the future. It'll take months, Night Sorrow said. Vice Tower Master said he'll keep it for you, so he'll keep it for you, Yin Shui said. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation, then I'll go back. Yishang bowed to Lei Hua and Yin Shui. He didn't exchange for any pills and rode Tianyu out of the Celestial Terminus Tower. This little guy reached the 7th level of the Spirit Severing stage so quickly. His blood and chi surged and formed essence chi smoke. He is indeed amazing. Also, I didn't realize that this guy was a miser. Yin Shui gave her evaluation of Night Sorrow. He doesn't hide himself. What he has is what he has. It's this state of mind that allowed him to cultivate twice the result with half the effort. This mentality is amazing. Later we'll go and stop Su Huanqian and Old Devil Zhan from Golden Flame sect, Lei Hua said. Night Sorrow drove Tianyu back to Medicine Valley and went directly to the Pill Cauldron Hall. In the Pill Cauldron Hall, Night Sorrow saw Hua Yunping and the Great Elder frowning. Didn't I ask your great senior brother to tell you to leave? Hua Yunping glared at Night Sorrow and waved his arm, smashing a chair in the hall. Great Elder, I have something to say. Night Sorrow looked at the angry Hua Yunping and said in surprise. Speak. After you're done speaking, get the hell out of here. Get as far away as you can. Hua Yunping's face was still filled with anger. He didn't want anything to happen to Yi Shan during this calamity. Then Night Sorrow told them about Tianji Tower's decision. They want to kill the 2 venerables of Golden Flame sect? Then we'll definitely win this war. I and the other great elders will go directly to Golden Flame sect's base to kill them. Hearing Night Sorrow's words, Hua Yunping's anger disappeared. What was left was surprise. Grand Elder, it's better if you don't go to the Golden Flame sect's lair first. The Empyrean Terminus Tower is helping us, but we'll have to use the Golden Flame sect's resources. It's not good for our Medicine Valley to go there first, Yishang said. He didn't want any problems to happen in the middle. Chapter 363. Genius 1 second. Remember love divided by go divided by little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Night Sorrow, it's all thanks to you that the Medicine Valley's crisis was resolved. If it weren't for you, the Tianji Tower might not even look us in the eye. Love go little say. Hua Yunpeng looked at Night Sorrow and said. Don't say that, Grand Elder Hua. Some things are caused by me, Night Sorrow said apologetically. In terms of the relationship between the sect and the disciple, what the disciple needs to do is to fight for the sect and show the sect's prestige. The sect is the disciple's backing. As a disciple of the Medicine Valley, you have done what a disciple should do. It's the sect's backing that is not strong enough that you are wronged, Hua Yunping said with some emotion. You're exaggerating, Grand Elder Hua. Whether the sect's backing is strong or not is also the direction that all disciples should work towards, Night Sorrow said. Night Sorrow, there are no outsiders here. I have something important to tell you. You have to work hard to climb Danding Cliff. This is very important to you and the Medicine Valley, the Grand Elder said. Very important? Isn't it just a record? Night Sorrow asked in confusion. Of course it's not just a record. The Medicine Valley's most precious spiritual weapon is on Danding Cliff. It should be said that it's more precious than a spiritual weapon. Only by climbing Danding Cliff can you get close to it and be recognized by it, the Grand Elder said. Can't the Grand Elder get close to it? Night Sorrow shook his head. He didn't quite understand. After entering the Venerable Realm, you can't get close to Danding Cliff. Even if you need it, you can only release your perception to communicate with the Eight-Dragon Cauldron. As for whether you can get close to it and use its energy, it depends entirely on its mood, Hua Yunping said helplessly. I see. Night Sorrow understood the key. He didn't expect the Eight-Dragon Cauldron to be so domineering that it couldn't even ignore a Venerable. Night Sorrow also knew that advanced spirit artifacts had their own artifact spirits, just like the Thunder Rumbling Sect's Thunder Tower. Previously, in Night Sorrow, he had heard from Yang Lei that the Eight-Dragon Cauldron was a high-grade spirit artifact. It seemed that the information was not accurate. Neither your master nor I have the chance. We are still far from the top of Pill Tripod Cliff, Hua Yunping said. Then the Great Elder explained to Night Sorrow. The actual height of Danding Cliff was 9,000 meters. After 7,200 meters was the sky stairway. There was no need to climb. It was just a long flight of stairs. At the end of the stairs was the Eight-Dragon Cauldron. These were all trials and tests for the Venerable Ones. Once one entered the Venerable One's realm, one would no longer be able to get close to Pill Tripod Cliff. Love Gong Little Sake Kunite Sorrow also knew that before Hua Yunpeng became a Venerable, he could only reach the 7,000-meter platform. Yu Yangyu was also unable to reach the Stairway to Heaven, which meant that the two of them did not even have the qualifications to step on the Stairway to Heaven. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. Night Sorrow calculated for a while. The record of the divine rank of the Medicine Valley's predecessors was 6,300 meters. If the record of the Void Inquiry stage did not continue to shrink, it would be 7,200 meters, which was just enough to reach the Stairway to Heaven. You want to know the record of the Pill Tripod Cliff for the Void Inquiry stage experts of the Medicine Valley? The Great Elder seemed to have understood Night Sorrow's thoughts. Night Sorrow nodded. This was indeed what he wanted to know. 7,150 meters. The Stairway to Heaven is right in front of your eyes, but you can't reach it. The Great Elder said. This disciple will work hard. However, no one can predict the future. Night Sorrow said. All right. It's enough that you know about this. Since the Venerable Ones of the Qinji Tower have decided to take action, then send the disciples out to gather first. The core disciples are to wait for orders in Pill Tripod City. Hua Yunping made his decision. Night Sorrow nodded and rode Tianyu away from the Pill Tripod Peak. Even the sect can be protected by his luck. He is already at the peak of the 7th grade spirit severing realm at the age of 18. He has a high chance of attaining the Void Inquiry stage before he turns 20. His achievements are destined to surpass the predecessors of the Medicine Valley. Hua Yunping said. The Medicine Valley is lucky. If we rejected him during the disciple recruitment ceremony 2 years ago, it would be a different situation. The Great Elder said with some relief. Everything is destined. It's not something that can be changed by anyone. Look at his mount, Tianyu. It has a green-golden beak and green-golden claws. It is still a minor at the 4th grade. Who can compare with it? Hua Yunping shook his head and said. Night Sorrow returned to the Bamboo Forest Peak and told Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu about the situation. That's great. Qinji Tower is really awesome. Yang Lei said happily. That shouldn't be the case. Logically speaking, even if Qinji Tower helped you, they would usually try to mediate the situation. They wouldn't directly kill the Venerable Realm experts of the other party. Sikong Chuyu said after thinking for a while. It should be the decision made by Senior Lei Hua and the others. Night Sorrow took out a jar of wine and poured a bowl for each of them. That's not quite right. Other than the branch lords and the headquarters, no one else has the right to make such a decision. Sikong Chuyu's understanding of Qinji Tower was much deeper than Night Sorrow's. Wait. I thought of something. The lady I saw at East Snow Mountain was also a member of Qinji Tower. She said that if the people of Qinji Tower didn't value me, then they must be blind. If she could say that, then her position must be higher than Lei Hua and the others. Could she be the Pavilion Lord? Night Sorrow seemed to have understood something. Qinji Tower issued the Blood Essence of Ice Spirits mission. She also needs the Blood Essence of Ice Spirits. This shouldn't be a coincidence. Yang Lei nodded. Knight Sorrow nodded as he understood the crux of the problem. While the three of them were talking, a string of fireworks appeared in the sky above Danding Peak. Gather. This is the signal for disciples above the third stage to gather. Let's go, Yang Lei said. When the three of them arrived at Danding Square on their flying demonic beasts, many disciples of Medicine Valley had already arrived. Soon, more people arrived one after another. Now, everyone is to go to Danding City and wait for orders near the City Lord's mansion. Gather as soon as you see the signal. The Great Elder gave the order. With just one order, all the disciples of Medicine Valley set off. The Great Elder and Hua Yunpeng called out to Knight Sorrow. The battle this time will be unprecedentedly fierce. Will be a real battle. You must pay attention to your safety. Only when you grow up safely can you do more things. Medicine Valley will need you in the future. Hua Yunpeng looked at Knight Sorrow and said, I understand. Knight Sorrow nodded. You too. Safety comes first. Hua Yunpeng looked at Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu and said, Yang Lei was a disciple of Medicine Valley. Sikong Chuyu was Knight Sorrow's fiancée. She was also half a person of Medicine Valley. Bowing to Hua Yunpeng and the Great Elder, Knight Sorrow and the other two also set off for Danding City on their flying demonic beasts. The Golden Flame sect is doomed this time. However, it's hard to say what will happen in the future. The Southern Dipper sect and the Freedom sect will easily take over their territory. Yang Lei said. They won't go too far. After all, they know what happened. If the venerables of the Golden Flame sect can be killed, so can their venerables. Therefore, as long as they are not fools, they will understand that there are some things and lines that cannot be touched. The Golden Flame sect is not a cake that can be eaten by anyone. Sikong Chuyu said. Tianji Tower wants to eat the lion's share. But as I said, leave the teleportation formation to me. Knight Sorrow said with a smile. They agreed? Yang Lei looked at Knight Sorrow and asked with a smile. Chapter 364. Genius remembers love in 1 second/small? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. It's great that they agreed. With the teleportation array, it will be much easier for Danding City to develop. It will also be easier to contact other sections. We can also go directly to Dongshan City. Sikong Chuyu excitedly said. Sikong Chuyu excitedly said. What a pity for the Golden Flame Palace of the Golden Flame sect. That's a spiritual weapon of the same level as the Thunder Tower, Yang Lei said. As long as they don't help us, the Medicine Valley will definitely lose. The things of the Golden Flame sect don't belong to us. I don't care about that as long as the Medicine Valley is safe, Knight Sorrow said. Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu understood that whatever Knight Sorrow cared about, Knight Sorrow didn't care about external things. After arriving at Danding City, Knight Sorrow went to the Tianji Tower first. However, he didn't see Lei Hua and Yin Shui. After talking to Enforcer Dong, Knight Sorrow went to Yang Lei's mansion. Love Gong Little Sei Kun Yang Lei's mansion. Knight Sorrow met all of his senior brothers and sisters. Your cultivation. Mo Chin came over and punched Knight Sorrow's shoulder as he said in shock. 11th senior brother, Sister Ling Fei, you're all here. Knight Sorrow greeted them. Our master's disciples are all here. No one will be left behind in a battle like this, Huanan said. 3rd senior brother, you've entered the 5th stage? Noticing Huanan's cultivation, Knight Sorrow asked in surprise. I just broke through a few days ago. I have to thank you, 13, for your spiritual liquid. It helped me a lot and helped me break through the bottleneck, Huanan said with a smile. Then everyone drank tea and chatted. The atmosphere was particularly harmonious and relaxed. After staying in Yang Lei's mansion for 2 days, Enforcer Dong called Knight Sorrow to the Tianji Tower. On the top floor of the Tianji Tower, Knight Sorrow saw Lei Hua and Yin Shui drinking tea. Their 2 venerables have been killed. The Medicine Valley can go and take over the territory. We have to go to the headquarters of the Golden Flame sect. If we're late, we won't get any benefits. You know that, Yin Shui said with a smile. Knight Sorrow thanks the 2 seniors again, Knight Sorrow said. Your Medicine Valley will advance from the east and directly attack from the weakest point. The Golden Flame sect and the Red Cloud sect's main forces are guarding the west, so you don't have to go there. Rest assured. Lei Hua and Yin Shui, calm? Yi Shang left the Celestial Terminus Tower and returned to the City Lord Mansion. He told the Great Elder and Hua Yunpeng the news. Done? So fast. Then let's go from the east. There's a strange force on the west. Our people went to investigate but they were all knocked out and sent back, Hua Yunpeng said. Then, the disciples of the Medicine Valley gathered and started to attack from the east where the Medicine Valley and the Golden Flame sect met. This time the Medicine Valley didn't stay. All the elders, protectors and enforcers were sent out. How could the Golden Flame sect withstand the attack led by venerables? They were defeated all the way. On the Medicine Valley side, they arranged for older but weaker disciples to guard the territories they had conquered. The Medicine Valley moved forward very quickly. The cities belonging to the Golden Flame sect were taken out one by one. This made the spies of the major forces in the area send out the news. Ardent Wind had also received the news from Lei Hua and had begun the slaughter. While slaughtering the forces from Golden Flame sect and Scarlet Cloud sect, she had also killed a group of free and unfettered sect disciples who had come to snatch their territory. The Bloodstrike guards were more ruthless than the Medicine Valley. They were all at least at the 4th level of cultivation. It was easy for them to wipe out the people of the Golden Flame sect. The disciples of the Golden Flame sect who ran away hurriedly ran back to Golden Flame City to report. What did you say? Those people didn't make any sound. They just killed? Zhang Tianyi asked in surprise. Look at the chapters of Q on F. Yes, they are well trained. They appeared with only the sound of their footsteps and energy breaking through the air. There was no other sound. They have already destroyed dozens of our cities. If I hadn't retreated quickly, I would have been killed, a protector of the Golden Flame sect said. Then another disciple came to report that the Golden Flame sect had lost the East Road and all the disciples guarding the city had been killed. Zhang Tianyi's expression changed. He glanced at Su Ruokong, who was sitting on the main seat, and asked the elders in the hall, "Did the venerables send back any news?" "No news at all," Su Qinfeng said. He felt that something was wrong. While Su Qinfeng was speaking, there was a fluctuation outside the main hall of the Golden Flame sect. A group of people appeared, led by the masked Lei Hua and Yin Shui. They were followed by a few protectors. What is Qinji Tower trying to do? Su Ruokong, the sect master of the Golden Flame sect, asked in a trembling voice. He hadn't said a word all this time. Nothing much. You two venerables are dead. It's your turn now, Lei Hua said coldly. While Lei Hua was speaking, the protectors behind him and Yin Shui had already attacked and killed all the disciples of the Golden Flame sect. This is a conflict between the Medicine Valley and the Golden Flame sect. Don't forget Qinji Tower's position, Su Ruokong shouted hysterically. Haha. You're right, but you have to understand that Qinji Tower has its own values. The value of the Medicine Valley is worth it. Sometimes there are things that don't have a reason to do, Lei Hua said. Are the blood guards also from Qinji Tower? Zhang Tianyi asked. That's not important to you. What's important is that after today, the Golden Flame sect will only be a name recorded in history. Lei Hua reached out his right hand and grabbed Zhang Tianyi. He shook his hand and turned him into a bloody mist. Yin Shui also attacked Su Ruokong. Massacre. It was a massacre without any means to fight back. All the higher-ups of the Golden Flame sect in the main hall were killed. Yin Shui, go and take over the Golden Flame Palace. Hey Shang, come with me to take over the teleportation portal. Since we've promised them, we have to do it. The rest of you kill any Golden Flame sect stage 4 cultivators on the spot and take all their resources, Lei Hua said to the protectors. Soon, the battle subsided and Golden Flame City fell into a dead silence. The teleportation portal in the center of Golden Flame City was dismantled by Lei Hua and the black-clothed elder. They dismantled it into materials and stored them in their storage rings. Hey Shang, go to the Qinji Tower branch in Danding City and ask them to inform Night Sorrow of the Medicine Valley. Let him arrange the teleportation portal, Lei Hua said to He Shang. I understand. I'll go now, He Shang said. Wait a while. Bring him some resources that we don't need, Lei Hua said after thinking for a while. Soon, the people of Qinji Tower gathered at the City Lord's mansion in Golden Flame City. Deputy Tower Master, this thing isn't easy to subdue. Yin Shui held a golden palace in her hand. It was the spiritual weapon of the Golden Flame sect. We don't need this thing. Just give it to the Medicine Valley and we'll take the resources we can use. Chief Protector, what do you think? We also saw the token, Lei Hua said after thinking for a while. Chapter 365. Geniuses remember love in 1 second? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Then the other protectors also handed in the resources. Let's go back and figure out how to deal with these resources. Black Entropy, you go. Do what Night Sorrow asked you to do, Lei Hua said to Black Entropy. The Medicine Valley was advancing very fast. They went straight into the territory and the Golden Flame sect had no power to stop them. In addition, Hua Yunpeng asked the First Elder and Qianwu to go to the West Road to take over the territory. Half a month later, the people from the East Road of the Medicine Valley arrived at the Golden Flame City. At this time the city was a bit chaotic. Without the suppression of the cultivators of the Golden Flame sect, some lawbreakers were in a mess. Then the Medicine Valley carried out a strong suppression. Some of the people from the Medicine Valley stayed in the Golden Flame City while the others went out to take over the territory. More than 10 days later, the First Elder and Qianwu also arrived at the Golden Flame City. However, there were not many people behind them because the cities in the Golden Flame sect's area needed to be taken over. Did it go well? Hua Yunpeng looked at the First Elder and asked. Everything is going well. We have already arranged for the experienced and talented disciples to guard the various cities, the First Elder and Qianwu said. Fortunately, no one took the opportunity to take over the territory. There should be no problem, Hua Yunpeng said. This mess needs to be cleaned up slowly. Although the Golden Flame City is prosperous, the focus of the Medicine Valley is still Danding City and Danding Mountain, the First Elder said. Then we should also send some capable people to guard here. After all, this place is also very important, Hua Yunpeng said. The final result of the discussion was that Qianwu and Huanan would stay. Huanan would be the governor of the Golden Flame City and Qianwu would be his assistant. Then those who should retreat would retreat. This battle was declared over. In addition, the Medicine Valley also wanted to thank the Thunder Rumbling sect and the Southern Dipper sect. During the battle between the Medicine Valley and the Golden Flame sect, the people of the Thunder Rumbling sect blocked the way of the Nebula sect and the Southern Dipper sect blocked the way of the Red Cloud sect. Both of them had helped the Medicine Valley a lot. Night Sorrow, Yang Lei, and Sikong Chuyu did not go with the group. From Hua Yunpeng. Yishang, you said that the other force is probably from Dongshan City? I don't know. But according to the First Elder and Second Elder's description, it's the style of the Black Iron Guards, Night Sorrow said. In short, this is a good thing. The Medicine Valley can be considered to have a firm foothold in the Eastern Profound Domain. Although there is still a gap between their strength and the other 6 superpowers, they will slowly catch up with the passage of time. In addition, they have allies and they are not bad, Sikong Chuyu said. The 3 of them traveled very fast. It took them less than half a month to return to the Danding City. When Night Sorrow and the other 2 returned to Yang Lei's mansion and sat down, Xioshu told them that the people of the Qinji Tower had come to see Night Sorrow twice. Nodding to Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu, Night Sorrow went to the Qinji Tower. Under the guidance of Enforcer Dong, Night Sorrow came to the guest room of the Qinji Tower. Inside the room, Night Sorrow saw the masked Black Entropy. After nodding to Night Sorrow, Black Entropy waved at Enforcer Dong. You are Night Sorrow. Can you show me your token? Black Entropy asked. He had to confirm Night Sorrow's identity before talking. Night Sorrow took out his identity token from the Qinji Tower. He didn't know what grade his token was. Black Entropy of the Enforcer team greets Lord Night. Black Entropy bowed when he saw Night Sorrow's token. Enforcer Black Entropy is too polite. What can I do for you? Night Sorrow helped Black Entropy up with one hand. The Vice Tower Master asked me to bring the teleportation array here. Also, I have to give this to you. Black Entropy took out the Golden Flame Palace and handed it to Night Sorrow. What's this? Night Sorrow asked Black Entropy as he held the glowing Golden Flame Palace. This is the Golden Flame Palace of the Golden Flame sect. You can take your time to study it. Also, where is the best place for the teleportation array? Black Entropy asked after explaining the Golden Flame Palace. Where is the best place for the teleportation array? I don't know. Enforcer Black Entropy, can you give me a suggestion? Night Sorrow asked. First, it's safe. The teleportation array can't be destroyed. In other words, it can't be placed in a place where it can be easily attacked. If a rank 5 Death Warrior destroys your teleportation array, it will be a huge gain for him, Black Entropy said. That's a little troublesome. It's not convenient to use it at the gate of the Medicine Valley, Night Sorrow said with a frown. If you have enough spirit stones, I can help you set up the array. It's not a problem to set up an illusion array or a killing array, Black Entropy said. Spirit stones are not a problem. In that case, set it near the City Lord's mansion. Let the people of the Medicine Valley set up a team of enforcers, Night Sorrow said after thinking for a while. Okay, let's do it. Black Entropy nodded. Black Entropy and Night Sorrow went to the square in front of the City Lord's mansion. Night Sorrow asked the patrolling city guards to call Yang Lei over. Night Sorrow introduced them to each other. How about this? I'll set up an illusion array and a killing array here. Also, you guys can build a hall here that includes the array and teleportation array. This way there won't be any problems with safety, Black Entropy said. Night Sorrow and Yang Lei nodded. Then Night Sorrow took out a pile of high-grade spirit stones. They were the high-grade spirit stones that he dug out in front of the venerable Lushan's cave. The quality was slightly lower than the ones he dug out in the void fiendish space. Forever and ever. Why free/1 look small? Speak. Then Black Entropy took out his weapon and drew some squares on the ground. Then he began to set up the foundation of the array. At the same time he explained the principles of the array to Night Sorrow and Yang Lei, as well as the attack area. Black Entropy set up 2 arrays in the square in Danding City. At the same time he told Night Sorrow about the safe and dangerous areas of the array. Then he took out some tools in the center of the array and began to dig out the array foundation to set up the teleportation array. While setting up the teleportation array, Black Entropy explained the situation of the teleportation array to Night Sorrow and Yang Lei. Currently there are 3 space crystals in this teleportation array. There are also 2 space crystals that correspond to other teleportation arrays. One of them corresponds to Dongshen City, while the other belongs to the Scarlet Cloud sect. However, the Scarlet Cloud sect is unable to teleport there. Look, the space crystal that is installed is also dark. This means that the other party has closed the teleportation array. Now that your enemies, of course, they're afraid that you'll teleport there and attack them, Black Entropy said. In other words, we can only teleport to Dongshen City for now? Night Sorrow asked. Yes. If you want to go to other sects, you can use the teleportation array from Dongshen City if you're just here for an exchange and not for a war. However, the teleportation array in Dongshen City is very strict. You're not allowed to use the teleportation array in Dongshen City for war, Black Entropy said. We understand. Night Sorrow nodded. Chapter 366. Genius 1 second. Remember Love Go divided by Shao? We provide you with interesting novels to read. Then, Black Entropy explained to Night Sorrow and Yang Lei the principle and usage of the teleportation portal in detail. Baidu search AI Go female sign Shao say www.ichuxs. So first there was the problem of the space crystal. The space crystal of the Medicine Valley teleportation portal had a split in the slot of Dongshen City's teleportation portal. Therefore, the teleportation portal in the Medicine Valley could be used to teleport to Dongshen City. The slot of the teleportation portal had a split of the space crystal of Dongshen City's teleportation portal, so it could be used to teleport from Dongshen City. If Crimson Cloud City removed the split of the space crystal of the Medicine Valley's teleportation portal, Crimson Cloud City would not be able to teleport to Dongshen City. If the Medicine Valley installed a split of the space crystal of Crimson Cloud City's teleportation portal, Crimson Flame City would be able to teleport over. Night Sorrow took the space crystal of Crimson Flame City. This cannot be installed. It is unnecessary and dangerous. Done. The teleportation portal can be used now. Black Entropy said as he clapped his hands after putting away the space crystal of the teleportation portal. Thank you. Night Sorrow cupped his hands at Black Entropy. Sir, you are too kind. When you are in Dongshen City, please treat me to a drink, Black Entropy said with a smile. Ninth Senior Sister, please get someone to build a hall. I will accompany Guardian Black Entropy for a drink, Night Sorrow said to Yang Lei. Go ahead then. Thank you, Guardian Black Entropy. Yang Lei nodded at Black Entropy. You don't have to be so polite. Also, the hall where the teleportation array is located should be built with obsidian. It can isolate energy so it's safe. Black Shang reminded Yang Lei before leaving with Night Sorrow. After Night Sorrow and Black Entropy left, Yang Lei immediately gathered the high-level guards of Danding City and surrounded the area where the teleportation portal was located. Remember, not even a fly is allowed to enter this area. You are not allowed to enter either. After returning to the City Lord's mansion, Yang Lei arranged for people to collect the obsidian. She also sent people to the headquarters of the Medicine Valley to look for the obsidian. Night Sorrow found a tavern and brought Black Entropy into a private room. He then took out 2 jars of wine. I don't know how to be polite and I don't want to say anything. Let's drink. More $new mosty fast, on KQ? Alright, I like to communicate with a straightforward young man like you, my lord, Black Shang said as he took off his mask. After drinking 2 jars of wine with He Shang, Night Sorrow brought He Shang, who had already put on his mask, back to the teleportation array. He Shang wanted to return to Dongshan City after he was done with his business. Yang Lei took out a middle-grade crystal and installed it on the teleportation array. Take care. See you in Dongshan City. Black Entropy waved at Night Sorrow and Yang Lei, as well as Sikong Chuyu who was walking over. After Black Entropy left, Night Sorrow looked around and nodded with satisfaction. Yang Lei's arrangements were very strict. They were surrounded by high-level city guards. I've already informed the sect and asked the sect to send an elder to guard the place. This place must be safe, Yang Lei said. In order to be safe, let's stay here tonight. Night Sorrow said with a smile. The three of them drank wine and guarded the teleportation array. Although there were high-level city guards, the three of them were still worried. The next morning, people from the Medicine Valley came. The leader was Jianghu. Greetings, Master. Yang Lei and Night Sorrow bowed. Sikong Chuyu also bowed and greeted his master. Master, have you broken through to the supremacy stage? Yang Lei went forward and hugged Jianghu's arm. I just broke through. I didn't contribute much in the sect war this time, Jianghu said with a smile. Congratulations, Master. Yang Lei took a few steps back and bowed again with Night Sorrow and Sikong Chuyu. You don't have to be so polite. Our Medicine Valley also has a teleportation array. 13 You've made a great contribution, but the sect can't give you any more rewards. Jianghu looked at Night Sorrow and said with a smile. I don't need it. As long as the sect is safe, I'll be at ease. Night Sorrow shook his head and said what was in his heart. The craftsmen will arrive later. The construction of the main hall must be solid. The more solid it is, the better. Jianghu looked at the teleportation array and said. Night Sorrow thought for a moment and took out the Golden Flame Palace. Master, you've entered the supremacy stage. I'll give this to you as a congratulatory gift. Night Sorrow held the Golden Flame Palace with both hands and handed it to Jianghu. Seeing the Golden Flame Palace, Jianghu looked at Night Sorrow in surprise and asked, Is this a spiritual weapon? Yes, it's the most precious spiritual weapon of the Golden Flame sect. Chenji Tower gave it to me but I can't use it. Night Sorrow said. You can use it in the future. Keep it. Jianghu directly handed the Golden Flame Palace back to Night Sorrow. Master, just take it. It's useless to me. Besides, this kind of spiritual weapon is suitable for cultivating the sect's disciples. It's not very effective in battle. Night Sorrow shook his head. Night Sorrow knew a little about spiritual weapons like the Golden Flame Palace and the Thunder Tower. These spiritual weapons were only suitable for defense and killing. Although they were more precious than ordinary offensive spiritual weapons, they were not suitable for mobile use. Jianghu thought for a moment and said, Then I'll keep it for you. When you can use it, come to me and take it back. Night Sorrow smiled. He was really worried that Jianghu would not accept it. The Golden Flame Palace was of little value to him. Using it as a mansion? It was not practical. Soon the craftsmen arrived. Jianghu ordered them not to rush to work and to find the best obsidian to build it. At the same time he sent Night Sorrow and the others back to rest. He held the Golden Flame Palace and meditated near the teleportation array and began to refine it. Silver snow had erased all the marks that belonged to the experts of the Golden Flame sect in the Golden Flame Palace. Jianghu could directly refine it, so there was no need to hide. 13 You've lost a lot this time. But since Master has become a venerable, I miss him very much. He has a spiritual weapon to protect him, so I didn't stop you. Yang Lei held Night Sorrow's hand and said, I understand. Night Senior Sister, you're thinking too much. I don't feel bad. The Golden Flame Palace is really not suitable for me. Night Sorrow said with a smile. While the teleportation array was being built, Night Sorrow began to cultivate in seclusion. He needed to break through. His cultivation of the myriad Tao Tome had increased exponentially. He was not far from the third level of the consolidation realm. In addition, he had suppressed his true Qi cultivation for a while. It would be a waste of time to stabilize it. After a night, Night Sorrow completed his breakthrough and stabilized his cultivation. Seeing Night Sorrow come out, Yang Lei called for Sikong Chuyu and asked Chioshu to bring some food and wine to the teleportation array. Seeing them arrive, Jianghu, who was holding the Golden Flame Palace, stood up and said, The refining is complete. Let's drink first and then set up the Golden Flame Palace. Master can control the Golden Flame Palace? Night Sorrow asked. I've already refined it and understood its situation. It's a support-type spiritual weapon. As long as it's activated, it can cover this area. The area it covers is absolutely safe. Jianghu said. Master, it's not convenient for you. The cultivation environment here is not as good as Danding Peak. Yang Lei said. That's what you don't understand. After refining the Golden Flame Palace, I can use the Golden Flame Palace to assist my cultivation. There are 6 levels in the Golden Flame Palace. I can stay on the 6th level to cultivate. You must know that the Golden Flame Palace can absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. Jianghu said. That's good. Yang Lei nodded. Chapter 367. A Genius Remembers Love in 1 Second? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Master, I have to travel everywhere in the future. Even if I can get the 8-Dragon Cauldron to recognize me as its master, I can't go there, Night Sorrow said. He didn't want to be held back by the 8-Dragon Cauldron. If you can get the 8-Dragon Cauldron to recognize you as its master, you can do whatever you want. It's nothing. You are a disciple of the Medicine Valley. When the Medicine Valley needs you, it's good enough that you can help. Hua Yunpeng appeared with the Great Elder and a few others beside him. Everyone knew about the teleportation array and wanted to come and take a look. Greetings, Valley Master. Hua Yunpeng and the others bowed to Jianghu. You're welcome. Jianghu waved his hand and energy appeared to help everyone up. The Medicine Valley also has a teleportation array. 13. You've made a great contribution again. The Great Elder looked at Night Sorrow and said, I will try my best to do what I can for the sect. Night Sorrow bowed and said, It's not just this teleportation array. Look at this. Jianghu stretched out his right hand and the Golden Flame Palace that was originally small in his hand suddenly became bigger and turned into a pavilion, shining with golden light in the air. After everyone saw it clearly, Jianghu waved his hand and took back the Golden Flame Palace. This is the Golden Flame Palace, the spiritual weapon of the Golden Flame sect? The Great Elder looked at Jianghu in shock and asked. That's right. 13 gave it to me a few days ago. This spiritual tool has a very strong auxiliary effect. Later, when I set it up properly, everyone will be able to figure it out, said Lu Yangyu. This is practical. The 8-Dragon Cauldron is the signature of our Medicine Valley, but we haven't been able to control it. It's an awkward problem. Now that we have this, it's great. The Great Elder patted Night Sorrow's shoulder and said, So, Night Sorrow, as long as you can make the 8-Dragon Cauldron recognize you as its master, you can go without worry. Your path may be outside, but remember that Medicine Valley is your home, Hua Yunpeng said. Yes, the value of the teleportation formation and the Golden Flame Palace is immeasurable. 13. If you can contribute to the sect without asking for anything in return, the sect can do the same for you, Jianghu said to Night Sorrow. Thank you, Master. Thank you, Elders. Night Sorrow bowed. Our Medicine Valley is going to hold another Venerable One celebration. How about this? Night Sorrow, you and your 9th senior sister will accompany me to the Thunder Rumbling sect, the Southern Dipper sect, and the Free and Unfettered sect. A few days ago, didn't the Free and Unfettered sect want to snatch our territory? Why invite them? Yang Lei said with dissatisfaction. How do I explain this situation? No one wants to let go of the opportunity to expand their territory. We can't push them into the enemy camp because of this. Hua Yunpeng said to Yang Lei. Also, the Holy Light sect and the Star Cloud sect will also go. It's fine if they come, but it's also convenient if they don't come. The Great Elder thought for a moment and said, This disciple's qualifications are low. Isn't it inappropriate for this disciple to go? Night Sorrow said. He felt that he was a new second-generation disciple and was not suitable to go to the major sects to invite people. You're not suitable? You are now the signature of our Medicine Valley. As long as you agree, you are now the successor of the Valley Master, the young Valley Master, Hua Yunpeng said. I'm sorry, Elders. This disciple just wants to cultivate in peace, Night Sorrow said apologetically. As soon as Night Sorrow's words came out, the eyes of the Great Elder and the other elders behind him darkened. They were indeed a little disappointed because Night Sorrow didn't care about these things. They really wanted to support Night Sorrow to the position of young Valley Master. Let's not talk about this. Everyone, where is the best place to arrange the Golden Flame Palace? Jianghu changed the topic. I think it should be placed next to the transmission hall that is about to be built. In the future, this place will be the core of the Medicine Valley. The square here should be infinitely expanded. Danding City needs to be properly expanded and become a super city in the Eastern Profound Domain, Hua Yunpeng said. There's one more thing. I'm about to step down. Elders, please choose a new Valley Master, Jianghu said. That's not appropriate. The The previous strategy is not suitable now. The Medicine Valley is in an important period of development. Stability is the most important thing. It will be better to have a venerable valley master to guard the situation. As for the problem of nurturing talents, we can choose a successor and let him come to Danding Peak to handle things, the Great Elder said directly. Then, near the transmission formation, the higher-ups of the Medicine Valley held a meeting. In the end, they decided to choose Gong Xian and Chu Lingxiao to be the Vice Valley Masters of Danding Peak, Yi Shui of Wuwei Peak to be the Peak Master of Ninein Peak, and Wu Qi to take over as the Peak Master of Danding Peak. This was a relatively large staff arrangement. With this arrangement, it also meant that the younger generation of the Medicine Valley had officially taken over. You little brat, you're just mud that can't support a wall. Qian Wu glared at Yi Shang with dissatisfaction. His eyes were full of disappointment. All the elders of the Medicine Valley thought highly of Night Sorrow, but Night Sorrow was unwilling. After the meeting of the higher-ups of the Medicine Valley, Jianghu placed the Golden Flame Palace next to the transmission formation and started the construction of the transmission hall. All the elders went to work. Danding City was going to be expanded. The area around the square had to be demolished. Even the city master's mansion had to make way for the construction of the square. Night Sorrow and Sikong Chuyu rode Tianyu to the Dragon Spring courtyard. Yang Lei didn't come back with them. She was the city master of Danding City and had a lot of things to take care of. Night Sorrow, are you relieved now? The Medicine Valley has truly gained a foothold in the eastern Xian domain, Sikong Chuyu whispered as he sat on Tianyu's back and hugged Night Sorrow's waist. Yes, I am relieved. I just want to reach the 5th rank as soon as possible. I don't know how long it will take to reach the 5th rank. Once I reach the 5th rank, I will go to the Qingtian domain with you. I will ask Jiyu's family to return Father Gu's arm, Night Sorrow said coldly. Okay, I will go with you then, Sikong Chuyu said. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. In the future, I will go to the Taiqing domain. I must find my family. Even if I can't find them, I will make the people who attacked the Night Moon Empire pay the price. Even if I am alone, I will fight. Night Sorrow said. Night Sorrow, those are top empires. They're all colossi. You can't act recklessly. Also, are you sure that you are a descendant of the Night Moon Empire? Sikong Chuyu was stunned when she heard Night Sorrow's words. Senior Lei Hua said that my bloodline energy contains the power of space, but he can't be completely sure. I know what's going on because my attribute is the Void attribute, which suppresses the power of space. I know that I am a descendant of the Night Moon Empire. I don't care if my opponents are colossi. They attacked the Night Moon Empire, so I will kill them back. Only then will I be worthy of the blood of the Yi clan flowing in my body, Night Sorrow said. Sikong Chuyu nodded. She knew that she would be worried and scared in the coming days, but this was the Night Sorrow she liked, the Night Sorrow. Chapter 368. Genius 1 second. Remember love divided by go divided by little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. I understand. Even if Night Moon Dynasty doesn't return, you can still fight for a brand new world, Sikong Chuyu said. A man should strive for self-improvement. Life doesn't stop and battles don't stop. I'm just ashamed of Medicine Valley's nurturing of me, Night Sorrow said as he looked in the direction of Danding City. They may be a little disappointed, but they won't blame you. They also hope that you can become famous, Sikong Chuyu said as he looked up at Night Sorrow. I'm sorry. Back then, I didn't know about my background. I didn't know that I had a mission, so I liked you. However, I won't let you go. As long as I'm alive, I won't let you suffer. Yishang looked at Sikong Chuyu in his arms and said, not afraid of any strong enemy and daring to fight against the world. That's you. I understand. Don't say sorry. Hug me. Sikong Chuyu murmured. After returning to Longquan Courtyard, Night Sorrow fed Tianyu and played with Silver Fox for a while. Then Night Sorrow began to practice his spear techniques. As his cultivation increased, Night Sorrow's spear techniques became more powerful. Every thrust of the spear had a piercing sound. The energy produced ripples that rippled in all directions. Night Sorrow cultivated for 4 hours. After he stopped, he drank tea and chatted with Sikong Chuyu, who had also stopped cultivating. Love, Gone Little say W, Chu, my ripple force still feels a little lacking, Sikong Chuyu, who had also been cultivating for a while, said. Take this and study it first. Night Sorrow handed the box containing the water attribute stone to Sikong Chuyu. Don't you still need it? Sikong Chuyu opened the box and asked. I originally planned to give it to you after the matter was settled, But who knows when Tianji Tower would want to borrow it. It'll be yours sooner or later. You can use it first. You can return it to me when I need it. Although it's a medium to enter the Saint Realm, it's good for you to comprehend it in advance. Night Sorrow said with a smile. Alright then. When you need it, come and get it from me. I can increase my combat strength by comprehending it in advance. If I can grasp the laws, there will be no bottlenecks when I take that step in the future. Sikong Chuyu nodded and put away the water elemental origin stone. After chatting with Sikong Chuyu for a while, Night Sorrow continued to cultivate. Night Sorrow had been cultivating here for 7 or 8 days when Yang Lei came, saying that she wanted to leave for another sect. Night Sorrow looked at Sikong Chuyu and said, Chuyu, it's inconvenient for you to follow us. Just stay at home and cultivate. Okay, be careful and come back early, Sikong Chuyu said. Night Sorrow and Yang Lei nodded at Sikong Chuyu, then drove Tianyu away from Longquan Courtyard. Yang Lei, who was sitting next to Night Sorrow, said, 13, I guess you won't be able to rest this time. The venerable celebration ceremony is an inevitable event. You'll have to fight again. Night Sorrow said with a smile, it's nothing this time. There shouldn't be any life and death battles. I'm very happy. I suddenly feel that the future is very beautiful. There's no crisis in the Medicine Valley, and Master has entered the venerable realm. The rest of the days are sweet. When things settle down, I'll give birth to a baby for you. Yang Lei said. Let's wait until we've stabilized. Night Sorrow hugged Yang Lei and said. Night Sorrow did not have such plans. He still had a lot of things to do. Could be said that he could be in danger at any time. He did not want his children to be like him without their parents by their side. When he arrived above Danding City, Yishang saw that the city had changed greatly. The square in the center of the city covered a large area with a radius of 7 to 8 miles. There were 2 halls in the middle, one was the Golden Flame Hall, and the other was the Teleportation Hall. The entrance of the Teleportation Hall was guarded by the elders of the Medicine Valley. Baidu search AI go female sign xiao say www.ichuxs. The other thing was the demolition and reconstruction. The new city lord's mansion had already reached a certain scale. In addition, the location of the Tianji Tower had been changed. A group of craftsmen were also busy. Let's go to my mansion. The Great Elder is waiting for us there, Yang Lei said to Night Sorrow. In Yang Lei's mansion, the Great Elder was giving instructions to Bai Qingshan and Ao Yukuan. Yang Lei is the city lord, but she's also a woman. You two should worry about everything, especially the reconstruction of Danding City. The Medicine Valley will compensate you if you need it. Development is important, but you can't put the cart before the horse and cause complaints everywhere, the Great Elder said to Bai Qingshan and Ao Yukuan. You're here. Have you prepared anything? If not, let's go, the Great Elder stood up and said. There's nothing to prepare, said Yishan. Then let's go. You two remember to pay attention to the construction around the square. If there's any problem, report to the Valley Lord at the Golden Flame Hall, the Great Elder said and led Night Sorrow and Yang Lei to the Teleportation Hall. Night Sorrow did not know the Elder guarding the Teleportation Hall. The Elder bowed to the Great Elder. Pay attention to the safety of this place. This is our foundation. If there's any problem, activate the restriction of the Golden Flame Hall immediately. The Great Elder reminded them again and walked to the Teleportation Hall. When they left, they bypassed the killing array and illusion array set up by He Shang. The Teleportation Hall was at the innermost part of the Teleportation Hall. If they wanted to enter the Teleportation Hall, they had to pass through the area protected by the array. Seeing the Great Elder and the other two enter the Teleportation Hall, the Elder guarding the Teleportation Hall installed a mid-grade crystal in the slot of the Teleportation Hall. As the crystal glowed, the Teleportation Hall started operating. The space started to blur and the feeling of dizziness appeared in Night Sorrow's mind again. However, it didn't take long before the energy stabilized. The three of them cupped their fists at the Black Iron Guard and walked out of the Teleportation Hall. A different aura. This is the #1 city of the Eastern Profound Domain, the Great Elder said with emotion. Great Elder, should we go to the other sects directly or stay in Dongshan City for a while? Night Sorrow asked. 7 LPs, let's stop for a while. I want to see Elder Chu in your house and see how you are doing in Dongshan City. The Great Elder knew about Night Sorrow's matter, so he planned to go to Night Sorrow's place to have a look. Sitting on a flying beast, the three of them arrived at the Medicine Valley station. Seeing the Great Elder, Elder Chu was stunned for a moment. Great Elder, why are you here? I'm here to see you. In addition, I want to inform you that the Medicine Valley's venerable celebration will be held in 2 months. Elder Chu, you should also go back. The great elder found a place to sit down and said, Venerable celebration. Our Medicine Valley has another venerable? Elder Chu, who was originally very surprised to see the great elder, was even more surprised. Yes, the Valley Master has entered the venerable realm. In addition, our Medicine Valley has completely taken over the Golden Flame Sect's area and officially become one of the 7 superpowers of the Eastern Profound Domain. Let someone else take care of this place. Elder Chu, you should go back and rest for a few days, the great elder said. Okay, this is a good thing, a great thing. I will definitely go back, Elder Chu said excitedly. Elder Chu, let's go to my residence and have a drink together? Night Sorrow asked with a smile. Chapter 369. Genius 1 second. Remember love divided by go divided by little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Don't worry. Our Medicine Valley now has a transmission array. It will only take a moment to go back to the Medicine Valley. In addition, send some medium-level spirit stones back to the Medicine Valley. The Medicine Valley has a transmission array, so it needs a lot of medium-level spirit stones. The great elder said. Transmission array. Our Medicine Valley also has a transmission array. This is great. It will be much easier for us to transport elixirs in the future. We don't have many upper-level spirit stones in our store, but we still have a lot of medium-level spirit stones. Elder Chu said excitedly. As the person in charge of the Medicine Valley in Dongshan City, he certainly knew the significance of the transmission array. While chatting, the group arrived at Night Sorrow's Qingxing cottage. Seeing Night Sorrow coming, Ning Yun ran directly to Night Sorrow's side. Uncle, you're back. I missed you. Good girl. Brother Ning, sister-in-law, this is our Medicine Valley's great elder and Elder Chu. Night Sorrow introduced them to each other. Ning Qingfeng and Han Lin greet the 2 seniors. Ning Qingfeng and Han Lin both bowed to salute. No need to be so polite. Elder Chu helped them up. Then Night Sorrow took the great elder and Elder Chu to the backyard and made tea. Yang Lei and Han Lin took the maidservants to prepare food and wine. That person is good. He has a solid foundation. The great elder had a good impression of Ning Qingfeng. Love Gone Little Sake. Night Sorrow told the story of how he met Ning Qingfeng. The great elder nodded. You did a good job. Heroes also have times when they are in trouble. If you can help them, you should help them. Your house is good. The price of this area is not low. The people of the City Lord's mansion introduced me to it. Night Sorrow did not hide it and directly told the story of buying the house. Very good, very good. It seems that you should really explore more. The outside world is more suitable for you. The great elder said with some emotion. Soon Yang Lei and the others prepared a table full of food and wine. 13. Call everyone over to eat together. There's no need to be so formal, the great elder said. Night Sorrow called Ning Qingfeng's family Uncle Feng and Aunt Feng. As for the 2 maidservants, they were afraid and did not dare to come over. Night Sorrow did not force them. Since we're all under the same roof, there's no need for formalities. Night Sorrow is still young and needs to be taken care of, the first elder said to Ning Qingfeng. You're too polite, first elder. Ning Qingfeng bowed to the first elder. After eating, Ning Qingfeng and Han Lin took the child back to the front yard. Elder Chu, I'll take them to the other sects later and invite the guests to the Medicine Valley to attend the Venerable's celebration. As for you, see if there are any stores left. If there are, buy them. After the Golden Flame sect was destroyed, there should be some stores for sale. If you need money, go back to the Medicine Valley to get it, the Grand Elder said to Elder Chu. Okay, I'll do it now. Elder Chu nodded and left without hesitation. 13. Your house is not bad. You have a foothold in Dongshan City, but there are all kinds of people here. You have to be careful, the first elder looked at Night Sorrow and said. Don't worry, first elder. 13 is now the law enforcer of the Black Iron Guards in Dongshan City. Who dares to be a law enforcer? They don't want their heads anymore, Yang Lei said with a smile. That's good. The first elder nodded. Night Sorrow then arranged a guest room for the first elder and left the house. He wanted to visit the Tianji Tower. When Night Sorrow arrived at the Tianji Tower, it was completely different from before. Now there was someone to receive him and take Night Sorrow directly to the top floor. On the top floor, Night Sorrow saw Lei Hua. You're here. How's the Medicine Valley? Lei Hua pointed at the chair opposite him and asked Night Sorrow to sit down. It's going well. Thank you, Deputy Tower Master. Night Sorrow bowed and sat down. That's good. It'll be convenient for you to travel between the two places in the future, Lei Hua said. Night Sorrow took out 2 jars of wine and handed one of them to Lei Hua. Then he opened his own jar. Night Sorrow doesn't know how to be polite. Anyway, thank you very much, sir. Let's drink first. I'll take you to see someone later, Lei Hua said. My look, positive I version, I chapter 2 section $7 on Y+. Okay, I might have to leave tomorrow, Night Sorrow said. Didn't you just come? Why are you leaving again? Lei Hua asked, puzzled. My master has entered the venerable realm and wants to hold a celebration ceremony. He wants to invite the people of the Thunder Rumbling sect and the Southern Dipper sect to attend the ceremony. Our sect's great elder asked me to go with him to inform them. Night Sorrow told Lei Hua the situation. Your Medicine Valley has another venerable. This is very fast. It's a rising trend. Okay, we'll leave now. This won't delay your matters, Lei Hua stood up and said. Lei Hua took Night Sorrow to the top of the building. Then, with a wave of his arm, energy wrapped around Night Sorrow and began to fly. If it had been in the past, Night Sorrow would have been very shocked. However, he was not surprised now. Lei Hua and Yin Shui had killed the Venerable of the Golden Flame sect without suffering any damage, which proved their strength. Venerables did not need mounts unless they were in a long journey or were not in a hurry. After 10 minutes, Lei Hua took Night Sorrow to the top of a tall mountain. At the top of the mountain, Night Sorrow saw Wu Lingfei sitting cross-legged. Wu Lingfei was still the same. She was dressed in pure white tights with a long robe on the outside and a veil covering her face. My lord, Night Sorrow has arrived. Lei Hua bowed and said, Okay, you can go back first. Wu Lingfei nodded and said. Lei Hua bowed again to Wu Lingfei and nodded to Night Sorrow before leaving. You're the owner of Tianji Tower? Night Sorrow asked in shock. That's right. I've told Lei Hua about your background. After some analysis, I think you should be a descendant of the Yue clan. The reason why your spatial power isn't obvious is because it's suppressed by your void attribute, Wu Lingfei said. I've troubled you, my lord. Night Sorrow bowed and said. 8 levels of spirit severing, surging blood chi, forming essence chi smoke. You've cultivated faster than I expected. Not bad. Wu Lingfei looked at Night Sorrow and nodded. I'm still very grateful to my lord for taking care of Medicine Valley. Night Sorrow said. I used to have some friendship with an emperor of the Night Moon dynasty. You've also helped me a few times, so there's no need to be too polite. I've been thinking about the Night Moon Space Rend these days. Space Rend is not a secret technique. The reason it belongs to the Night Moon dynasty is because others can't cultivate it. Wu Lingfei said. Are there no space attribute cultivators in the 9 realms and 18 states? They can't cultivate it? Night Sorrow asked. They can't. Night Moon's family bloodline's explosive power is the key. People with space attribute can at most use the Space Rend / which is different from Space Rend. This is the Space Rend that I've researched from the Wind Element / and the Space Rend / It may be different from the Night Moon Dynasty's Space Rend, but it's not much different. Take a look and see if you can use your bloodline's power. Wu Lingfei took out a beast's skin and threw it to Night Sorrow. Chapter 370. Genius 1 second. Remember Love Go / Little? Here's a wonderful novel for you to read. Night Sorrow studied the ancient books and matched them with himself. There were many normal elemental battle skills such as Wind Elemental / Ice Elemental / Space Splitting / and so on. However, they all came from the hands and could only be used through the Laogong acupoint in the palm. However, Night Moon Dynasty's Space Split was different. It controlled the bloodline talent to rush out from the dragon bone and the back of the neck and directly attack the target. The higher the cultivation, the stronger the attack. Night Sorrow studied the route of energy flow and the method of exerting force before starting to cultivate. True Qi stimulated the energy points under the dragon bone. Then, Night Sorrow controlled the bloodline talent to circulate through the veins under the dragon bone. It rose from the dragon bone and rushed out from the Shindao acupoint. Then it slashed at a nearby rock. The stone the size of a human head was cut in half as if it was cut by a knife. It seems my judgment was correct. I just took a look. You only used 1 energy point. It's not bad to have this kind of effect. I just don't know how many energy points you have. Wu Lingfei interrupted Night Sorrow's cultivation. 7. Right now, I can only activate 1 of them. As for the other energy points, no matter how I activate them, there's no reaction, Night Sorrow said. 7 energy points. So many. Activating the bloodline talent requires a secret method. I don't know what Night Moon Dynasty's secret method, but according to the principle of cultivation, activating energy of the same origin will be better. That is to say, use the energy points you can control to activate the other hidden energy points. Wu Lingfei said to Night Sorrow. Thank you, Senior. Night Sorrow will remember. Night Sorrow nodded. Take your time to familiarize yourself with it. The Night Moon Dynasty's spatial tier will only show its power after reaching the 5th step, which means you can cultivate soul force. The effect of your cultivation right now is not very strong. I want you to cultivate this because I want to confirm your origin. Now, I am 100% sure that you are a descendant of the Night Moon Dynasty, Wu Lingfei said. Junior understands. I will cultivate diligently in the future. Night Sorrow looked at the broken stone and said, Go. Enter the 5th level as soon as possible, but don't be greedy. Wu Lingfei waved to Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow released Jianghu, but he didn't know how to fly. He didn't know where Dongshan City was. Keep flying south. If you encounter an enemy you can't fight, take out my token and crush the soul pearl I gave you. Love go say Chu. Wu Lingfei reminded Night Sorrow again. Night Sorrow took out 2 jugs of 100 herb wine and placed them on the ground. He then left with Jianghu in a flash. After half an hour, Night Sorrow returned to Dongshan City. Jianghu then flew for a while before returning to the house. After making arrangements for Jianghu, Night Sorrow returned to the main building. Where have you been all this time? Look at the sky. It's already midnight. I'm so worried. Yang Lei, who was sitting in the hall, said. I went to see the Vice Palace Master. Vice Palace Master Lei brought me to see another person. Night Sorrow told her what happened today. It's a good thing to be able to confirm your origin. Also, you obtained a secret technique. This is very rare. Yang Lei said. Yes. You must have been waiting for a long time. Let's go and rest. Night Sorrow held Yang Lei's hand and said. Yang Lei blushed and nodded. Smiling at Yang Lei, Night Sorrow bent down and carried Yang Lei to the bedroom. In the bedroom he placed Yang Lei on the bed and Night Sorrow lit the lamp. Looking at Yang Lei's beautiful face, Night Sorrow sat beside Yang Lei. He held Yang Lei in his arms and gently kissed her. Chapter ZS Chapter GNG section of the 4th edition? T-*** Yang Lei hugged Night Sorrow's neck and kissed him back. Night Sorrow gently pulled open the belt of Yang Lei's skirt and slowly took off Yang Lei's skirt, followed by her underwear. A moment later, a beautiful jade-like body appeared in Night Sorrow's sight. Yang Lei gently leaned on Night Sorrow's body, not letting Night Sorrow take a closer look. Night Sorrow also took off his robe, then turned and stood in front of Yang Lei. Standing between Yang Lei's jade legs, he slowly moved closer to Yang Lei. With a soft moan from Yang Lei, the two tightly leaned against each other. The sound of panting and moaning echoed in the room. After a long time the storm gradually stopped. 13 You're too strong. Did you cultivate that outer chapter? Yang Lei leaned in Night Sorrow's arms and asked. I really didn't. I forgot about it. I'll take a look at it later. After hearing Yang Lei's reminder, Night Sorrow remembered that when he entered the consolidation realm, he could strengthen his body in a special area. You really want to kill me? My body is already strong enough, but you almost tore it apart, Yang Lei whispered. I couldn't control myself just now. I'll be more careful in the future and be gentler. It's mainly because Ninth Senior Sister's seduction is too strong. As he said this, Night Sorrow pushed Yang Lei down again. That night the two barely slept. After dawn, the two washed up and went out of the main building. In the garden, the Great Elder was looking at Jianghu. 13 Your mount is very strong, the Great Elder said when he saw the two of them come over. Jianghu is indeed very strong. The main thing is that he can understand me. When there's a battle, he cooperates very well with me, Night Sorrow said. Then Aunt Feng brought the servant girl to deliver breakfast to the backyard. This place is not bad. Although it's in a big city, it's very quiet and suitable for cultivation. The Great Elder looked at the yard and nodded. After breakfast, the three of them left the house and rushed to the teleportation formation. After paying the mid-grade crystals, the Black Iron Guard asked about their identities and allowed them to teleport. The first stop was the Southern Dipper sect. After all, the Medicine Valley had the best relationship with the Southern Dipper sect. After arriving at the teleportation formation in Stardow City, the three of them were interrogated again. After the Great Elder explained his identity and purpose, the three of them were brought to the City Lord's manor to rest. At the same time, the news was sent to the Southern Dipper sect's headquarters. 2 hours later, Nanjin Yuan arrived. The Great Elder came personally. Forgive the Southern Dipper sect for not being a good host. Let's go to the Heaven Do Mountain headquarters. Nan Jinyuan cupped his hands toward the Great Elder. The Great Elder nodded. You're too polite, South Hall Master. Night Sorrow greets South Hall Master. Night Sorrow bowed. Night Sorrow and Elder Yang are both here. Night Sorrow, your cultivation speed is too fast. A year and a half ago, you were at the peak of the essence gathering stage. Now you're almost at the peak of the spirit severing stage. Nan Jinyuan was very shocked when he noticed Night Sorrow's cultivation. You're too kind, South Hall Master. Night Sorrow smiled and returned the greeting. Alright, let's go to Heaven Do Mountain. The Medicine Valley has guests. We must receive them well, Nan Jinyuan said. Then the three of them got on the flying beast and flew toward Heaven Do Mountain. Chapter 371. A Genius Remembers Love in 1 Second? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Night Sorrow is nothing compared to the saintess of the Southern Dipper sect, said Night Sorrow. Ah, Night Sorrow, I haven't seen you in a while. You've become more experienced. That's not like you, said Nan Jinyuan as he turned to look at Night Sorrow. 13 were allies with the Southern Dipper sect. You don't have to be so formal, said the Great Elder to Night Sorrow. Did you hear what the Great Elder said? You don't have to be so formal. Just be casual. It's not easy to come here. Stay a little longer and interact with the disciples of the Southern Dipper sect, said Nan Jinyuan to the Great Elder and Night Sorrow. I'm afraid I can't this time. I still have some things to do. I'm here to invite your sect to our Medicine Valley's venerable celebration. I have to go back later. There are still many things to deal with, said the Great Elder. FYX Yong's forever too. Free look, Little Tick says, venerable celebration? Which senior has entered the venerable realm? Asked Nan Jinyuan in surprise. Our Valley Master broke through to the venerable realm some time ago, so I'm here to inform him, said the Great Elder. Okay. When is the time? We'll leave early, asked Nan Jinyuan. No need to rush. The Golden Flame sect's teleportation formation is now in Danding City. We took it from Dongshen City, said the Great Elder. That's much more convenient. I'll ask around later to see if there are any extra space crystals. Then I'll discuss with my superiors. If possible, we'll set up a teleportation formation for each other, said Nan Jinyuan. He couldn't make the decision himself. He had to report it to his superiors. Okay. We still have space crystals in the Medicine Valley's teleportation formation. If possible, we'll set up a teleportation formation for each other, said the Great Elder with a nod. Nan Jinyuan arranged for the Great Elder and Night Sorrow to stay in the VIP building. Then he went to communicate with the sect. The Medicine Valley had taken over all the territories of the Golden Flame sect, and a second venerable had appeared. This was a big deal. While the three were resting, Night Sorrow Nansheng came. Night Sorrow was Night Sorrow. Now that Night Sorrow had arrived at the Southern Dipper sect, he naturally had to pay him a visit. When he saw Yi Shang, Nansheng was shocked. He was a level 6 core condensation cultivator, but he couldn't see through Yi Shang's cultivation. However, out of courtesy he didn't ask. He was just acting as a host. The Southern Dipper sect and the Medicine Valley were allies. Allies were divided into different levels as well. The lower levels merely did not attack each other. Jinyuan has already told us about the situation in the Medicine Valley. What do you all think? Asked the old man sitting in the main seat in the Nandu Hall. He was Nan Zifen, the master of the Nandu sect. The rise of the Medicine Valley is unstoppable. The two venerables and the teleportation portal are no different from the other superpowers. Most importantly, their external relations are worthy of our Southern Dipper sect to form a deep alliance with them, an elder said. What do you think, Elder Ziyun? Nan Zifen looked at the elder on his right. It was Nan Ziyun, the law enforcement elder of the Southern Dipper sect. I have no objections. The Medicine Valley's current network is very complicated. The forces that annihilated the disciples of the Golden Flame sect and the Scarlet Cloud sect are too terrifying. No force can afford to offend them. In addition, the two venerables, Su Huantian and Old Ghost John, were killed without a sound. These are the most terrifying problems. Nan Ziyun opened his mouth and said. That's right, Nan Ziyun said. Nan Zifen stood up and said, then we'll treat each other according to the highest standards of an ally. This time, Elder Ziyun will lead a team to the Medicine Valley and communicate with the Medicine Valley. We'll carry out the deepest level of cooperation. Both sides will open up the transmission array to each other. This matter is settled. Jinyun, Take me to see the great elder of the Medicine Valley. Then, Nanzifan led a group of elders to the VIP building. The two of them chatted casually for a while. Nanzifan looked at Night Sorrow and said, "Shang has a good name and looks energetic. Stay at the Southern Dipper sect for a while." "Thank you for your hospitality, sect master." Night Sorrow bowed. After that, Nanzifan left. He was the sect master of the Southern Dipper sect and also a venerable one. He was already giving face to the Medicine Valley by coming to see them personally. Nan Ziyun and Nan Jinyuan stayed behind and chatted with the Great Elder. Night Sorrow and Yang Lei listened on the side. The Great Elder could make the decisions regarding the Medicine Valley. Nan Ziyun also had the approval of the Southern Dipper sect, so he could make all the decisions. Then the two sides exchanged space crystals for the transmission array. Nan Ziyun arranged for people to install the crystal for the Medicine Valley's transmission array. At the same time, he also sent people to bring the crystal for the Southern Dipper sect's transmission array from Dongshin City to Danding City to find people from the Medicine Valley to install it. After that, Night Sorrow and the other two rested at Heaven Do Mountain. The main reason was that it wasn't appropriate to leave directly. On the third day, Nan Xing brought Nan Liyue, who was wearing a red dress, and two young men to the VIP building. "Night Sorrow, this is my cousin Nan Liyue. My cousins Nan Yi and Nan Hao." Nan Xing introduced them to both sides. Yi Shang cupped his hands in greeting towards the group. After greeting the Great Elder and Yang Lei, Nan Liyue looked at Night Sorrow and said, "A year ago, you were at the peak of the essence-gathering realm. Now you're already at the 8th stage of the spirit-severing realm. You're indeed powerful." "You're exaggerating, Saintess Liyue. In your eyes this is nothing," Night Sorrow said. "I'm not exaggerating. Your cultivation speed is very fast. Also, I've heard about your achievements, so I'm itching to spar with you." Nan Liyue looked at Night Sorrow and said, "Cousin, Night Sorrow is a guest. This isn't appropriate." Nan Xing quickly stopped her. He knew how powerful Nan Liyue was. Nan Liyue was already at the peak of the 4th stage. In the Southern Dipper sect, no one was her match except for those at the 5th stage. "Great Elder, Elder Yang, I'm sure you won't mind, right?" Nan Liyue looked at the Great Elder and Yang Lei and asked. "It's nothing. However, you guys will have to follow your elders to the Medicine Valley as guests." The Great Elder said with a smile. "Of course. I'm just itching to spar with you today," Nan Liyue said. After speaking, Nan Liyue also went to the martial arts field in front of the VIP building. At this moment, Nan Ziyun and two other elders came over. There was also a group of Southern Dipper sect disciples. "Liyue, stop. They are the most distinguished guests of our Southern Dipper sect." Nan Ziyun quickly stopped Nan Liyue. "Grandpa Yun, is just a spar. It won't affect anything." The Great Elder and Elder Yang both agreed. Nan Liyue said, "Great Elder, I'm sorry. Liyue has been spoiled by us." Nan Ziyun cupped his hands and said apologetically to the Great Elder, "It's okay. We're all young people. We'll still have to interact in the future. It's good to get familiar with each other." The Great Elder said, "All right then. You guys don't go too far." Nan Ziyun said. Night Sorrow cupped his hands to the Great Elder and the elders of the Southern Dipper sect. He then walked to the martial arts field. Chapter 372. Genius 1 second. Remember love/go/little? I will provide you with wonderful novels to read. Looking at Nan Liyue's flaming fist, Night Sorrow activated the mysterious jade spiritual energy in his hands. His hands were covered in a white cold light as he executed the killing fist and punched towards Nan Liyue's right fist. Bang! Night Sorrow and Nan Liyue's fists collided and a muffled sound was heard. Following that, Nan Liyue took a few steps back. This was because Night Sorrow's fist had exploded with wave force. She couldn't withstand the continuous energy bombardment. Nan Liyue was pushed back a few steps by Yi Shang's punch, but Yi Shang didn't move at all. This made Nan Liyue frown. Her body flashed as she circled around Yi Shang and punched him. She used the same energy technique as Sikong Chuyu's ripple force. The only difference was that Nan Liyue's ripple force was a fire attribute ripple force. Night Sorrow used vibration force and ripple force alternately to block all of Nan Liyue's attacks. He kept pushing Nan Liyue back while his feet didn't move at all. Following Nan Liyue's roar, a fiery red energy appeared on her body. Following that, her feet shook and the green stone ground shattered. Gravel flew everywhere. Among the gravel, Nan Liyue rose into the air and punched towards Night Sorrow. She used her innate talent, the energy of Nanli Fire Body. Knowing that Nan Liyue was going all out, Night Sorrow's myriad Tao Tomes energy burst forth and entered his arms, increasing the intensity of his attacks. Love, Gon Little, Say, W. Chu. After exchanging blows for a while, Night Sorrow realized that Nan Liyue's true chi was stronger than his. He had the upper hand because his body was stronger and his energy technique was stronger. Now that Nan Liyue was about to go berserk, he couldn't help but be careful. Bang, bang. Muffled sounds kept coming out. Night Sorrow's feet didn't move as his fists kept attacking. He blocked all of Nan Liyue's crazy attacks and kept pushing her back. You're pissing me off. I don't believe that I can't deal with you. Her continuous attacks couldn't shake Night Sorrow, and couldn't make him retreat even half a step. Nan Liyue couldn't help but take out a long sword. Seeing that Nan Liyue had taken out her weapon, Night Sorrow raised his right hand and grabbed the reincarnation spear's handle from his shoulder. Because he was a guest at the Southern Dipper sect, Night Sorrow was more concerned about the Southern Dipper sect's reputation, so he had been on the defensive. If Nan Liyue still didn't know when to back down, then he didn't intend to continue being polite. Liyue, that's enough. Stop. How could he not see Night Sorrow's intentions? How could he not see the difference between Nan Liyue and Night Sorrow? This is the Southern Dipper sect. If I continue to fight, that would be rude and bullying you. When we reach the Medicine Valley, I'll spar with you again. I don't believe that I can't win. Nan Liyue retracted her energy and said angrily. Saintus, thank you for showing mercy. Night Sorrow let go of the reincarnation spear and cupped his hands towards Nan Liyue. You're very polite, but why do you look so angry? Nan Liyue snorted and left. The disciples of the Southern Dipper sect also looked at each other and left with Nan Liyue. As the heavenly daughter of the Southern Dipper sect, they had never seen a situation where Nan Liyue was defeated. Great Elder, I'm very sorry. Liyue is the little overlord of our Southern Dipper sect. She's spoiled. Night Sorrow, please don't mind her. Nan Ziyun cupped his hands towards the Great Elder and said to Night Sorrow. It's nothing, Elder Nan is too serious. Night Sorrow bowed and said. That's good. Nan Ziyun said with a smile. He didn't want to make the Great Elder and Night Sorrow unhappy because of this. Elder Ziyun, we have to leave as well. We have to go somewhere else to inform them. Thank you for your hospitality these past few days. The Great Elder said to Nan Ziyun. Since the Great Elder has something to do, I won't force you to stay. After all, the teleportation formation has been opened, so it'll be convenient for us to travel in the future. Disciples from both sides can also interact more. Nan Ziyun said. Nan Ziyun then sent Night Sorrow and the other two to the teleportation formation in Stardo City. Elder Ziyun, I'll be waiting for you at Medicine Valley. The Great Elder cupped his hands towards Nan Ziyun, who had come to send them off. All right. I'll be there later. Nan Ziyun nodded. The Great Elder brought Night Sorrow and Yang Lei to the teleportation formation and returned to Dongshan City. After communicating with the black armored guard guarding the teleportation formation, Night Sorrow and the other two took the teleportation formation to the Thunder Rumbling sect. When they arrived at the Thunder Rumbling sect, Night Sorrow directly said that he wanted to see Elder Lei Juyun, Lei Bao and Lei Zheng. The Thunder Rumbling sect's elder guarding the teleportation formation directly brought the three of them to rest and then sent a message to the sect. The Thunder Rumbling sect's mountain gate was closer to the teleportation formation. Half an hour later, Lei Juyun brought Lei Bao and Lei Zheng to the pavilion where the Great Elder was resting. Ah, I didn't think that we'd meet again after such a short time. Lei Juyun laughed and greeted the Great Elder and the other two. Lei Bao walked up and gave Night Sorrow a punch and a bear hug. Kid, your cultivation has risen really quickly. Carrot Zeng version, initial 8G hair. That's right, it's simply inhumane. Lei Zheng felt the same way. I'll bring the Great Elder to the mountain gate to receive him. The two of you accompany Night Sorrow and Elder Yang well. Otherwise I won't let you off. Lei Juyun said to Lei Bao and Lei Zheng. Don't worry, Elder. This disciple will treat them like they're at home. Lei Bao said. Lei Juyun and the Great Elder then left. What are you waiting for? Let's go drink. Lei Bao shouted as he watched Lei Juyun's figure disappear. After finding a restaurant, Lei Bao and Lei Zheng ordered a table full of dishes. They didn't order any wine because Night Sorrow took out 2 jars of wine. Night Sorrow, where's that beauty of yours? Why didn't she come with us? Lei Bao asked as he poured wine. We're not here for sightseeing. We're here to invite the Thunder Rumbling sect to Medicine Valley. Night Sorrow said. Oh, so that's it. We really want to go but we can't. The round trip is too long. It'll take too much time. Lei Bao sighed. That's no longer a problem. The Medicine Valley has opened a teleportation array. You can take the teleportation array from here to Dongshin City, and from there take the teleportation array from Dongshin City to the Medicine Valley, said Yishang. There's a teleportation formation in Medicine Valley? It should be. You destroyed the Golden Flame sect, so it's normal for you to take their teleportation formation. It'll be convenient for us to go there in the future. Lei Bao said with a smile. Night Sorrow, there's one more thing we have to thank you for. Thank you for giving us so many crystal stones at the Thunder Rumbling Tower. Lei Jing raised his wine bowl and said to Night Sorrow. While Night Sorrow and the others were drinking, Nan Liyue, Nan Yi, Nan Hao, and Nan Sheng were in a courtyard of the Southern Dipper sect. There were also some other disciples of the Southern Dipper sect. Cousin, is that guy very strong despite his young age? Nanny asked. Very strong. He's even stronger than the holy son of the Holy Light religion, Ho Jian. I don't know how that bastard cultivates. Unfortunately, the law enforcement elder won't let me use my weapon. Nan Liyue said with some resentment. Can you win by using your weapon? Nan Xing, Night Sorrow. Tell me what's his strongest point. Nan Ziyun walked into the courtyard, glanced at Nan Liyue, and then lifted his chin at Nan Sheng. Elder Ziyun, are you telling the truth? Nan Xing whispered after glancing at Nan Liyue. Chapter 373. Genius 1 second. Remember love divided by go divided by little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Then let's talk about what I know. Night Sorrow is best at spear techniques and palm techniques. His spear techniques are sharp, tricky, and swift, while his palm techniques are overbearing. His palm technique should be Medicine Valley's unique skill, Heaven Covering Hand. Love Gong Little Say W. Chu. His fighting style is very difficult to be strong. When he fights, he doesn't defend but attacks fiercely and violently. Nanxing said. Liyue, did you hear that? Today Night Sorrow just casually threw a punch to block your attack. If he really wanted to fight back, then the scene would be ugly. His road to fame is littered with corpses. Too many outstanding disciples of Golden Flame sect and Red Cloud sect have been beheaded by him. His fame is not from flattery but from killing. Do you understand? Nan Ziyun said. Yes, he is not a flower in a greenhouse. He may be gentle and easy to get along with, but when he fights he is like a different person. Today's fight should not be called a fight. Nanxing said. I know he is very strong. I don't mean to look down on him. I just want to see how strong he is under his fame and how much stronger he is compared to me. Nan Liyue said. You guys have nothing better to do. Later, I will take you to Medicine Valley. The Medicine Valley is holding a venerable ceremony, so there should be a chance to learn from each other. If you lose to Night Sorrow, I will endure it, but if you lose to others, be careful. Nan Ziyun coldly snorted and left. Night Sorrow, Lei Bao, and Lei Jing talked about their purpose of coming while eating and chatting. The two of us must go. The venerable ceremony, there must be a chance to learn from each other. If we can't beat you, we will beat others. Lei Bao said excitedly. Medicine Valley has already invited Southern Dipper sect and Thunder Rumbling sect. Next is Holy Light sect, Free and Unfettered sect, and Star Cloud sect. Only Red Cloud sect is not invited. Night Sorrow said. Okay, we will definitely go. Lei Bao nodded. Afterwards, Lei Bao and Lei Jing arranged for Night Sorrow to stay at the best inn before leaving. They knew that the friendship between gentlemen was as light as water. Night Sorrow and Yang Lei also needed some space. Right. Premier VV, these two guys are really good. They're straightforward and not pretentious. They're good friends, Yang Lei said. Night Sorrow nodded. He acknowledged the two of them in his heart. Then let's rest. Looking at the sky, Yang Lei drew the curtains. I won't be able to accompany you for a while. I'm currently cultivating the outer chapter. Night Sorrow rubbed his hair and said in embarrassment. You really cultivate? Yang Lei looked at Night Sorrow in surprise. Of course I'm going to cultivate. Right now, my flesh, bones, and marrow have all been strengthened. I can't leave any blind spots. Otherwise, they'll be troublesome in the future, Night Sorrow said. I hope it can be normal. Otherwise, it'll really kill me. Yang Lei was a little afraid. Night Sorrow was already very strong in that aspect. Every time she would be exhausted. If Night Sorrow's ability in that aspect increased, she didn't know what she would be like. That night, Night Sorrow hugged Yang Lei and rested. Cultivating the outer chapter of the bone-forging realm was not allowed to do anything between a man and a woman. The two of them ate some food and chatted in the main hall of the inn. Then Lei Bao and Lei Jing arrived. After walking around, the group arrived at the entrance of the Thunder Rumbling sect. Originally, Lei Bao planned to bring Night Sorrow and Yang Lei directly to Lei Juyun's cultivation area. However, Night Sorrow and Yang Lei requested to see Qinlan first. After seeing Qinlan, Yang Lei took out a face-retaining pill and gave it to Qinlan as a gift. This pill is too precious. You can keep it. After listening to Yang Lei's description of the effects of the pill, Qinlan shook her head and handed the pill to Yang Lei. Love go little Sewang, Chuandi take it. Although you won't age after entering the 5th rank, this pill is still effective. I've eaten it before. Yang Lei smiled. Alright then. Qinlan nodded with a smile. Then the group went to see Lei Zhang's parents. Night Sorrow took out the spirit spring liquid given to him by Tianji Tower. There were 7 or 8 drops inside. It was also a generous gift. After seeing Lei Bao and Lei Zhang's family, the group went to Lei Juyun's residence. In Lei Juyun's residence, the Great Elder and Lei Juyun talked about the cooperation between the sections. Then, the two sides also talked about the opening of the transmission array and formally formed an alliance. Medicine Valley had 2 venerables, so it had the same qualifications as Thunder Rumbling sect. After talking for a while, the Great Elder left the last piece of the space crystal of Medicine Valley's transmission array to Thunder Rumbling sect. Then he took the space crystal of Thunder Rumbling sect's transmission array and left with Night Sorrow and Yang Lei. Lei Juyun took Lei Bao and Lei Zhang to the transmission array. Okay, then we'll meet in Medicine Valley. You 2 little guys should go too. After getting on the transmission array, the Great Elder nodded to Lei Bao and Lei Zhang. After returning to Dongshan City, the next stop was Holy Light Temple. When they arrived at Holy Light Temple, Night Sorrow didn't see Ho Jian. The Great Elder also casually invited him and didn't have much interaction. After leaving Holy Light Temple, the group of 3 went to Nebula Sect and Free and Unfettered Sect. They were all polite invitations, so they didn't waste much time and returned to Dongshan City. Alright, the 2 of you don't have to rush back with me. Just stay here and play for a few days. Don't delay the Venerable One's celebration, Great Elder said to Yi Shang and Yang Lei, who were going back together, as he stepped onto the teleportation portal back to the Medicine Valley. Night Sorrow and Yang Lei nodded. After watching the Great Elder leave, they rode their flying demon beasts and returned to Qingxin Cottage. Ninth Senior Sister, did you see that? Nebula Sect is not very friendly to us. Night Sorrow said while making tea after returning to the main building of Qingxin Cottage. Of course, Nebula Sect has a good relationship with Golden Flame Sect and Red Cloud Sect, so why would they be kind to us? The Great Elder felt that from the perspective of etiquette, he should invite them. If it were up to me, I wouldn't bother with them. Yang Lei said. Nebula Sect's attitude was very high, which made Yang Lei and Night Sorrow very unhappy. Our Medicine Valley has the Southern Dipper Sect and the Thunder Rumbling Sect as our allies. Why don't the Nebula Sect and the Scarlet Cloud Sect try to touch us? Yishan said. The Medicine Valley was no longer a place where anyone could attack as they pleased. Yes, so our Medicine Valley has the qualifications to be proud. Yang Lei nodded and said. As long as the Medicine Valley is safe and stable, we have no worries. Night Sorrow said. This was also what he cared about the most. Night Sorrow, did you see that Holy Light Religion has a deep resentment against Thunder Rumbling Sect? When they asked which sects were going to attend the ceremony, when the Great Elder said Thunder Rumbling Sect, Holy Light Religion's people's eyes were burning with anger. Yang Lei said with a smile. Last time Holy Light Religion declared war on Thunder Rumbling Sect. We know the result. They didn't gain any advantage. In addition, Lei Bao killed a lot of Holy Light Religion's disciples in the different space, so their hatred is not shallow. I guess Master's celebration ceremony won't be peaceful. Night Sorrow said his own judgment. Yang Lei nodded. These forces are not harmonious, so conflicts are inevitable. I thought you could calm down, but it seems that you can't. Nebula Sect will probably find trouble with you. When that time comes, you'll have to go all out. Chapter 374. A Genius Remembers Love in 1 Second? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. You don't have to worry so much. The Medicine Valley is not afraid of anyone now. You can fight however you want. Fight for your friends and brothers. Who can say anything? Yang Lei said. Night Sorrow thought about it and felt that he was thinking too much. What should be done was done. If they wanted to fight, then they would fight. It was that simple. After staying in Dongshan City for 2 days, Night Sorrow and Yang Lei took the teleportation array back to Danding City. After this period of construction, the structure of Danding City had changed a lot. The reconstruction of the main city had been completed, and the surrounding areas were also being expanded. The scale was 2 or 3 times larger than before, and they were all near the Dragon Spring courtyard. However, the higher-ups of the Medicine Valley had ordered that the area around Tianshui Lake should be built according to the scenic area. Tianshui Lake and Longquan Villa should not be changed in the slightest. As for the current situation of the Medicine Valley, as long as one was not a new disciple of the Medicine Valley, he knew what was going on. The reason why the Medicine Valley could reach its current situation was mostly because of Night Sorrow. If it weren't for Night Sorrow, it wouldn't have been Medicine Valley that destroyed the Golden Flame sect. It would have been destroyed by the Golden Flame sect. The teleportation formation and the Golden Flame Palace were brought back by Night Sorrow. Everyone knew that the Dragon Spring courtyard was Night Sorrow's residence. After returning to Danding City, Night Sorrow told the elder in charge of the teleportation array that if Lei Bao and Lei Zhang from the Thunder Rumbling sect came, they should be brought to the Dragon Spring courtyard. He then released Tianyu and brought Yang Lei back to the Dragon Spring courtyard. Love Gong Little Sei Ku. After entering the Dragon Spring courtyard, Yi Shang felt very comfortable. After staying here for a long time, he felt a sense of security. Night Sorrow was very happy to see Aoi and Sikong Chuyu. The third-generation disciples of Taishan Peak also bowed to him. 13. Your friend came to the Longquan courtyard to look for you a few days ago, Aoi said. Which friend? Night Sorrow asked. Qingjin. He's very domineering now. He took first place on the Yuan board and entered the core condensation realm. Other than you, no one else can match his speed, Aoi said. Very good. He is my first friend, the first friend who is willing to stand up for me. Hearing Aoi's words, Night Sorrow was very happy. He sincerely hoped that Qingjin could rise up. After greeting Aoi and Sikong Chuyu, Night Sorrow brought Tianyu and Silver Fox to Tianshui Lake to enjoy the breeze. Silver Fox was still at the peak stage of element gathering realm. It had stayed there for a long time and its body had not grown up. It was very different from its mother. Baidu search AI Go female sign Xiao say www.ichuxs. Silver Fox's temperament had changed. It did not allow others to get close to it. In the Dragon Spring courtyard, only Sikong Chuyu and Aoi could get close to it. If other disciples of Taishan Peak dared to get close, they would directly attack them. It was very easy for Silver Fox to deal with the third-generation disciples of Taishan Peak. The main reason was that it was very fast. It was very difficult for others to attack it. Speed was a very important factor in a battle. This was the result of the increase in Silver Fox's intelligence as it grew. It would only get close to people it approved of. However, it was even closer to Night Sorrow. Wherever Night Sorrow went, it would always follow him. When Night Sorrow was enjoying the breeze, a fish jumped out of the water near the shore of Tianshui Lake. The moment the fish jumped out of the water, Silver Fox moved. Its body left an afterimage. It grabbed the fish with its claws and slapped the water with its tail. With a twist of its body, it landed beside Night Sorrow. Beautiful. Night Sorrow said as he patted Silver Fox's neck. Silver Fox intimately bumped Night Sorrow's waist with its head. This guy might be in trouble now. Your martial nephews did not dare to get close to it. They were all badly attacked by it. Fortunately, it did not kill them. They were all beaten black and blue by its tail, Sikong Chuyu said with a smile as he walked over. It is very obedient now, Night Sorrow said as he stroked Silver Fox's neck. Night Sorrow and Sikong Chuyu sat on the rocks beside Tianshui Lake and enjoyed the night breeze. I like this feeling, Sikong Chuyu said in a low voice. I like it too. Most importantly, I like the feeling of being with you, Night Sorrow said. After staying for a while, the two went back. Night Sorrow walked Sikong Chuyu to the door of the attic. Night Sorrow looked at Sikong Chuyu's blushing face and told him the reason why he could not go in. You bad guy. Sikong Chuyu glanced at Night Sorrow and ran back to the attic. Night Sorrow returned to the main attic with a smile. Looking at Silver Fox who was following beside his feet, Night Sorrow bent down and picked it up. Since you are willing to follow me, let's practice secret cultivation together. Night Sorrow brought Silver Fox to the secret cultivation room. He gave it a beast pill and took out the black jade stone. He began to meditate and cultivate. Night Sorrow cultivated his true chi while cultivating the Myriad Tao treasured book and the external chapter of bone strengthening. The following days were spent peacefully and peacefully. Half a month later, Night Sorrow finished cultivating the external chapter of the Myriad Tao treasured book. The key areas that had been strengthened by energy were as strong as the other parts of his body. After the impact of energy and blood qi, there were also changes in size. In addition to cultivating the external chapter of the Myriad Tao Treasured Book, Night Sorrow's Myriad Tao Treasured Book had also reached the peak of the third level of the consolidation realm. He was not far from entering the fourth level. However, the speed of his true qi cultivation was still a little slow. After all, the energy required to advance to the eighth level of the spirit-severing realm was too great. After some calculations, there was still 1.5 months before Yu Yangyu's venerable celebration ceremony. Night Sorrow planned to go to Danding Cliff to cultivate for a while. After hearing Night Sorrow's decision, Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu both agreed. After this period of consolidation, there was no problem for Night Sorrow to go to Danding Cliff to cultivate. The main reason was that they were worried that Night Sorrow would be needed to fight at the Venerable Conference. Update: You soonest 6th Zat present, there were not many people in the Medicine Valley who had strong combat strength among the 4th level disciples. If there was a battle at this level, Night Sorrow would be the one to fight. In addition, Night Sorrow was also the target of many people. The most famous disciple in the Medicine Valley was Night Sorrow. If there was a battle, it would be against Night Sorrow. Riding on Jianghu, Night Sorrow returned to Danding Cliff. 13 is here. This time, work hard to raise your cultivation to the 9th level of the spirit-severing realm and then take the first place of the heaven list. Seeing Night Sorrow arrive, Elder Su greeted him. Yes, Elder Su, thank you for your hard work. Night Sorrow bowed to Elder Su. Go. Jianghu, I will watch over you. Elder Su waved at Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow patted Jianghu's wings and began to climb the cliff. Night Sorrow did not feel any pressure below Danding Cliff. Night Sorrow quickly rushed to 6,000 meters of Danding Cliff. At 6,000 meters, Night Sorrow stretched his waist at 6,000 meters and continued to rush up. After half an hour, Night Sorrow rushed to 6,600 meters. At 6,600 meters, Night Sorrow did not stop. He continued to rush up. He wanted to challenge himself. 6,700 meters. At 6,800 meters, Night Sorrow felt the pressure. Night Sorrow thought for a while and decided to cultivate here. When his cultivation increased, he would rush up. Chapter 375. Genius remembers love in 1 second/small? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. 6,800 meters was not Night Sorrow's limit, but Night Sorrow felt that it was meaningless to increase the height before reaching 7,000 meters. Once he reached the 9th level of the spirit-severing stage, he could challenge 7,000 meters. Only by reaching 7,000 meters before the spirit-severing stage would he have a chance to get close to the 8-Dragon Cauldron. After hearing about the 8-Dragon Cauldron from the Great Elder, Yu Yangyu and Hua Yunpeng, Night Sorrow knew that the 8-Dragon Cauldron had surpassed the limit of a spiritual weapon and entered the level of a sacred weapon. What was a sacred weapon? A spiritual weapon was at the 6th level, corresponding to the Venerable Realm. A sacred weapon corresponded to the Saint Realm. In the Eastern Shen domain, no sect had a sacred weapon. Night Sorrow knew that as long as he reached the 5th level, he could step on the stairway to heaven. However, whether he could get close to the 8-Dragon Cauldron was still unknown. Therefore, he wanted to improve his climbing record as much as possible. As the height of the cliff increased, the energy under the Pill Cauldron cliff became denser. Night Sorrow's cultivation was also much faster than before. Enjoying the pleasure of the energy entering his body, Night Sorrow tried his best to refine the energy, turning it into his genuine qi and the energy of the Myriad Tao Tome. While cultivating, Night Sorrow also controlled the energy in the energy point under his dragon bone to touch the second energy point. He wanted to continue stimulating the energy in his bloodline. Time slipped away. Except for the Red Cloud sect, everyone in the Eastern Shen domain came to the Medicine Valley to attend Yu Yangyu's Venerable Realm celebration. The people of the Thunder Rumbling sect also came to the Medicine Valley under the lead of Lei Juyun. The elder in charge of the Medicine Valley told them about Night Sorrow's invitation and asked the guards of the Medicine Valley to send Lei Bao and Lei Zheng to the Dragon Spring Courtyard. Brother, we're here. Lei Bao shouted as soon as he entered the Dragon Spring Courtyard. Are you afraid that others don't know you're here? Night Sorrow is not here. He will probably come back later. Yang Lei came out to greet them. Yang Lei arranged the two in the guest room. The environment here is much more comfortable than the VIP building in the Medicine Valley. There are more people there. Is Night Sorrow worried that we might have a conflict with someone? Lei Jing asked. It is indeed quite chaotic now. He is a little worried. Seeing that Lei Bao had already guessed it, Yang Lei spoke the truth. This was a disgrace to him. Yang Lei arranged a meal to entertain Lei Bao and Lei Zheng. Night Sorrow cultivated hard. He planned to improve his cultivation before the Venerable One's celebration. No one knew what would happen at the Venerable One's convention. On the fourth day of Night Sorrow's closed-door cultivation, Night Sorrow raised his cultivation to the fourth level of the consolidation realm. The moment he entered the fourth level of the consolidation realm, Night Sorrow felt a change in his body. That was, his soul force could operate on its own. It could absorb the energy of heaven and earth that could help strengthen the soul. Good. Night Sorrow shouted in his heart. His soul force could be strengthened on its own. This was a milestone. After stabilizing his mood, Night Sorrow continued to cultivate. Time slipped away little by little. 20 days later, Night Sorrow raised his true Qi cultivation to the peak of the 8th level of Spirit Severing stage. After stabilizing his cultivation for 2 days, Night Sorrow looked at the 7,000-meter platform above him. Then he looked at the 6,000-meter platform and continued to meditate. Night Sorrow planned to advance on the spot. He didn't need to use his true Qi cultivation. The energy of the myriad Tao Tome could withstand the pressure, so it wasn't difficult for him to advance with his true Qi. Condensing the true Qi halo was not difficult for Night Sorrow. After a night, Night Sorrow condensed the 9th halo. After stabilizing his cultivation for 2 days, Night Sorrow stopped cultivating. Looking at the top of Danding Cliff, Night Sorrow began to charge upwards. At 6,880 meters he exhausted all his energy. Then, relying on his own strength, he climbed another 6 to 7 meters. Then, Night Sorrow activated the energy point under the dragon bone and continued to climb. Without using the mysterious jade energy in his hands, Night Sorrow rushed to the 6,900-meter platform. After recovering for a while on the 6,900-meter platform, Night Sorrow continued to climb upwards. The last 100 meters were the hardest 100 meters of each stage. By the time Yishan had climbed halfway, the energy in his body was depleted. Looking at the height, Night Sorrow didn't continue climbing. He calculated that with his current strength, he wouldn't be able to climb to 7,000 meters. Only when he reached the peak of the Spirit Severing stage would he have a chance. Night Sorrow retreated downwards. It was much easier to descend. After recovering for a while on the 6,000-meter platform, Night Sorrow returned to Danding Cliff. He shouted at Tianyu, who was resting, and greeted Elder Su. Night Sorrow rode on Tianyu and flew towards Danding City. At this time, Tianyu, who had reached rank 4 level 5, was extremely fast. In less than an hour he arrived at Danding City. Without stopping in the city, Night Sorrow returned to Longquan Courtyard. After getting off Tianyu, Night Sorrow saw Lei Bao and Lei Zheng and greeted them. "You two are here. You're really shameless. The two of us worked hard to cultivate, and it wasn't easy for us to reach level 6 of the Spirit Severing stage. You're already at level 9 of the Spirit Severing stage. Is there any justice in this world?" Seeing Night Sorrow's cultivation, Lei Bao somewhat gloomily said. "You two, how many days have you been here?" Night Sorrow asked with a smile. "A few days. You're nowhere to be seen." Lei Jing opened his mouth and said. Then Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu also came out of the main building. Level 9 of the Spirit Severing stage, this cultivation is enough. If someone comes looking for trouble, you can easily deal with them. Yang Lei said. Night Sorrow, when you were at the early stage of the Spirit Severing stage, you were able to deal with the Holy Son of the Holy Light Temple. Now you can deal with them as easily as cutting vegetables. Lei Bao said with a smile. What's the situation outside now? Night Sorrow opened his mouth and asked. In addition to the Scarlet Cloud sect, all the other superpowers have come. As far as I know, the Holy Son of the Holy Light Temple and another outstanding disciple, Ho Qingjie, have come to the Medicine Valley. The Holy Daughter of the Southern Dipper sect is also in Danding City. There's also the Great Demon King of the Free and Unfettered sect. The most important thing is the Nebula sect. It's said that the genius of the Scarlet Cloud sect is with the people of the Nebula sect. Yang Lei said. You first W equals, what do you mean by the genius of the Scarlet Cloud sect is with the people of the Nebula sect? Night Sorrow frowned and asked. Are you stupid? We didn't invite the Scarlet Cloud sect, so they can't come. However, they still want to slap the face of the Medicine Valley, so they let their outstanding disciples join the team of the Nebula sect and do dirty things in the name of the Nebula sect. Sikong Chuyu said. Chapter 376. Genius 1 second. Remember love go/little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Invincible in the same level, then I will try it with her. Night Sorrow was not afraid of being invincible in the same level because in the past 2 years, he had met too many people who claimed to be invincible in the same level. So what? That is a shameless person. He is several times older than us, and if not for eating the Earth Spirit fruit, his hair would have already turned white. Lei Bao said. What Earth Spirit fruit? What's going on? Night Sorrow asked, puzzled. This blood-red peak is several hundred years old. When he was young, he ate an Earth Spirit fruit, which is a spirit medicine that can extend one's life by several hundred years. Therefore, he has the time to squander it, and he has the time to stay at each level for a long time. He is also the trump card of the Red Cloud sect, and they use him to fight against people of the same level from other sections. Yang Lei said. Night Sorrow nodded. After listening to Lei Bao and Yang Lei's explanation, he understood that Blood Red Peak might be difficult to deal with. Currently, the Thunder sect and the Southern Dipper sect are confirmed allies. The attitude of the other forces is still uncertain, so it's better to be careful. Yang Lei looked at Night Sorrow and said. She knew that Night Sorrow was strong, but his analysis of interpersonal relationships was lacking. Lei Bao, this time the people from the Holy Light Temple are here. You guys had a war a while ago, so both sides will probably exchange pointers. At present, Night Sorrow was not worried about himself, but about Lei Bao and Lei Zheng. Our sect's peak 4th Order Lei Zhen and Lei Ke have arrived at the Medicine Valley, but I'm worried that they are not Ho Jian's opponent. That bastard is at the 4th Order, so it will be very difficult to defeat him. Lei Bao said. The only true B, who's X. He is a pirated FS. When the time comes we will see. This Holy Light Temple is very disgusting. As long as no one can defeat him, then the Holy Light Temple's momentum will rise. Lei Jing said. Ho Jian's situation was like a flag. If he was not defeated at the 4th Order level, then other sects would not be able to show off. This was unsolvable. I'll take care of this. After pondering for a while, Night Sorrow made a decision. Night Sorrow did not make this decision on impulse. From the perspective of a brother, he had to help Lei Bao and Lei Zheng. From the perspective of a sect, Night Sorrow also had to help an ally. No matter what, he had to stand on the side of the Thunder Rumbling sect. Night Sorrow, there are no outsiders here, so I'll put it bluntly. We're friends. We accept your help, but I'm worried that you'll cause dissatisfaction with Tianji Tower, Lei Bao said. Baidu search AI Go female sign Xiao say www.aichuxs. Last time in the Fallen Leaves Grand Canyon, after the battle between Holy Light Temple and Thunder Rumbling sect was dissuaded, Lei Bao and the others knew that Holy Light Temple had people in the upper management of Tianji Tower. Therefore, they were worried that Night Sorrow's behavior would cause dissatisfaction with the upper management of Tianji Tower. If they are really dissatisfied, I'll explain. We're not in Tianji Tower, so there's nothing wrong with putting the sect's interests and our own interests first. Night Sorrow said. You have to be careful too. The Venerable One celebration this time is a chance for the Medicine Valley to make a name for themselves. You are their real target, Lei Jing said. I understand. Ninth Senior Sister, there are still a few days before the Venerable celebration. Aren't you busy? Night Sorrow looked at Yang Lei and asked. Baidu search AI Go female sign Xiao say www.aichuxs.com. There are still 6 days left. Although I'm the City Lord of Danding City, no one has assigned me any tasks. The Great Elder also doesn't care about me. He knows that I don't like those things. Besides, now that all the elders of Medicine Valley are on the move, I have nothing to do. Yang Lei said. Ninth Senior Sister, I estimate that you are the most comfortable City Lord of Danding City in the history of Medicine Valley. Sikong Chiyu said with a smile. Let's not talk about it anymore. Let's go out for a walk. We'll go to Thunder Rumbling City. You receive them. This time I'll receive you. Night Sorrow said to Lei Bao and Lei Zheng. Then the group went out on the street. Sikong Chiyu didn't need to cover her face like before. She and Night Sorrow's strength had increased a lot. The main reason was that the Medicine Valley had become stronger. Even if the Sikong family and Jiyu family came again, the Medicine Valley wasn't a place where they could do whatever they wanted. On the street, Night Sorrow and the group saw groups of patrols. They were all led by the direct disciples of the 12 Peaks of Medicine Valley. When these people saw Night Sorrow and the group, they all bowed to greet them. First of all, Yang Lei was the City Lord of Danding City. Although she didn't care much, she was the most powerful person in Danding City. In addition, Night Sorrow was also a popular figure in the Medicine Valley. He was the idol of all the disciples of Medicine Valley. Although Night Sorrow had only joined the sect for a short period of time, his achievements were high. Even the senior disciples who had joined the sect for tens of years could not compare with him. Many people were stuck at the bottleneck, unable to enter the core formation realm or the spirit-severing realm. However, Night Sorrow had already reached the 9th level of the spirit-severing realm. One should know that after reaching the Void Inquiry stage, one would be qualified to become an elder in the Medicine Valley. Currently, the peak lords of the Ninein Peak and the Taishan Peak were only at the peak of the spirit-severing realm. After finding a tea house, Night Sorrow led the group inside. After entering, Night Sorrow was stunned for a moment because he saw some familiar faces. They were Ho Jian of the Sacred Light Sect and a few young men. Night Sorrow cupped his fists at Ho Jian. "Why didn't you inform me that you were coming? I didn't treat you well. I'm sorry." "It's all right. We just arrived 2 days ago. It won't be too late for us to drink and chat after the venerated expert assembly is over." Ho Jian also stood up and greeted them. "Boss, give this table another pot of good tea." Night Sorrow called out to the boss of the tea house. When Night Sorrow asked for tea, Ho Jian and Lei Bao's eyes met. "Are you glaring at me? Do you think I'm afraid of you?" Ho Jian snorted coldly. "Do you think I'm afraid of you? Isn't it just because your cultivation base is slightly higher than mine? What's there to flaunt about?" Lei Bao also retorted. "Everyone calm down. It's just a grudge between our sections. Actually, there's no need to be so resentful in private." Night Sorrow acted as a peacemaker. "The difference in temperament between the two of you is too big." Ho Jian gave Lei Bao and Lei Zheng a glance and said, "*CK. Who are you talking about?" After hearing Ho Jian's words, Lei Zheng was enraged. "Night Sorrow, you can't blame me for this. Anyway, my hands are itchy too. I'll deal with them later." Ho Jian glanced at Lei Bao and Lei Zheng and said, "Brother Ho, we'll see each other often in the future. This kind of conflict is meaningless. If your hands are itchy, I'll spar with you." Night Sorrow said with a smile. "You're standing up for them again. Fine. Then we'll spar again at the Venerable One's celebration." Ho Jian nodded at Night Sorrow. "The two of you should feel lucky. You have a good friend." After hearing Ho Jian's words, Lei Bao was about to stomp his feet again. However, Yang Lei pressed down on his shoulder. "What a gathering of the winds and clouds. Ho Jian, you took advantage of us last time. This time we'll settle the old and new debts together." At this time, Nan Liue of the Southern Dipper sect also entered the tea house. "The treasures of heaven and earth belong to the virtuous. It's my fortune to be able to obtain it, isn't it?" Ho Jian glanced at Nan Liue and continued to drink his tea. "Fine. You're right. We'll see each other at the Venerable One's assembly." Nan Liue found a seat and sat down. "Is there a need to be so angry?" Night Sorrow could tell that the disciples of these superpowers weren't happy with each other. Chapter 377. Genius remembers love in 1 second/small? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Cousin, we're here as guests. Nan Xing, who was following behind Nan Liue, smiled apologetically at Night Sorrow. "I know, but I don't like him, okay?" Nan Liue glared at Nan Xing. "You don't see eye to eye with him, but he sees eye to eye with you? You really don't know what you're talking about." Before Night Sorrow could refute, Ho Jian spoke up. "What does this have to do with you? Why are you trying to be a good person?" Nan Liue looked at Ho Jian with some annoyance. "It has to do with me. Look, this is the best tea that Night Sorrow treated me to. I've said before that he's my opponent and also my friend. It doesn't matter if we spar, but I don't like it when you talk about him like that." Ho Jian said, "Io? You guys are not bad now. You even know how to team up. I'm waiting for the Venerable One's celebration to spar with you guys one by one. Let's go to another tavern for a drink." Nan Liue led the people from the Southern Dipper sect out of the tea house. "I didn't provoke her, so why does she dislike me?" Night Sorrow was a little confused. He didn't think that he had provoked Nan Liue. "It's simple. Women are like this. When they see that the woman beside you is stronger than them, they feel a little unhappy. Don't mind it." Ho Jian said. "Yes, although I don't like him, his words are quite correct." Lei Bao nodded. "Okay, let's drink tea," Night Sorrow said with a smile. As for Nan Liue's hostility, he didn't really care. He felt that Nan Liue was hostile, but there was no killing intent. Even if there was a conflict, it was a fight of brotherhood. After chatting for a while, Night Sorrow found out that Ho Jian and the others were staying at an inn in Danding City. After making an appointment to drink together tomorrow, Night Sorrow and the others left the tea house. What kind of people are they to encounter so many things while drinking tea? Lei Jing said. Last time, that Ho Jian told me that he went to the Fallen Leaves Grand Canyon to practice his combat skills. If he doesn't continue to cause trouble, then you don't need to bother about it. After all, that was a sect battle, not a personal grudge. Night Sorrow felt that Lei Bao and Lei Jing didn't need to be tangled up over this matter. Night Sorrow, you're thinking too much. We're not brooding over Ho Jian's problem. In the world of cultivators, battles happen all the time. We don't have any irreconcilable grudges. If he doesn't look for trouble, we won't hold it against him. Besides, we can't beat him. Love Gong Little Say W. Chu Lei Bao said with a smile. After strolling around the streets, Night Sorrow's group returned to the Dragon Spring courtyard. Then, Night Sorrow went to the quiet room and began to cultivate. What he needed now was strength. He had just entered the 9th level of Spirit Severing Stage and the 4th level of Myriad Tao Tome, so there was a lot of room for improvement. After cultivating for a night, Night Sorrow took Lei Bao and Lei Zheng to the restaurant that he had arranged with Ho Jian. Ho Jian and another disciple of the Holy Light Temple, Ho Qingjie, had already arrived. After Night Sorrow asked the restaurant owner to arrange the dishes, he took out a few jars of wine, opened a jar and poured everyone a glass. I'll say a few more words of nonsense, don't mind it? It's normal for cultivators to have battles and conflicts because everyone has different standpoints. If you see each other in private, you can drink 2 jars of wine. Tomorrow, because of the sect's interest, you have to fight with the other side. That's another matter, right? Yes, that's true. Ho Jian said. Lei Bao also nodded. I don't have any thoughts about the disciples of the Holy Light Temple being killed in the different space. If you're not as good as others, then you have to accept your fate. Love Gon Little Say Ku. The last time I went to the Fallen Leaves Grand Canyon, it was to practice my actual combat. Ho Jian raised his wine bowl toward Lei Bao and Lei Zheng. Since that's the case, then we brothers have nothing to complain about. The matter of the different space is settled in the different space. It's meaningless to come out and fight again. Lei Bao said. This is the meaning of the sect's higher-ups. As a disciple of the Holy Light Temple, I can't comment on the higher-ups' right and wrong. Ho Jian said. Your words are worth a toast. Lei Bao raised his wine bowl toward Ho Jian and Ho Qingjie and drank it in one breath. I'll drink this wine, but in the different space, you chased me for more than 200 miles. I'll remember that. When I chase you for more than 200 miles, this matter will be over. Ho Qingjie glanced at Lei Bao, raised his wine bowl and drank it. What's the use of saying this now? It's not embarrassing, we'll talk about it when we fight back. Ho Jian looked at Ho Qingjie and said. Ho Qingjie nodded somewhat embarrassedly and continued to drink. While drinking and chatting, Ho Jian, Ho Qingjie, and Lei Bao's relationship with Lei Jing eased a lot. Night Sorrow, this time you have to be careful. Scarlet Cloud Sect's Scarlet Blood Peak and Star Cloud Sect's Zhao Wuji are both ruthless. If you can withstand them, then we'll exchange pointers. Ho Jian said. Thank you, Brother Ho, for reminding me. We'll have plenty of opportunities to exchange pointers. Night Sorrow smiled and nodded. They drank until noon, when Night Sorrow left the tavern with the Lei brothers. Qingjie, you're the first group to enter the different space, but now you see there's not much difference between you and Lei Bao and Lei Zheng, but the gap between you and Night Sorrow has widened. Ho Jian said with some emotion. I don't know how he cultivates, it's simply incomprehensible. Ho Qingjie said somewhat helplessly. His temperament is good and he's a good friend. Back then he and Lei Bao were opponents in the different space, but now, they're already very good friends. Last time in the Fallen Leaves Grand Canyon for Lei Bao and Lei Zheng, he fought to the death with me with his 4th level Spirit Severing Cultivation, so he's worth being friends with. However, whether he'll be interested in us or not is another matter. Ho Jian drank the last bowl of wine, stood up and left the tavern with Ho Qingjie. After Night Sorrow returned to the Dragon Spring courtyard, he began to cultivate diligently. At night he cultivated the Myriad Dao's treasured book in True Qi, and during the day he cultivated his spear arts and footwork. Lei Bao and Lei Zheng cultivated at night, and during the day they went out shopping. Plus, genuine first appearance Night Sorrow once again advanced the heaven covering hand, skipping the cloud flipping hand from the diamond hand to the origin destroying hand, reaching the 4th stage. This stage was even higher than Yang Lei's. Yang Lei had cultivated the heaven covering hand's 3rd stage, the cloud flipping hand. The heaven covering hand had 6 stages: mountain suppressing hand, diamond hand, cloud flipping hand, origin destroying hand, earth shaking hand and heaven covering hand. Night Sorrow's body was strong enough, but the energy in his body was insufficient. Right now he could only use the origin-destroying hand 4 times. If he continued to advance he could also advance to the earth-shaking hand, but the energy required to use the earth-shaking hand was too much. Using it would only take 1 or 2 moves, so it wasn't as practical as the origin-destroying hand. Yang Lei was very envious. She was currently researching how to advance the cloud-flipping hand to the origin-destroying hand, but Night Sorrow had already succeeded. 13. The heaven-covering hand really suits you, Yang Lei said with some emotion. Chapter 378. A Genius Remembers Love in 1 Second? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Master and I have put in a lot of effort to strengthen our hands. You, on the other hand, are the opposite, Yang Lei said. In the future battles I'll be at the front, Night Sorrow said with a smile. In the past few days Night Sorrow and Yang Lei had sparred. Yang Lei couldn't defeat Night Sorrow, but Night Sorrow couldn't defeat Yang Lei. Once Yang Lei took off, Night Sorrow couldn't do anything about it. He couldn't shoot the sky-piercing spear. Okay, you rest for a while. We'll go back to Danding Mountain. The day after tomorrow is Master's celebration of becoming a venerable. We have to go back early, Yang Lei said. Night Sorrow didn't have much to pack. After lunch the group arrived at Danding City. Master hasn't gone back yet? Night Sorrow asked as he looked at the shining Golden Flame Palace. Not necessarily. Master won't bring the Golden Flame Palace with him. The teleportation formation here is very important. If there's an emergency, the Guardian Elders here will activate the formation with the Golden Flame Palace as the core. That way the teleportation formation will be foolproof. Besides, Master will be the first to know and will come quickly, Yang Lei said. Without the protection of a spiritual weapon, Master's combat power will be affected, Night Sorrow said. Night Sorrow, you think too much. Doesn't the Medicine Valley have the 8-Dragon Cauldron and Grand Elder Hua? Even if a venerable comes to make trouble, the Medicine Valley won't be afraid. Besides, 1,000 miles is nothing to a venerable. It won't take long for Master to come and take the Golden Flame Palace back, Sikong Chiyu said. Then Night Sorrow and the group went to the inn where Ho Jian was staying. They called Ho Jian and Ho Qingjie to go to the Medicine Valley. Can we not stay in the VIP tower? I'm tired of it, Ho Jian said while standing on the red-headed eagle. The VIP tower is very quiet, right? Night Sorrow asked. Night Sorrow, there are some things you don't know. My uncle is a clean freak. Even when we stay in the inn we bring our own daily necessities, Ho Qingjie said with a smile. No wonder you always take your own bowl when you drink. I thought you were worried that I would poison you. Yishan recalled some details about Ho Jian. Ho Jian glared at Ho Qingjie and asked Yishang, let's not talk about other things. Can you or can you not? No problem, I have my own territory. In a while you can all rest at my place. However, you better behave yourselves. You messed around and tore down my bamboo building. I'm not done with you. Yishan looked at Ho Jian and then at the Lei brothers. Baidu search AI go female sign shao say www.ichuxs.com. They won't. Don't worry. Let's not talk about your face. They're pretty good. Ho Jian said. What do you mean pretty good? Go and ask around. When have we brothers ever done anything wrong? When have we ever been looked down upon by others? Hearing Ho Jian's evaluation, Lei Zheng was somewhat angry. You should be content. There are too few people who can get this evaluation from my uncle. Even in our Holy Light Temple there are only a few. Ho Qingjie curled his lips and said. Okay, stop fighting. Your two sects aren't fighting, so what are you fighting for? Yang Lei said. Soon the group arrived at the Bamboo Forest Peak. The Bamboo Forest Peak had a few newly built lofts. Night Sorrow arranged one for Ho Jian and Ho Qingjie on the left and the Lei Bao brothers on the right. Ho Jian, you guys take your time drinking tea. We're going to Crepe Myrtle to find some beauties. Lei Zheng pulled Lei Bao and waved at Ho Jian and Ho Qingjie before leaving the Bamboo Forest Peak. Those two sluts. Night Sorrow, what's going on? Ho Qingjie looked at Night Sorrow and asked. The last time they were guests, I took them to Crepe Myrtle to play. As a result, they hooked up with the girls they liked. Night Sorrow said with a smile. Those two guys are too slutty. They didn't even call me. Night Sorrow, when are you going to take me there? Ho Qingjie said. Night Sorrow was speechless. Ho Qingjie usually had a serious expression on his face, but in reality, his heart was in turmoil. After Ho Jian entered the loft, he tidied up himself. He took out his tea set and a praying mat for meditation. Night Sorrow, don't mind me. I'm not looking down on anyone. I'm just used to using my own things. Ho Jian explained when he saw Night Sorrow enter. I understand. If you don't like it, you wouldn't have come here. If you need anything, just call me. Night Sorrow said. It's nothing. When the Venerable One celebrates, just take us there. Ho Jian said. At night, Lei Bao and Lei Jing came back. Both of them had slutty smiles on their faces. What a slutty face. Seeing Lei Bao and Lei Jing come back, Ho Jian, who was drinking tea in the courtyard, said without waiting for Qingjie to speak. Why do I feel like your words are sour? If you were more polite, I could have asked my sister to introduce you to other beauties. Lei Bao said. Come and have some tea. Before Ho Jian could speak, Ho Qingjie waved at Lei Bao and Lei Zheng. A bunch of shameless people. Young Lei, who heard their conversation, glared at them with disdain. She hugged Night Sorrow's arm and returned to the main building. R13 is still the best. Those guys are too much. Yang Lei pulled Night Sorrow to sit down and said to Sikong Chuyu. What's wrong? Sikong Chuyu asked. Then Yang Lei told him what happened just now. Actually, it's a good thing that they can get along so that Night Sorrow won't be troubled. Lust is a common problem among men. R13 is an exception. Sikong Chuyu said with a smile. After chatting for a while, Night Sorrow continued to cultivate. He was trying to break through to the peak of the spirit severing stage. He had just entered the 9th level of the spirit severing stage and still had a long way to go. In the morning, when the servant disciples of Taishan Peak delivered the prepared food, Night Sorrow realized that Ho Jian, Ho Qingjie, and the Lei brothers were all gone. How shameless. Night Sorrow was speechless as he looked at the 2 empty lofts. Only, L is the original version, the others are the original version. After eating some food, Night Sorrow began to cultivate his spear arts and movement skills. Ever since he knew that Starcloud Sect brought Scarlet Cloud Sect's Scarlet Blood Peak to Medicine Valley, Night Sorrow knew that a battle was waiting for him. In the afternoon, Ho Jian and the other 3 returned with glowing faces. How was it? Did it feel good? Night Sorrow asked. Not only did it feel good, it was dazzling. However, we don't have any opportunities today. After the High Lord celebration, we won't leave until we get one. Ho Qingjie waved his arm and said. 9th Senior Sister, I have to go see Marshal Aunt Yi and ask her to look after Crepe Myrtle's disciples. There are too many wolves. Night Sorrow said. Night Sorrow, you can't do that. I've already planned to ask the law enforcement elder to help me propose marriage. If you cheat me like this, I won't let you off. Lei Jing said anxiously. All right. You guys win. It's your ability to hook up with her. Night Sorrow said with a smile. Oh right, we saw that shameless gigolo from Scarlet Blood Peak today. He pulled a long face as if someone owed him money. Lei Jing said. Chapter 379. Genius remembers love in 1 second/small? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Don't worry. As long as it's not tier 5, I'm not afraid. I want to see what kind of battle prowess he has, Night Sorrow said. Night Sorrow, I know I'm no longer a match for you, but I still want to spar with you. This way I'll know where my weakness is and where I need to work hard, Ho Jian said. Alright, let's exchange some pointers. Only then can we know where our shortcomings are. Only then can we improve. Night Sorrow nodded and carried the reincarnation spear to the empty space in front of the bamboo building. Ho Jian also came to the field with his long sword. We don't need to be humble. That would be boring. Showing your strength is a sign of respect. Night Sorrow nodded and pointed the reincarnation spear diagonally at the ground. He then twisted his wrist, causing the reincarnation spear, which had been infused with energy, to emit a soft hum. At this moment Ho Jian made his move. He leapt into the air and slashed his sword towards Night Sorrow. Last time he had not suffered any losses, so he was not afraid. Night Sorrow's spiraling energy burst forth, and he directly thrust his spear towards Ho Jian's long sword. Ding! With a crisp sound, Ho Jian was knocked back by Night Sorrow's spear. Ho Jian's expression changed as he was pushed back. His deflecting force had lost its effect. Night Sorrow's spear's penetrative force was too strong. His deflecting force was ineffective. Before the rebound force could catch up, it was destroyed by Night Sorrow's spiraling force. Love Gone Little Sake soon after, the two of them clashed again. Night Sorrow did not go easy on him because that kind of sparring would be meaningless. Night Sorrow wasn't going easy on him, so Ho Jian was under a lot of pressure. His strongest point was his defensive and rebounding ability, but now that he was being countered by Night Sorrow, he could only move around and fight. However, in terms of speed, Night Sorrow was also very fast and he was closing in on him step by step. After fighting for half a cup of tea's time, Ho Jian waved his hand, indicating that he would stop fighting. You're too shameless. Last time you couldn't restrain my deflecting force rebounding force, but now you can. Did you specially study it? No. After our last battle, I obtained another spear art. This spiraling energy is the foundation, Night Sorrow said with a smile. It's too powerless. If the technique of exerting energy is restrained, then the combat power will be reduced by several levels, Ho Jian said, somewhat speechless. This spiral energy is not bad, Night Sorrow said with a smile. Try mine. Lei Bao jumped up and with a wave of his heavy sword, he slashed towards Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow took 2 steps back and suppressed his cultivation to level 6 spirit severing stage. Then, with a shake of his right hand, he used the 7-star brilliant moon spear art. 4 spears merged into one and pierced towards Lei Bao's heavy sword. Ding! Ding! With 4 consecutive sounds, Lei Bao's body retreated, and then his right arm shook to disperse the chi that Night Sorrow had injected into his heavy sword. What is this? Lei Bao asked in shock. What kind of spear art is this? Ho Jian also asked. When Night Sorrow fought with him, he didn't use this spear art. It's a newly learned spear art, and the effect is very good, Night Sorrow said with a smile. Lei Bao, Lei Zheng, let's deal with him together. Ho Jian shouted and continued to attack Night Sorrow. On the other side, Lei Bao, Lei Zheng and Ho Qingjie all moved and attacked Night Sorrow from all sides. Night Sorrow instantly released his suppressed cultivation, and with a wave of his reincarnation spear, he used the 7-star brilliant moon spear art. At the same time he continuously switched between 3 different energy techniques. Ho Jian and the others' energy techniques were different, and Night Sorrow wanted to use his energy techniques to make the battle easier. When he clashed with Ho Jian, Night Sorrow used spiral energy. When he clashed with Lei Bao, he used wave energy to restrain Lei Bao's explosive energy, and vibration scripture to restrain Lei Zheng's extreme energy. As for the relatively weaker Ho Qingjie, he was the unluckiest. He was able to receive all 3 of Night Sorrow's energy techniques. When Night Sorrow used the 7-star brilliant moon spear art and soaring dragon steps, Ho Jian and the others couldn't get close to him. Before they could get close, they were repelled. Night Sorrow also didn't use violence to crush anyone, as that would end the battle quickly. Now was the best time for him to practice group battles. After fighting for 15 minutes, Ho Jian and the others stopped. Lei Bao, did you not eat? Can't you use more strength? After the battle stopped, Ho Jian looked at Lei Bao and said with dissatisfaction. I didn't eat? Then where did your energy go? Where's the energy you used to flatter others today? Lei Bao said as he wiped the sweat from his forehead. I'm the unluckiest. Night Sorrow, when you clashed with them, it was all one type of energy. When it came to me, it was all one type of energy. Aren't you bullying me? Ho Qingjie said with dissatisfaction. Their energy techniques have strong characteristics, so I was able to restrain them. As for your defensive and rebounding energy, it's still a bit lacking compared to your uncle's. I can resist all kinds of energy techniques, so you understand. Night Sorrow said as he held the tea that Yang Lei brought over. So I'm the unlucky one. Ho Qingjie said with a little speechlessness. After everyone sat down, they chatted casually. The relationship between Ho Jian and Lei Bao became more harmonious. They chatted while thinking about the battle just now. The more they thought about it, the more shocked they were. They knew that Night Sorrow was very strong. Today they didn't even see Night Sorrow's true strength. After chatting for a while, Night Sorrow went to practice. Ho Jian and Ho Qingjie also returned to the pavilion that Night Sorrow arranged for them. Uncle, Night Sorrow is too strong, Ho Qingjie said with deep emotion. He is the only one who is authentic, the others are all fake. Today he didn't use his full strength. When you entered the different space, he fought with the Red Cloud sect. With his core condensation cultivation, he killed 2 spirit severing stage cultivators and more than 20 spirit severing stage cultivators. When he reaches the 9th level of spirit severing stage, what do you think his effect will be? Ho Jian looked at Ho Qingjie and said. Not to mention that he's invincible among his peers, he's invincible. It's true that he's invincible among his peers. Ho Qingjie nodded and said. It's good to practice with him more. Not to mention his cultivation talent, his fighting talent, alas. I don't know how to describe it. Ho Jian said with some emotion. Lei Bao and Lei Jing also sighed. They were both proud people. Today, Night Sorrow's strength also stimulated them. In the VIP East building of Medicine Valley, a group of people was talking. Brother Xiefeng, you know about Night Sorrow's situation. When the time comes, someone will fight with him first. Let's observe and then kill him. A man in his 30s said. He was Zhao Wuji, a disciple at the peak of 4th stage of Star Cloud sect. The other person was Xiefeng of Red Cloud sect. Their target was Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow was the star of Medicine Valley and also the disciple with the most potential in Medicine Valley. Killing Night Sorrow would be the biggest blow to Medicine Valley. Don't worry. Even if Medicine Valley is dissatisfied with killing him in the arena, they can only endure it. If a venerable dies in the celebration, they can only swallow it. Zhao Guanyu, an elder of Star Cloud sect, said. Chapter 380. Genius remembers love in 1 second go? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. When Night Sorrow and the others arrived, the people of Taishan Peak had already gathered. Wuxia led the team and Huanan had also returned. As a disciple, he had to attend Yu Yangyu's venerable celebration ceremony. Then the group of people walked toward Danding Peak. Yu Yangyu's venerable celebration ceremony was much more important to Taishan Peak than to other peaks. Many disciples of Taishan Peak were his disciples and grand disciples. The Danding Square had been set up. Each sect had their own seats, followed by the 12 peaks of Medicine Valley and the O family's seats. After the appearance of the two venerables of Medicine Valley, the O family lowered their posture even more, but the Medicine Valley still respected the O family very much. Wuxia led the elders and disciples of Taishan Peak to the seats of Taishan Peak. Those who should be seated had already taken their seats. Today Yu Yangyu was sitting in the main seat. Beside him were Hua Yunpeng and the Great Elder. Yu Yangyu's venerable celebration ceremony was much grander than Hua Yunpeng's. The main reason was that the status of Medicine Valley was no longer the same as before. This time, no venerable from other sects came. Under normal circumstances, venerable cultivators would not go to other venerables' lair unless they were desperate. This was a dangerous place and no one would do so easily. The last time Su Huantian of the Golden Flame sect came to Medicine Valley, it was because he knew that Hua Yunpeng had just entered the venerable realm and was not his match. Now that the Medicine Valley had two venerables, it would be difficult for another venerable to come. In addition, the two venerables of the Golden Flame sect had died for no reason. This was an invisible deterrent to the venerables of other sections. The more experienced one was, the more timid and cautious one would be. One would not do things that one was not confident in. When he saw Night Sorrow, Hua Yunpeng waved at Night Sorrow. Come here. Supreme Elder, is there anything I can do for you? Night Sorrow bowed as he walked to the front of the main seat. It's nothing. Come over here. You are the last disciple of the Valley Master, so it is more appropriate for you to stay here, Hua Yunpeng said. Night Sorrow nodded and stood behind Yu Yangyu. Your cultivation has improved quite well. Once you reach level 9 you'll need to slow down a bit. Leveling up steadily is the key, Yu Yangyu said to Night Sorrow. Disciple understands. Night Sorrow nodded. Then the representatives of the major sects presented their gifts. This time the first elder was the one to receive the gifts. Jianghu was still in Golden Flame City. In addition, the people who came this time were much more powerful than last time. Thus, it was only proper for the first elder to receive the gifts. After receiving the gift, Yu Yangyu stood up to express his gratitude. At the same time, he also elaborated on the present and future of Medicine Valley. Love Gon Little Seiku as a new superpower, Medicine Valley naturally had to let the other sects know the purpose of Medicine Valley. Then came the main event. The disciples of the major sects competed with each other. Although everyone had their own conflicts, they didn't kill each other. The only ones who fought fiercely were the Southern Dipper sect and the Star Cloud sect. Night Sorrow didn't know why, but he could see that both sides were targeting each other. After the element gathering stage, the disciples of the major sects won and lost each other. Next, in the core condensation stage battles, in addition to the Southern Dipper sect and the Star Cloud sect, the Thunder Rumbling sect and the Walkabout sect were also a bit angry. This was because the disciples of the Thunder Rumbling sect had injured the disciples of the Walkabout sect. Therefore, the Walkabout sect began to compete with the Thunder Rumbling sect. On the other hand, the Holy Light Temple was very stable. They didn't send their disciples to the stage. Lei Bao also said something to Lei Juyun. Therefore, even if the disciples of the Holy Light Temple went to the stage, the Thunder Rumbling sect didn't move. In the core condensation stage battle, The most dazzling one was the disciple of the Medicine Valley's North Pole sect, Qin. He defeated the disciple of the Star Cloud sect's core condensation stage level 7 disciple. Finally, he was defeated by the disciple of the Star Cloud sect who was at the peak of the core condensation stage. Baidu search AI go female sign xiao say www.ichuxs. Yong Baju free watch VW xiao k say QB. This made the people of the Medicine Valley angry. Gu Lin and Chao Yang both went to the stage. They both won and lost against the disciples of the Star Cloud sect. Finally, the Southern Dipper sect's Nan Ming went to the stage. He first defeated the disciples of the Star Cloud sect, then defeated the disciples of the other sects, and became the strongest person in the core condensation stage. Then it was the competition between the disciples of the Spirit Severing stage. This was also the end of the competition in this celebration ceremony. It was also the competition that everyone valued. This time, the most elite disciples brought by the major sects were at the Spirit Severing stage. At first, it was the battle between the early stage of the Spirit Severing stage and then it slowly progressed. This time, it was different from the last Venerable Hua Yunping's celebration ceremony. The current competition was not all against the Medicine Valley, so the pressure on the Medicine Valley was not great. The real wave came after the disciples of the Free and Unfettered sect severely injured the disciples of the Southern Dipper sect. The disciples of the Southern Dipper sect began to erupt and began to fight with the disciples of the Free and Unfettered sect. In the end, the heavenless disciple of the Medicine Valley, Shi Yuntian, went to the stage and defeated the disciple of the Free and Unfettered sect. The people of the Southern Dipper sect did not go to the stage, which ended the conflict. There was no conflict between the disciples of the Southern Dipper sect and the Medicine Valley. The two sects were iron allies. The disciples of both sects knew this, and the Southern Dipper sect knew that the Medicine Valley sent their disciples. Then the disciples of the Holy Light Temple appeared and fought with Shi Yuntian. The next competition was calm. No disciple of any sect could dominate. Then, Nan Liyue of the Southern Dipper sect went to the stage. Ho Jian, are you waiting for me to call you? Come on out. Nan Liyue looked at the area of the Holy Light Temple. Ho Jian and Nan Liyue had known each other for more than a day or two. The two of them had accepted Tianji Tower missions together, and it was not just once. The most recent time was when they explored a spatial crack. Ho Jian and Nan Liyue found a rare ore at the same time. However, Nan Liyue was unlucky and was entangled by a demon beast. The treasure was obtained by Ho Jian. After being challenged by Nan Liyue in front of so many people, Ho Jian, who originally did not want to fight with a woman, could only go up to the stage. After going up to the stage, the two of them fought. This was also the most intense battle so far. Nan Liyue couldn't do anything to Yi Shan, but that didn't mean that she wasn't strong enough. It was because Yi Shan's energy technique and profound jade spirit qi restrained her, causing her strength to be greatly reduced. The same situation also happened to Ho Jian. Nan Liyue and Ho Jian, who were not restrained, were very fierce. The stage was full of the shadows of the two people. Sword qi flew everywhere and no one could suppress the other. The young people of the Eastern Profound region who are known as the Holy Son and Holy Daughter are really strong. The Great Elder said and then glanced at Night Sorrow. Nan Liyue and Ho Jian fought for a long time, but there was no winner. Then Yu Yangyu waved his hand and used energy imprisonment to separate the two. Your strength is about the same. You have made good progress in the competition. There is no need to determine who is stronger. Nan Liyue and Ho Jian bowed to Yu Yangyu and then retreated. They both knew that if they continued to fight, it would still be a draw. Unless it was a life-and-death battle, there was no need for the two of them to fight to the death. Nan Liyue and Ho Jian went down, and a peak level 9 spirit severing stage guy from the Nebula sect went up to the stage. Nebula sect's Zhao Tianming is here to learn from the Medicine Valley's disciple. I heard that the Medicine Valley's disciple, Night Sorrow, is very strong. I wonder if you can teach me. When Zhao Tianming said this, everyone knew that the Nebula sect was going to make a move. They were going to make a move against the Medicine Valley. Nodding to Hua Yunpeng and Yu Yangyu, Night Sorrow walked up to the stage. Chapter 381. A Genius Remembers Love in 1 Second? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Zhao Tianming's intention was to have a life-and-death battle. Furthermore, he had already made his intentions clear. Since you're so confident, go ahead and spar. Yu Yangyu smiled. You want to kill Night Sorrow? He wasn't worried at all. Tianming, then do whatever you want. The Valley Master will not interfere. Zhao Guanyu stood up and said in the direction of the Starry Cloud sect. He was using his words to stop Yu Yangyu from stopping Yu Yangyu. Sigh. Sometimes ignorance is really deadly. On the side of Holy Light Religion, Ho Qingjie looked at Zhao Tianming with pitiful eyes. Others might not know, but after yesterday's sparring session, Ho Qingjie finally understood just how terrifying Night Sorrow was. Lei Bao and Lei Ming also looked at each other. The two of them knew that Zhao Tianming was in for a tragedy. You want a battle to the death, right? Then just say it. I'll accept it. Also, I, Night Sorrow, am standing right here. Whoever wants to fight me to the death, come up. Night Sorrow said coldly as he waved his reincarnation spear. Following which, Zhao Tianming swung his arm and a great sword appeared in his hand. Without saying a word, he swung his great sword at Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow waved his right hand, and the reincarnation spear, which was imbued with vibrational force, pierced out. Following closely behind the vibrational force was the spiral force, which was unleashed by the myriad Tao Tome's energy. Love go little Seikaban. With a muffled sound, Zhao Qinming's blade was knocked away by Night Sorrow's spear. However, Zhao Qinming's strength was also very strong. He was also able to disperse Night Sorrow's true qi. However, he wasn't able to block Night Sorrow's reincarnation spear's attack. The energy from Night Sorrow's myriad Tao Tome burst forth and he immediately executed the 7 stars dazzling moon spear technique with a spiral force. 4 spear lights merged into one and pierced towards Zhao Tianming's neck. Zhao Tianming did not retreat. He felt that he had dispersed a wave of Night Sorrow's true qi. Night Sorrow's spear technique looked sharp, but in reality, it was just for show. Zhao Tianming quickly gathered some true qi and once again waved his blade. As the spiraling energy on the Night Sorrow reincarnation spear erupted, Zhao Qinming's battle saber was pushed away. Then the Night Sorrow reincarnation spear pushed forward and the spear light pierced through Zhao Tianming's throat. Battle. There were tens of thousands of spectators in the Pill Cauldron Square. At this moment it was dead silent. Zhao Tianming, who was at the peak of the spirit-severing stage, was instantly killed. Zhao Guanyu narrowed his eyes and looked at Yi Shang. He had originally planned to let Zhao Tianming test Yi Shang's strength, but before he could do anything he was killed. Are you waiting to be beaten up? You two should learn from him. Lei Jun, who was sitting in front of the two, said. The Medicine Valley's disciples cheered. Night Sorrow was the most reliable disciple in the Medicine Valley. No matter when, as long as Night Sorrow made a move, it would be the most reliable. Night Sorrow turned his head and looked in the direction of the Nebula sect. He knew that the battle had just begun. The Nebula sect would continue to attack. Zhao Qianfei, go up and try. Remember to be steady. Zhao Guanyu said to a man behind him. A middle-aged man stood up and walked towards the center of the arena. Rank 4 was no longer a low-level cultivator. It wasn't easy to reach this stage. It was already very good to reach rank 4 at the age of 30 or 40. After all, Night Sorrow, Lei Bao, Ho Jian, and Ho Qingjie were all geniuses in the Eastern Profound Domain. Seeing Zhao Qianfei enter the arena, Night Sorrow executed the Soaring Dragon steps. After taking a few steps, his body soared into the air and he smashed his spear towards Zhao Qianfei's head. Night Sorrow didn't execute any spear art. He just infused it with vibration force and smashed it with great force. Hearing the reincarnation spear's piercing sound, Zhao Qianfei's legs trembled and he quickly retreated. Night Sorrow, who was in the air, waved his arm and swung the reincarnation spear behind him. He borrowed the force and rushed forward. He stretched out his right hand and punched towards Zhao Qianfei's chest. Seeing Night Sorrow's fist, Zhao Qianfei slashed his saber towards Night Sorrow's left hand. He was afraid of Night Sorrow's spear art, but he wasn't afraid of his fist. Night Sorrow continued to extend his left hand. During the process he opened his 5 fingers and slightly curled them, executing the mysterious jade hands. The moment he was about to clash with Zhao Qianfei's saber, Night Sorrow's left hand swayed and dodged Zhao Qianfei's saber. He grabbed the back of Zhao Qianfei's saber and swung the reincarnation spear in his right hand towards Zhao Qianfei's head. Zhao Qianfei's expression changed. His right hand trembled as he tried to pull his saber back twice. He gritted his teeth and tilted his body. His right leg suddenly kicked towards Night Sorrow's abdomen. This was a fight where both sides would suffer. Zhao Qianfei didn't dare to abandon his weapon. If he didn't have a weapon in this kind of fight, it was no different from courting death. Night Sorrow's left hand didn't let go of Zhao Tianfei's saber. The reincarnation spear in his right hand continued to smash downwards. At the same time, the myriad Dao Tome's energy was channeled to his abdomen. He poured his true qi into the reincarnation spear and didn't withdraw it. Bang! Zhao Tianfei's kick landed on Night Sorrow's abdomen. A muffled sound rang out, but Night Sorrow's body didn't move at all. Zhao Tianfei's expression was unsightly. He felt as if he had kicked an iron plate. The bones in his foot had already shattered. To Zhao Tianfei, the shattering of his foot bones wasn't a big deal. The greatest danger was Night Sorrow's spear smashing downwards. Min be fast p up v Zhao Tianfei let go of his saber and quickly retreated. You want to leave? It's too late. Night Sorrow poured the energy from the myriad Dao Tome into his right arm. The reincarnation spear's smashing speed suddenly increased and directly smashed onto Zhao Tianfei's shoulder. Following a crisp kacha sound, the bones in the right half of Zhao Tianfei's body were shattered. He was directly smashed to the ground. Following which, Night Sorrow took a step forward. His right knee heavily smashed onto Zhao Tianfei's chest, sending him flying. Night Sorrow didn't continue to pursue. He knew that Zhao Tianfei's internal organs would be shattered after receiving his full-force knee strike. There was no chance of him surviving. Zhao Tianfei, who was sent flying for 6 to 7 meters, landed on the ground. His body twitched irregularly twice before he stopped moving. In the battle, Zhao Tianfei only used one saber and one kick before he was violently killed by Night Sorrow. He was already at the 9th level of the spirit-severing stage, but he was still killed so miserably. I didn't give any gifts for my master's honorable stage celebration. I just used this blood to wish my master a prosperous future. Aren't we going to have a life-and-death battle? Then I'll be right here. Next. Night Sorrow waved his reincarnation spear and turned to look at the Nebula Sex area. Damn, this is a mad dog. In the Southern Dipper Sex area, Nan Liyue whispered. Now you know that you can't provoke this guy, right? Nan Ziyun glanced at Nan Liyue and said, This is nothing. Let's continue watching. The previous battle was much bloodier. It will be even bloodier in a while. Come on. I like that scene. Nan Xing said excitedly. Chapter 382. Geniuses remember love in 1 second? We will provide you with interesting novels to read. What do you know? This is a real man. He is usually gentle and refined, but when he gets angry he is like a volcano erupting. You guys should learn from him. Nan Liyue glared at Nan Yi and continued to watch the arena. His blood and qi rushed to the top and formed essence qi smoke. There was no problem for him to take a kick. His body has truly reached maturity. Nan Ziyun said with some emotion. When he took the kick I heard a crisp sound. That was the sound of bones breaking. Now that he is fine, it means that the one who broke the bones was that unlucky guy. Nan Liyue looked at Zhao Tianfei's corpse and said. At this moment, Night Sorrow's white battle robe was fluttering in the wind. The reincarnation spear in his right hand was slanted towards the ground. I like this feeling. Didn't you guys want to have a life-and-death battle? Continue. Night Sorrow said coldly when he saw that the people of Star Cloud sect were looking at him with hostility. Too arrogant. Zhao Wuji leaped into the air and landed on the arena from the Star Cloud sect's side. There is nothing to be arrogant about. Whoever wants to slap our Medicine Valley's face, slap my face, I will slap them back. Night Sorrow looked at Zhao Wuji coldly. You have to have the strength to do so. Zhao Wuji said as he waved the battle blade in his hand. The Golden Flame sect said the same thing back then. Everyone knows the truth. If there are still people who are asking for a beating, I will continue to kill them. Night Sorrow made his words clear. As long as one wasn't stupid, they would know that Night Sorrow was talking about the Star Cloud sect. You are courting death. Zhao Wuji's body flashed, leaving behind an afterimage. His battle blade slashed towards Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow didn't retreat at all. He waved his reincarnation spear and 4 spear lights merged into one and pierced towards Zhao Wuji's throat. Zhao Wuji turned his body, changed his direction and continued to attack. Night Sorrow rotated his body and simply thrust out his reincarnation spear, sealing off Zhao Wuji's path of advance. Following that, he began to test the waters with guerrilla warfare. The two of them clashed once. Night Sorrow realized that Zhao Wuji had used a special technique to generate energy. The energy stacked on top of each other, and Night Sorrow's vibration sutra was unable to shake it off. Then Night Sorrow used spiraling force. If he couldn't shake it off, then he would use a penetrating attack. Foyas? Version equals H initial L5. Zhao Wuji was the strongest fourth-stage disciple of the Star Cloud sect. He had a lot of battle experience, so he didn't fight Night Sorrow head-on. Instead, he moved around and looked for an opportunity to attack. Zhao Wuji felt that Night Sorrow was young and impatient. Furthermore, Night Sorrow's cultivation wasn't as high as his, so he felt that a battle of attrition would be more effective. After 2 rounds of guerrilla warfare, the energy of the myriad Tao Tome in Night Sorrow's body exploded. A part of it rushed towards his legs and his speed instantly increased. His body left an afterimage as he rushed in front of Zhao Wuji. He waved his reincarnation spear and instantly shot out 4 spears. His target was Zhao Wuji's throat. Night Sorrow's speed instantly increased, and Zhao Wuji wasn't prepared. Even if he was prepared, he couldn't dodge in time. He could only wave his blade to block. Ding! With a crisp sound, Zhao Wuji's body was pushed back by Night Sorrow's spear. Zhao Wuji's right arm was raised behind him. It was obvious that he was at a disadvantage. Night Sorrow's true chi had a strong penetrating power. In addition to his great strength, Zhao Wuji was at a disadvantage. After gaining the upper hand in one move, Night Sorrow's feet shook. After approaching Zhao Wuji, he attacked with his reincarnation spear again. This time he used the vibration force. Zhao Wuji's true chi was shaken by his attack just now. Night Sorrow believed that he could break Zhao Wuji's defense by using the vibration force again. At this moment, Zhao Wuji's face was filled with shock. He wanted to use his speed to increase the distance between them, but the true chi in his dantian was shaken violently by Night Sorrow's spear and couldn't be used. In a panic, he could only use his blade to defend. His method of releasing energy was suitable for defense, so he believed that he could block Night Sorrow's attack. However, Night Sorrow's method changed. This time, his reincarnation spear didn't directly stab towards Zhao Wuji's battle blade. When their weapons were about to clash, the reincarnation spear moved up an inch and continued to stab. Zhao Wuji raised his right hand and waved his battle blade to block Night Sorrow's reincarnation spear. The moment his battle blade touched Night Sorrow's reincarnation spear, the vibration force on Night Sorrow's reincarnation spear exploded. Buzz! A strong vibration sound rang out. Zhao Wuji's battle blade was shaken off, and his arm was swung backwards. Night Sorrow pressed his wrist, and the reincarnation spear, which had been shaken up by half a foot, returned to its original path towards Zhao Wuji's chest. Zhao Wuji's eyes were filled with fear as his body dodged to the side. He dodged very quickly, but Night Sorrow's reincarnation spear was even faster. It directly pierced through his right chest. After his spear succeeded, Night Sorrow twisted his right hand and swung it, throwing Zhao Wuji over his head and onto the ground. If Night Sorrow didn't twist his wrist, he would have pierced through Zhao Wuji's chest. What Night Sorrow needed was control, so he twisted his reincarnation spear a little. This way, Zhao Wuji's wound wouldn't be cut open. After throwing Zhao Wuji onto the ground, Night Sorrow pulled out his reincarnation spear and pressed it against Zhao Wuji's neck. Am I arrogant? Zhao Wuji's mouth was filled with blood. He was so anxious that he couldn't speak. I said, if anyone wants to slap Medicine Valley's face, if anyone wants to slap Night Sorrow's face, then I will slap them back. Just now you said that you need to have strength. Then I will use strength to tell you. After speaking, Night Sorrow's reincarnation spear slashed across Zhao Wuji's throat. Then he shook his reincarnation spear again. Zhao Wuji's finger, which was wearing a storage ring, was cut off by Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow grabbed Zhao Wuji's finger with his left hand and flicked it with his middle finger. Then he kept the storage ring. Then Night Sorrow's reincarnation spear shook again. Zhao Tianming and Zhao Tianfei's fingers, which were wearing storage rings, were cut off. Because Night Sorrow was in the arena, the people from Star Cloud sect couldn't even collect the corpses. Now that the people from Star Cloud sect dared to enter the arena, they would definitely be met with Night Sorrow's violent killing. Cool. Even the way he snatched the storage ring was so cool. Nan Liu said, Cousin, I remember that you said that his gentle appearance made you angry. Nanxing said, That's because I didn't know him well at that time. This domineering appearance is a real man. Nan Liu said. On the Thunder Rumbling sect side, Lei Bao and Lei Jing stood up and clapped. They were cheering for Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow's heroic spirit and domineering aura had infected them. It was the same on the Holy Light sect's side. Ho Jian and Ho Qingjie also stood up. The most violent was the Medicine Valley's area. The disciples of Taishan Peak's area let out wave after wave of cheers. Next was the Crepe Myrtle's area. The female disciples of Crepe Myrtle kept screaming. Night Sorrow turned around and gently pressed down with his left hand. Then he looked at the Star Cloud sect's side. I know that this is not your trump card. I also know that you have an alliance with the Red Cloud sect. When you go back, tell the Red Cloud sect that I won't meet any of their disciples in the future. If I do, I will kill them. Okay, back to the topic. If you want to attack the Medicine Valley's momentum, then come at me. I'm too lazy to play with you. I will kill whoever comes. Night Sorrow made a strong declaration. Blood Red Mountain stood up and slowly walked to the arena. I am Blood Red Mountain. Today I want to see how strong you are. Blood Red Mountain concealed his surname and only said his name. Chapter 383. Genius 1 second. Remember love go divided by little? Talk Web providing you with wonderful novels to read. Lei Jing's words were too vicious. Cultivators almost never used vulgarities, but Lei Jing used words like old ass eye and old white face. This was even more vicious than using swords and spears to cut people. Baidu search AI go female sign shao say www.ichuxs.com, shut your stinky mouth. Blood Red Mountain looked in the direction of the thunder rumbling sect and roared. I already said it. What can you do to me? You're a few hundred years old and you won't let people talk about you? If I were you, I would drown myself in piss and not come out to embarrass myself. Night Sorrow, help me kill him. Lei Jing shouted again. Night Sorrow didn't turn around. He only stretched out his left hand and gave him a thumbs up. Old bastard, you'll know the consequences of scolding me in a while. Lei Jing insulted Blood Red Mountain again and sat down. You're really embarrassing yourself. Lei Jun glanced at Lei Jing and said, It's nothing. I'm just being honest. I'll say whatever I want. Although my words are a bit rude, they are still the truth. Lei Jiyun said. On the stage, Night Sorrow and Blood Red Mountain looked at each other. After killing 3 disciples of the Star Cloud sect, Night Sorrow only stretched his body and didn't use much energy. However, he didn't look down on Blood Red Mountain. Blood Red Mountain had lived for a few hundred years. Not to mention his talent, his battle experience and skills must be very strong. If he wasn't an idiot, how could he do the same thing for a few hundred years? Practice makes perfect. The two looked at each other for a while and then started to attack each other. During the battle, Night Sorrow realized that Blood Red Mountain was really strong. His true chi was more abundant than his, and he also had 2 types of energy techniques. One was the explosive force like thunderstorm and the other was the revolving force. Moreover, the 2 types of energy techniques could be switched quickly. After the explosive force was used, the revolving force would wrap around the saber to defend. However, Blood Red Mountain couldn't gain the upper hand at all. Night Sorrow poured his true chi into the reincarnation spear and the 3 types of energy techniques were switched continuously. He was still able to suppress Blood Red Mountain. After suppressing the Blood Red Mountain, Night Sorrow's myriad Tao Tomes energy also exploded. His innate chi and the myriad Tao Tomes energy attacked one after another. When it collided with Blood Red Peak's explosive force, Night Sorrow used the relatively gentle wave force to restrain it, and then used the relatively more aggressive vibration sutra and spiral force to attack. Night Sorrow's body alternated between the 2 types of energy, which was much more ferocious than Scarlet Peak's Jin Chi, completely suppressing Scarlet Peak. Seeing this situation, Blood Red Peak immediately understood that this battle was not going to work. He could feel that Night Sorrow had 2 different types of energy. If this battle continued, he would be the first to exhaust himself. Stealing his heart, Blood Red Mountain waved the long sword in his right hand and pushed the reincarnation spear towards Night Sorrow. Then he moved forward and punched towards Night Sorrow with his left fist. Night Sorrow's reincarnation spear was suitable for long-range battles, so he wanted to engage in close combat. Night Sorrow was also eager to engage in close combat. When Blood Red Peak punched out, Night Sorrow raised his left hand and used the energy-destroying hand. This unlucky guy, he still dares to engage in close combat with Night Sorrow. He must be tired of living. A close combat Night Sorrow is a human-shaped weapon. Nanxing said. Just as Nanxing was speaking, a 2-chi-wide energy whirlpool appeared in Night Sorrow's hand and slapped it onto Blood Red Peak's left hand, who was still in shock. With a loud explosion, blood and flesh flew everywhere. One of Blood Red Peak's arms was gone, blown into pieces. After using the energy-destroying hand, Night Sorrow quickly changed his left hand and used the mysterious jade hands to grab Blood Red Peak's right arm. He ignored Blood-Red Peak's knee that was about to hit his abdomen. With the myriad Tao Tome's energy protecting his body, he quickly slashed the reincarnation spear in his right hand and directly cut off Blood-Red Peak's right arm. Bang! Blood-Red Peak's knee hit Night Sorrow's abdomen, producing a muffled sound. Night Sorrow's body swayed for a moment, then he leaned forward and punched Blood-Red Peak's throat. Soon after, Night Sorrow pointed his reincarnation spear towards the sky. A storage ring fell from the sky and landed on the tip of the spear. This was the storage ring that Blood-Red Peak was wearing on his left hand. It had just been blown away by the explosion and was now falling down. Night Sorrow put away the storage ring as if there was no one else around. Then he raised his thumb towards the thunder-rumbling sect's Lei Zheng. Soon after, Night Sorrow stretched his neck and shook off the flesh on Blood-Red Peak's left arm. Night Sorrow turned around and looked in the direction of the Starry Cloud sect. Today I'm in the mood. Who wants to fight? There's no need to go up one by one. Come up together. Let's see if I, Night Sorrow, will kill you or I, Night Sorrow, will fall. Night Sorrow said coldly as he waved his reincarnation spear. Nan Liua looked at Yi Shang on the stage and muttered to herself, "This guy is simply crazy. Is he going to fight a group of people by himself?" In the alternate dimension he was able to kill a group of people from the Scarlet Cloud sect. This means that he's good at group battles. Nan Ziyun said. Night Sorrow's words didn't just shock the Southern Dipper sect. The other sects were the same. Not to mention his strength, just his boldness alone wasn't something that an ordinary person could have. The Starry Cloud sect didn't reply. Their rank 4 disciples were all shocked by Night Sorrow. The strongest rank 4 disciples in the sect, Zhao Tianming, Zhao Tianfei, were all dead. How would they dare to fight? 13, that's enough. You can come back. Jianghu said. Night Sorrow swung his reincarnation spear and placed it on his back. Then he cupped his hands at the various sects and walked towards the Medicine Valley seats. With every step Night Sorrow took, there was a pa-pa sound under his feet. It was the sound of his combat boots being soaked in blood. All the disciples of the Medicine Valley stood up to welcome Night Sorrow, followed by thunderous applause. What was exhilaration? This was exhilaration. Continuous killing and killing until the opponent didn't dare to make a sound. What was boundlessly domineering? Night Sorrow gave the perfect interpretation. He could kill a group of people by himself and they wouldn't dare to come out. Night Sorrow walked to Wuxia and threw a few storage rings to him. Second senior brother, distribute these to my other senior brothers. Under the Great Elder's instructions, the disciples of the Medicine Valley added a chair next to the main seat. More X. New fastest TX on %% only the Supreme Elder, the Valley Master, the Vice Valley Master, and the Elders had seats in the main seat area. 13 Good job. Chu Lingxiao waved at Night Sorrow not far away from Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow smiled and nodded. Looking at Night Sorrow's smile, Chu Lingxiao was stunned. Night Sorrow's smile was very simple. It was completely different from the Night Sorrow in the arena. If it wasn't for Night Sorrow's blood-stained combat clothes, he would be no different from a simple young man in the mountains. After Night Sorrow stepped down from the arena, no one went up. The impact of the battle just now was too strong. Who would go up and embarrass themselves? Then the celebration came to an end. Once the celebration ended, Ho Jian, Ho Qingjie, and the Lei Bao brothers came over. Domineering. There's nothing to say. I won't spar with you anymore. Ho Jian said with a smile. Brother, I won't say anything. I'm very happy that you killed that old asshole. Lei Jing said with a smile. Chapter 384. Genius 1 second. Remember love divided by go divided by little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Vulgar? Don't you think it's disgusting that guy who's a few hundred years old and still pretending to be a rank 4? Lei Jing said. Love go little say Webku, it's indeed disgusting. Night Sorrow, let's get to know each other again. My name is Nan Liua. I've offended you before, please don't take offense. Nan Liua said. You're exaggerating. How could I not know what you've offended? We're friends since we've come to Medicine Valley. Night Sorrow said. Well said, Ho Jian, you should learn how to be magnanimous. Nan Liua turned her attention back to Ho Jian. Just pretend I'm not here. Ho Jian said speechlessly. Then the group went to Bamboo Forest Peak together. Ninth senior sister Chiyu, help me entertain them. I'm going to take a bath. Night Sorrow rode his Tianyu to a stream not far from Bamboo Forest Peak. He took a bath and changed into a clean robe. When Night Sorrow came back, the group was drinking tea. However, Nan Liyue and Ho Jian weren't very good. Nan Liyue stepped on a stool with one foot and slammed the table with the other hand, arguing with Ho Jian. "What are you talking about? So passionate?" Night Sorrow sat down and asked. "This bastard robbed me of honor last time. He won't admit that he's in the wrong. Ho Jian, remember this. If I enter the rank 5 first, I'll deal with you even if I have to chase after the Holy Light Temple." Nan Liyue stared at Ho Jian and said, "Nan Liyue, we've done a lot of missions together, right? Although there's competition, there's also danger. When have I ever not stood in front of you? When have I ever let you get hurt?" Ho Jian didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "We're all young people. Sometimes friendships are forged through fighting. Among the people here, Lei Bao and Lei Zheng have fought against each other before. I almost died at the hands of Ho Jian. As long as it doesn't involve a huge grudge, there's nothing we can't do," Night Sorrow said with a smile. "Listen to her, Ho Jian, you're still lacking," Nan Liyue said. Ho Jian lowered his head and didn't say anything. It was useless for him to say anything now. In front of the unreasonable Nan Liyue, no matter what he did, he would still be defeated. Ho Qingjie pointed at Night Sorrow and said, "Uncle, I'm thinking about something. With him around, do we still have a chance?" "Ah, you don't have to worry about that. Once my cultivation increases, I'll leave the Eastern Shen region to explore the outside world." Love Go Little Say, Night Sorrow didn't hide anything from them and directly told them his thoughts. "Are you planning to go out? That's great. Call me when the time comes. There's no point in being a tyrant in the Eastern Shen region. I also want to go out and explore," Ho Jian said. "Then I have to be part of this," Lei Bao said. "Then I have nothing to say. Since you guys aren't going to stay in the Eastern Shen region, there's no point for me to stay in the Eastern Shen region by myself. Call me when you're leaving," Nan Liyue said. "Going out as a group? Just thinking about it makes me happy. When the time comes, we'll make a name for the Eastern Shen region. Every time the seniors in the sect say that the Eastern Shen region is the weakest among the 9 regions, I feel suffocated," Lei Jing said. "Then I'll think about it," Night Sorrow said. 13 You're very bold today, but you've also completely offended the Star Cloud sect," Yang Lei said. "So what? What can they do? They're allies with the Scarlet Cloud sect. Aren't the Medicine Valley and our Southern Dipper sect also allies? If they want to fight, then let's fight." Nan Liyue said indifferently. "That's right. Didn't our enforcement elder also say that we just need to call if we need anything?" Lei Bao said. "Then thank you. There's a place to rest here. I also have a courtyard in Danding City. You guys can play for a while before going back," Night Sorrow invited. Lei Bao and Lei Jing aside, Ho Jian and Ho Qingjie were also very easy to communicate with. Furthermore, Nan Liyue was also very calm. "Of course, we're going to Crepe Myrtle. If the two of them can hook up, so can my uncle and I," Ho Qingjie said. "A bunch of shameless people. Nan Sheng, go back and tell the elders that I'm going to play in the Medicine Valley for a while. Night Sorrow, you have enough bamboo houses here. Arrange one for me," Nan Liyue said to Nan Sheng and the others. Yang Lei arranged a place for Nan Liyue. Night Sorrow really has a good eye. Not only is he strong in combat, but he's also better in other aspects, Nan Liyue said with a smile after thanking Yang Lei for arranging a place for her. Have fun here. Call me if you need anything," Yang Lei said with a smile. While Night Sorrow, Lei Bao, and the others were chatting, the higher-ups of the Medicine Valley were all in the main hall after arranging for the guests. It could also be said that it was a small meeting. "Valley Master, we have to study 13's problem carefully. We can't let him do as he pleases. We have to push him to the position of the Valley Master's successor," Lu Qinyun said. "Yes. He hasn't reached the peak of the 4th stage yet, but he can already sweep through the 4th stage. There's a lot of room for him to develop in the future. He's now the face of our Medicine Valley," another elder said. "Let me say a few words. Night Sorrow's ambition is far beyond the Medicine Valley. If we restrict him, it will only be counterproductive. Let him develop according to his own wishes. His achievements are actually the achievements of the Medicine Valley. So, don't worry about it, it's meaningless," Hua Yunping said. "We need to change the way we treat him. He doesn't need to compete for the heaven list anymore. Who will fight with him? He was a heaven-ranked disciple in the past. It's not easy to change it now," the great elder said after thinking for a while. "Night Sorrow doesn't care about these things. He's my disciple. I understand him. He cares about emotions, not resources. If he cares, he can exchange the teleportation array and the Golden Flames Palace for any resources with the sect, Jianghu said. Let's leave this matter for now. We'll talk about it again when he reaches the 5th stage. Also, pay more attention to the movements of the Star Cloud sect and the Red Cloud sect, Hua Yunping said. In the next few days, Night Sorrow cultivated at night and accompanied Ho Jian, Lei Bao, Nan Liyue, and the others to play in the Medicine Valley during the day. Half a month later, when they all left, Night Sorrow's side finally quieted down. After greeting Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu, Night Sorrow went to Danding Cliff to cultivate. He wanted to quickly raise his cultivation to the peak of the Spirit Severing stage. This time, Night Sorrow climbed to the 6,900-meter platform of Danding Cliff to cultivate. This was a position that many late-stage 5th stage Medicine Valley members couldn't reach. The record for the Spirit Severing stage at Danding Cliff was 6,300 meters. The record for the 5th stage wasn't even at the Heaven Stairway. /B/look at the 4th edition. Chapter. #section unspecified currency plus. Under normal circumstances, it was already very good for a 5th stage cultivator to reach 7,000 meters. Staying on the 6,900-meter platform, Night Sorrow held the Ice Spirit Blood Essence and began to cultivate. Time slipped away bit by bit. Night Sorrow's cultivation was steadily improving. His true energy cultivation was slightly slower. It required too much energy to reach the peak of the Spirit Severing stage from the 9th level of the Spirit Severing stage. On the other hand, the Myriad Tao Tome improved very quickly and had already entered the middle stage of the Consolidation realm. Chapter 385. Genius 1 second. Remember Love Go/Little? We provide you with interesting novels to read. Yishang stayed at Pill Tripod Cliff for a month during his cultivation. After a month of cultivation, his true Qi cultivation had reached the peak of level 9 Spirit Severing. His Book of Myriad Tao cultivation had also reached the peak of level 5 Consolidation realm with the support of the Blood Essence of Ice Spirit. Looking at the Blood Essence of Ice Spirit in his hand, Night Sorrow stood up and decided to end his cultivation. Although he had reached the peak of Spirit Severing, Night Sorrow felt that his true Qi cultivation was not complete yet. He could still continue to condense it. Now, the quantity of true Qi was saturated, but the quality and smoothness were not enough. This was not something to be rushed. He needed to settle down slowly. Only when it was complete could he advance. This was the bottleneck. There were many peak level 4 cultivators, but they were all stuck at this point and could not advance to level 5. If he could not condense his cultivation to the extreme and polish his true Qi, he would not be able to cross this bottleneck. As for Night Sorrow's Book of Myriad Tao, with the support of the Blood Essence of Ice Spirit, it did not matter where he cultivated. Then, Night Sorrow began to charge towards the 7,000-meter platform of Danding Peak. With the increase of his cultivation, Night Sorrow's strength had increased a lot. Although it was difficult, he still stood on the 7,000-meter platform. Standing on the 7,000-meter platform, Night Sorrow looked up and saw that there were only 200 meters to climb. The rest of the climb was foggy and could not be seen. Baidu searched Love Gong Xiao Shua www.ichux.com on the 7,000-meter platform. Night Sorrow drank a jar of wine and went down Danding Cliff. At the bottom of Danding Cliff, Night Sorrow cupped his hands towards Elder Su. Peak of level 9 Spirit Severing. Don't try to advance so easily. Be steady. This is very important. Elder Su said. I understand. Thank you for your concern. Night Sorrow bowed. How high have you climbed? Elder Su asked. 7,000 meters, but it is very difficult. If there is nothing else, I will return first. Night Sorrow cupped his hands at Elder Su and walked towards the bamboo forest peak. As he walked, he enjoyed the scenery. Night Sorrow took an hour to return to the bamboo forest peak. That's right. What we need to do next is to stabilize our cultivation base. Night Sorrow, you must be careful. There are a few obstacles for cultivators. It's difficult to advance from the essence gathering realm to the core condensation realm, while it's difficult to advance from the spirit severing realm to the void inquiry stage. Therefore, you can only try to break through this bottleneck when you have the confidence to do so. Seeing that Night Sorrow had returned, Yang Lei said. Night Sorrow nodded. He now felt that he was lacking. Although he could forcefully break through, the consequences would be severe. In the following days, Night Sorrow condensed his vital energy at night. At the same time, he cultivated the Myriad Tao Tome and tried to stimulate his innate energy points. In the morning he practiced his spear arts and studied the techniques of exerting energy. In the afternoon he played with Jianghu and Silver Fox, and watched the scenery with the two girls. Night Sorrow spent half a month like this. Finally, Enforcer Dong arrived at the bamboo forest peak. Wuxia brought him here. Since Enforcer Dong is here, there must be something. Night Sorrow poured a cup of tea for Enforcer Dong and said, "Someone wants to see you. As for the details, I don't know either." The people Enforcer Dong received were all external personnel of Tianji Tower. When it came to the Black Tower, he did not have much authority. Night Sorrow knew that it was the higher-ups of Tianji Tower who wanted to see him. After sending Enforcer Dong off, he packed up with Sikong Chuyu and Yang Lei and went to the Tai Shen Palace to greet Wu Qi. After that, they went to the Pill Tripod Peak. Night Sorrow planned to inform Yu Yangyu about it. However, they did not meet him because Yu Yangyu, who had entered the Venerable Realm, also needed to improve his cultivation base. Riding on a flying beast, the three of them arrived at the City Lord Mansion. Then Night Sorrow went to the Tianji Tower. In the private room of the Tianji Tower, Night Sorrow saw Yin Shui. "Lady Yin Shui." Night Sorrow cupped his hands at Yin Shui. "You showed your prowess again. Amazing." Yin Shui smiled and pointed at the chair opposite her. "Lady Yin Shui, don't tease me. What's the matter?" Night Sorrow sat down and asked. "Yes. This time it's a special and serious matter. So, I came to find you and a few other people." Yin Shui said. "What's the matter?" Night Sorrow asked. Yin Shui then explained the specific situation. There was a problem in the Eastern Shen region's realm sea. The 9 regions and 18 prefectures were actually 9 continents in the boundless sea. Each continent was divided into 2 prefectures because of a crack. The problem this time was in the area between the Eastern Shen region and the Northern Sea region. Demonic beasts with death and darkness chi often appeared in the realm sea. The source of the demonic beasts had not been found yet. This was a serious matter because such a disaster had happened before. 3,000 years ago, there were dark demonic beasts and dark cultivators who invaded the 9 regions and 18 prefectures, almost causing the fall of the 3 origin region. Countless cultivators and ordinary civilians died. In the end, all the high-level cultivators of the 9 regions and 18 prefectures were dispatched to eliminate the dark demonic beasts and cultivators. Now that such a thing happened, the Eastern Shen region was especially concerned about it. Therefore, they planned to send a few small teams of adventurers to investigate. The City Lord Mansion of the Eastern Shen City had made arrangements, and so did the Tianji Tower. It seems like the matter is very serious. Night Sorrow understood the seriousness of the matter. Yes. The Realm Sea does not affect venerables and cultivators below the Void Inquiry stage. However, it will be troublesome for venerables and Void Inquiry stage cultivators to enter. There is the power of law in the Realm Sea. The power of law will suppress venerable spirit sense and destroy their foundation. Yin Shui explained to Night Sorrow. "I understand. When do we depart? Where do I go to receive my orders?" Night Sorrow asked. "Go directly to Eastern Shen City. There are still some people who need to gather," Yin Shui said. "All right. I'll make some preparations and leave right away." Night Sorrow stood up and said. "Also this time we need to gather some members of the Black Watch and patrol the Tianji Tower. The mission is a little dangerous. So we won't be gathering your 2 fiancés. Go back and tell them to come find me. We'll go to Eastern Shen City together," Yin Shui said. "I understand. Thank you, Master." Night Sorrow was stunned for a moment. He had forgotten that Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu were patrolling the Tianji Tower. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. It had been some time since Yang Lei's inspection. Before Yu Yangyu's venerable assembly, Enforcer Dong had already sent the token to him. After returning to the City Lord's mansion, Night Sorrow told Yang Lei and Sikong Chuyu about it. Dark monsters and dark cultivators. How could something like this happen? Sikong Chuyu's expression changed. "Don't worry. I'm not going alone," Night Sorrow said. "It's very dangerous. The disaster that happened 3,000 years ago was recorded in many history books. It was too tragic," Sikong Chuyu said. "It's okay. Maybe it's not that serious. I'll go and take a look," Night Sorrow said. Then Night Sorrow said goodbye to the 2 girls and went to Tianji Tower to find Yin Shui. Yin Shui took Night Sorrow to Eastern Shen City through the teleportation array. "How about this? You go to the mansion and rest for a while. I'll go pick up the others. We'll meet at your mansion tonight," Yin Shui said to Night Sorrow. Then, Night Sorrow rode Tianyu back to Qingxing Cottage to wait. Chapter 386. Genius 1 second. Remember love go/little? We will provide you with wonderful novels to read. As night fell, Dongshen City was exceptionally beautiful when the lanterns were lit. It was as if Sleeping Beauty had pulled back her veil. After drinking a cup of tea, Night Sorrow left the house and strolled along the street. Night Sorrow had just strolled to the end of the street when he saw Lei Hua, Ho Yuan, and Yin Shui bringing Ho Jian, Nan Liue, Lei Bao and Lei Jing over. G edition Premier /V. Night Sorrow brought them into the house. He didn't call for anyone and personally brewed tea for them. Since the 5 of you know each other, I'll gather all of you together and talk about what to do next. This time, Qinji Tower will send out 2 teams to seek your opinions. If you think it's suitable, you'll be in a team of 5. If you don't think it's suitable, you'll be separated from the other patrollers and regrouped. However, you must know that the people going this time are all below the 5th rank. Even the old patrollers have the same cultivation as you, said Lei Hua. Sir, we have no objections. We'll be in the same team as Night Sorrow, said Lei Bao. Sir, I have no objections either. We're familiar with each other so we can take care of each other, said Ho Jian. I have no objections either. Nan Liue nodded. That's good. The team leader will be Night Sorrow. Do you have any objections? Asked Lei Hua. Ho Jian and the others had no objections. They all approved of Night Sorrow. Then it's settled. Night Sorrow is the youngest among you, but in a year and a half, he relied on crazily completing missions to upgrade his Qinji Tower token to gold rank. I've seen his missions and he has a good grasp of the situation. Sometimes he's a little too aggressive. Ho Jian, Nan Liue, you guys remind him, said Lei Hua. Ho Jian and the others stood up to accept the order. Elder Ho, tell them the details of the situation. Then let them rest and wait for further orders. Night Sorrow, come with me. Lei Hua stood up and said. Night Sorrow nodded at Lei Bao and the others. You don't have to be so courteous here. If you need anything, just go to the front yard and shout. Under the guidance of Lei Hua, Night Sorrow once again arrived at the mountain where Wu Lingfei was cultivating. My lord, Night Sorrow has arrived. Lei Hua bowed. All right, then you go back first. Wu Lingfei nodded. Then this subordinate will return first. Lei Hua bowed to Wu Lingfei again, then turned and left. Baidu search AI go female sign Xiao say www.ichuxs.com. Night Sorrow, your cultivation base is improving very quickly. The strength of your body and the energy it contains are both acceptable. However, you can't be in a hurry to enter the void inquiry stage. You can only advance to the next realm when your true chi is as solid as it can be. Wu Lingfei said. This junior understands. Night Sorrow nodded. Remember, the Domain C is a very dangerous place. If you encounter any danger that you can't deal with, activate the soul bead that I gave you. Also take this with you. If there's an emergency, activate it with the profound jade spiritual chi. Even though it can't bring out its full potential, it can still protect you. Wu Lingfei threw a silver bracelet to him. What's this? Night Sorrow asked. This is my protective spiritual weapon, the Heaven and Earth bracelet. It contains the true chi that I left behind. If you activate it with the profound jade spiritual chi, it will have some effect. Wu Lingfei said. That's not appropriate. Senior is one of the top experts in the Eastern Profound region. You have to maintain your peak condition at all times. Therefore, this junior can't take this spiritual weapon. Night Sorrow took the Heaven and Earth bracelet and handed it back to Wu Lingfei. Take it. I don't have a spiritual weapon and I'm not afraid of anyone. After I cultivate the profound jade body, my body is a spiritual treasure. You have to work hard in this direction. Alright, let's go back. Wu Lingfei said. After Wu Lingfei said this, Night Sorrow didn't refuse. He bowed to Wu Lingfei and left on Tianyu. After returning to the Pure Heart Villa, Night Sorrow saw a scene that made him speechless. Ho Jian and the others each had a roasted chicken in front of them and a jar of wine in front of them. They were playing the finger-guessing game. You guys are really awesome. Night Sorrow sat down and said. Life must be lived to the fullest. If you want to drink, drink. Why don't you drink? Sit down and join us. Nan Liue waved at Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow had no choice but to sit down and play with them. After drinking, Night Sorrow arranged accommodations for them. Then he chatted with Ning Qingfeng, who was cultivating in the front yard, before going to rest. After 2 days, Lei Hua came and ordered the 5 to put on their masks and set off. When they took out their masks, the quality of their masks could be distinguished. Lei Zheng's mask was black with copper patterns. Ho Jian, Nan Liue and Lei Bao's masks were bronze. Night Sorrow's mask was silver with flame patterns. Lei Hua led them out of Dongshan City and left through a teleportation array. After taking a teleportation array, they arrived at a special city. This is Linhai City, the face of Dongshan region. It's a defensive city under the jurisdiction of Dongshan City. 100 miles outside the city is the Realm Sea. Lei Hua introduced the city to them. Are we going to investigate from here? Nan Liyue asked. Yes. The dark creatures that have appeared so far have all drifted over from the Realm Sea. We don't know where they originated from, so you guys have to investigate. The other city is Jianghu City. Someone else will go, Lei Hua said. Lei Hua led them to the branch of Tianji Tower in Linhai City. In the warehouse of Tianji Tower, Knight Sorrow and the others saw several silver-white ships. These are ships for going out to sea. Knight Sorrow, take 2 with you. 1 for use and 1 for backup. Lei Hua took 2 bracelets from the warehouse staff and put away the 2 ships with a casual wave of his hand. Then he handed the bracelets to Knight Sorrow. Lei Hua then waved his hand and wrapped everyone in energy, bringing them to the edge of the Realm Sea. The Realm Sea was a part of the Boundless Sea, the sea that connected the 9 regions. The waves on the sea were all black and the sky above the sea was filled with black energy clouds. The Realm Sea has an effect on venerables and void inquiry stage experts. When the waves of the sea and the energy in the sky converge, the strong waves will invade your divine sea. Therefore you guys can't advance to the 5th level in the Realm Sea. Lei Hua emphasized to them. Under Lei Hua's guidance, Knight Sorrow released the white ship and placed it in the Realm Sea. Then Knight Sorrow landed on the ship in the sea with a flash. Just as he landed on the ship, Knight Sorrow felt that something was wrong. There were inexplicable attacks from the sky and sea entering his divine sea. Immediately he felt a splitting headache. Knight Sorrow hugged his head with both hands and unleashed all the energy in his body to resist the invasion of the attacks. The eruption of energy made Knight Sorrow's hair stand on end. However, he still could not resist the inexplicable attacks from the sky and sea. Right at this moment, the heavenly fate bead of void in Knight Sorrow's dantian moved. It spun rapidly and appeared in Knight Sorrow's divine sea as if it had teleported. Then it released energy to protect Knight Sorrow's head. Only then did Knight Sorrow calm down. Chapter 387. Genius 1 second. Remember love divided by go divided by little? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Knight Sorrow, what's wrong with you? Lei Hua asked nervously. He knew that the problem was serious. If something happened to Knight Sorrow, he wouldn't be able to explain it to Wu Lingfei. Love Gong Little Sei Chu, there was an energy attack on my divine sea, but it's not a big problem, Knight Sorrow said. What? You opened up your divine sea? Lei Hua looked at Knight Sorrow nervously. Yes, I did. There was an unknown energy that invaded my divine sea, but it's not a big problem, Knight Sorrow said. Don't resist. I'll check it out. Lei Hua said. Knight Sorrow nodded and closed his eyes. He didn't think Lei Hua would hurt him. Ah, damn it. What the hell is this? Lei Hua cursed and took a few steps back. He rubbed his head, his face pale. Senior, what's wrong? Knight Sorrow asked quickly. Your divine sense has indeed formed. My soul force entered your head, and the moment it touched your divine sense, it was attacked. Lei Hua's eyes were filled with shock. He was very clear about his own strength, but he had suffered a loss just now. Knight Sorrow shook his head. The Void Fate Pearl was his biggest secret. He couldn't tell anyone. You opened up your divine sea. This is something only stage 5 cultivators can do. Now that you've done it, it's not suitable for you to enter the Realm Sea, Lei Hua said after looking at Knight Sorrow. Let me try again. I didn't feel a big problem just now, Knight Sorrow said and landed on the ship. The attack from the sky and the sea attacked again, but it couldn't invade Knight Sorrow's divine sea. It was completely blocked by the energy emitted by the Void Fate Pearl. You're fine? Lei Hua looked at Knight Sorrow suspiciously. The Realm Sea's attack on the Divine Sense and Divine Sea was a law attack. There was no way to deal with it, but Knight Sorrow ignored it completely as if nothing had happened. It's fine. What are you guys waiting for? Come on, let's go, Knight Sorrow said while holding the ship bracelet. Ho Jian and the others bowed to Lei Hua and jumped into the ship. Knight Sorrow controlled the bracelet and activated the crystal shield above the ship. Then he went to the back of the ship and inserted 3 spirit stones into the card slot. With the inlay of the crystal, the silver warship flew out. Lei Hua, who was about to wave at Knight Sorrow and say something, was stunned. To be able to open up the divine sea at the 4th stage, Lei He couldn't understand what was going on. In the history of cultivation, it was common knowledge for 5th grade void inquiry stage experts to open their spirit sea. No one could break this common knowledge. What about now? Not only had Night Sorrow opened up the divine sense sea, he was also not afraid of attacks. What kind of situation was this? He really could not understand. After watching Night Sorrow and the others enter the sea on the ship, Lei He left in a flash. He had to report what happened today to Wu Lingfei. He knew very well that Wu Lingfei attached great importance to Night Sorrow. Come, I'll make some tea. You guys keep an eye on the outside. Ho Jian took out a tea set and said. Above the ship was an elliptical crystal that extended outwards. In the middle was a long table with cushions on both sides. The ship wasn't small, so it could fit 7 or 8 people. Yi Shan's group of 5 was more comfortable. Ho Jian made the tea. Night Sorrow and the others took off their masks and looked at the situation outside the ship. We have to pay attention to our sense of direction. Don't get lost in the realm sea. That will be big trouble, Nanliu said. Look here. There's a formation compass. This red arrow is pointing in the direction of Linhai City. Love go little say, Night Sorrow pointed at the compass at the front of the ship. The depth of the spirit stone in the slot controls the direction. If the spirit stone on the left is pulled out a little, it will turn left. If the spirit stone on the right is pulled out a little, it will go right. Lei Zheng had been studying the back of the ship. The ship was powered by spirit stones. The back of the ship was a formation diagram. As long as spirit stones were inserted, the energy produced would push the ship forward. The speed of the ship was extremely fast. We'll split into 2 groups. Lei Bao and I will be in one group. Ho Jian, you and Lei Zheng will be in the other group. Pay close attention to the situation on the sea. If you see any dark demonic beasts, immediately call everyone. That's the only way we can find the source, Night Sorrow said. What about me? Nanliu asked. If you have time, make a pot of tea. Then go check on the spirit stones. According to the consumption rate, 3 mid-grade spirit stones can last for 6 hours, Night Sorrow said to Nanliu. Night Sorrow, I suggest that after leaving the coastline for some distance, we should search horizontally. If we continue to go in the wrong direction, it will be very difficult for us to find anything, Nanliu said. And I think so too. Let's patrol this area first. Only then can we find something. Night Sorrow nodded. Nanliu had the same idea as him. Night Sorrow, your mask's grade is high. It seems like you're doing better than us in Tianji Tower, Nanliu said. Let's not talk about this between us. It's useless to make fun of me. Night Sorrow said with a smile. After the ship was 300 li * 500 m per li, away from the coastline, Nanliu changed the direction of the ship and began to move horizontally. Night Sorrow, there are some things that I shouldn't ask. But if I don't ask, I won't be happy. Ho Jian said after drinking a cup of tea. If I can, I will definitely answer you. Night Sorrow said. It's common knowledge that only after entering the 5th level of the Void Inquiry stage can one open the Spirit Sea. But why have you opened the Spirit Sea now? Ho Jian asked. The other 4 also looked at Night Sorrow seriously. This was something they didn't understand. I've always paid attention to the cultivation of the body's strength. The body is the foundation, right? After a lot of hard work, I managed to reach the Essence Chi Smoke stage. Now that my true energy has reached the 5th stage, I can use my chi to break through the canopy and open the Spirit Sea. When I reached the Essence Chi Smoke stage, I was able to reach the peak of my chi and blood, so I was able to open the Spirit Sea. Night Sorrow gave a brief explanation. So that's how it is, Ho Jian said. It'll be much easier for you to reach the 5th level. At the very least, you won't have to break through the canopy and open your divine sea. As long as you can condense your true energy to perfection, you'll naturally advance. We can't do that. Be more FXNS most unders take it slow. We're all the most outstanding disciples of our respective sections. What's there to be afraid of not being able to enter Tier 5? Wouldn't that be a joke? Night Sorrow said with a smile. That's true. Only Ho Jian isn't confident. I believe in myself very much. The day of entering Tier 5 won't be far away. Nanliu said. Shut up. Look, what's that? Isn't that the Dark Wolf race? Lei Zheng pointed at the direction not far away from the ship and said. On the pitch-black surface of the domain sea, not far away from the ship, there was a demonic wolf that was completely black in color. It was swimming on the surface of the sea. That's right. It's the Dark Wolf race. Let's ignore it and go in the direction it came from. Night Sorrow said to Nan Liyue, who was controlling the direction. Chapter 388. Genius remembers love in 1 second/small? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. Nan Liyue nodded and instantly changed the direction of the ship, heading towards the direction where the demon wolf had appeared. As they moved forward, they saw more dark demonic beasts and even dark rotting corpses. Damn, that thing is a tier 4 one, Lei Jing said as he pointed at the dark corpse on the surface of the sea. You're heading in the right direction. Also, the danger this time is quite high. If you encounter a tier 5 opponent, remember to stay close to me. I can still hold them off for a while, Night Sorrow said. We understand. Ho Jian nodded. Did you two hear that? Seeing that Lei Bao and Lei Jing didn't say anything, Night Sorrow shouted. He couldn't help but hope that something would happen to Lei Bao and Lei Jing. Understood. Lei Bao and Lei Jing nodded. Lei Jing, you take this ship. You are slightly weaker, so when you need to run you can release the ship. Night Sorrow handed the other bracelet to Lei Jing. None of them objected to Night Sorrow's arrangement. Initial O'Hare, the ship continued to move forward, and they saw more and more dark creatures. Night Sorrow knew they were heading in the right direction. Ho Jian, you said that the realm sea is harmful to venerables, so venerables can't cross realms? That's not realistic. Night Sorrow said. Love Go Little Seg, that's not the case. The realm sea is harmful to venerables because it's close to the surface of the sea. If you fly at a high altitude and stay away from the sea, you'll only have to endure the energy storms in the sky. This time, venerables can't come to investigate because they fly too high. They can't see anything and can't see the situation above the sea. Ho Jian said. Now that I understand the problem, there is still something I don't understand, Night Sorrow said with a smile. Go ahead and ask. As long as we know it's not a problem, Ho Jian said. Then how do those below the honorable realm pass through the domain sea? I know they can, but the question is, how? Night Sorrow asked. He knew that they would definitely pass because Jiyu family and Sikong family had been to the eastern Shen region before. We are on a ship on the sea. There are also ships in the sky. However, the cost of using a ship in the sky is very high. It requires high-grade spirit stones and a large amount of high-grade spirit stones to maintain the flight of the ship in the sky. In addition, there are teleportation arrays, Ho Jian said. Night Sorrow, we admire your battle prowess and courage, but your understanding of common sense is almost idiotic. Nan Liyue looked at Night Sorrow as if she was looking at a monster. Perhaps it's because I have no distractions, because my heart is as white as a sheet of paper, that I can cultivate so quickly. Ho Jian sighed. As they chatted, they also carefully observed the situation on the sea. As the ship moved forward, they could see more and more dark creatures. There weren't many dark creatures in Waterfront City because they spread out in all directions. There are so many dark creatures. How can there be so many of them? Lei Bao said in surprise. It's really hard to say. There are many floating islands in the domain sea. It's hard to predict what's going on there. Besides, there are spatial cracks in different spaces. All kinds of situations are possible, Ho Jian said. Let's continue forward. Anyway, there won't be any dark creatures above the 5th rank here, Night Sorrow said. Yes. The energy whirlpools in the sky and the domain sea are very harmful to human cultivators at the Void Inquiry Realm and the Vast Heaven Realm. It's the same for dark creatures. The highest grade of dark demonic beasts and dark zombies also won't exceed this limit. Ho Jian nodded and said. Then it's settled. Without any 5th rank dark creatures, what are we afraid of? Let's continue forward, Lei Bao said. Nan Liyue looked at the ship's situation. If they didn't have enough spirit stones, they would continue to add more. The ship moved forward against the wind. More and more dark demonic beasts could be seen on the sea. Night Sorrow and the others didn't care about this and continued to move forward because they couldn't kill them. I don't know where they came from. There are so many of them. It seems like the problem is really serious, Ho Jian said. We're going to investigate the cause and report back. Only then can the Dongshen City Lord Manor, Tianji Tower, and the other major forces send people to eliminate the dark demonic beasts at the source. Nan Liyue emphasized the goal of this mission. As time passed, they got further and further away from the coastline of the domain sea. After 3 to 4,000 li * 500 m per li, they saw a large number of dark creatures. All of them were at the 4th rank. There's an island in front. Ho Jian pointed at a big island in front of them and said, Liyue, control the ship to circle around this island and see what's going on, Night Sorrow said to Nan Liyue. All right. Nan Liue controlled the ship from the back and changed its direction, moving forward around the island. After 6 hours, the ship only circled around the island once. This isn't a floating island. It's a large island with a foundation that connects to the bottom of the domain sea. Ho Jian stated his judgment. There are dark creatures in the northern half of the island, but not in the southern half. They all float with the current. In other words, this is the source of the dark creatures, Night Sorrow said. This is the place. Night Sorrow, what should we do next? Ho Jian asked. We'll land on the island from the south and slowly investigate. If we can fight, we'll fight. If we can't, we'll run. Night Sorrow stated his decision. That's a good strategy. There are so many disgusting things. It won't be easy to kill them, Nan Liue said. Half an hour later, they drove the ship to the southern shore of the island. Then they jumped off the island and Night Sorrow stored the ship in his bracelet. They started to land on the island with weapons in hand. Their mission here was half complete. They would only be considered complete when they found out the reason for the dark creature's emergence. As soon as they landed on the island, the dark creatures attacked. Night Sorrow waved his reincarnation spear and casually executed the 7-star brilliant moon spear, piercing through the heads of the dark demonic wolves. As the battle continued, more and more dark demonic beasts surrounded them. Ho Jian and Night Sorrow stood in a line and advanced forward. Thunderstorm left wing, Liue right wing. Lei Jing, you take the rear and collect the dark crystals while you're at it, Night Sorrow said as they advanced. As they advanced, more and more dark creatures appeared. There were also human corpses. Although they weren't alive, they had early-stage rank 4 energy flowing in them. Such an opponent had been finished off with a single strike from Yishang's reincarnation spear. There's a small hill over there. Behind it is a cliff. Let's charge over and defend one side. Lei Jing shouted as he collected the dark crystals from the back. Night Sorrow waved his reincarnation spear and advanced forward. As long as there were dark demonic beasts surrounding them, their heads would be pierced by his reincarnation spear. Ho Jian was the finishing blow, attacking places that Night Sorrow couldn't attack. The area Lei Jing pointed at was 6 to 7 miles away. However, it wasn't easy to cross this distance as there were too many dark demonic beasts. Don't worry. The dark demonic beasts surrounding us are the remnants of this area. There aren't any new reinforcements. We just have to kill this area. Lei Jing didn't feel any pressure and kept observing the situation. Chapter 389. Genius remembers love in 1 second/small? We provide you with wonderful novels to read. What's there to be afraid of? I believe in you and Night Sorrow, Lei Jing said. Night Sorrow waved his reincarnation spear rapidly. Sometimes he would even kill 2 dark beasts with 1 strike. When fighting against these dark beasts whose cultivation was lower than his, Night Sorrow used his most powerful spiral force. Every strike of his spear was fatal. Even so, they couldn't increase their speed because there were too many dark beasts blocking their way. This is the southern part of the island. There are relatively fewer dark beasts. There are still so many of them. It's going to kill us, Nan Liue said. Let's push forward first. Let's find a foothold first, Night Sorrow said while killing the dark beasts that surrounded them. After an hour they finally reached the top of the hill. Night Sorrow let them rest while he defended the outside. I'm so tired. Why are there so many dark beasts? Lei Bao said while drinking. Yes, we can't kill them all. I don't understand why there are so many of them. Ho Jian was also tired. After killing all the dark beasts that caught up, Night Sorrow took out a jar of wine. There are so many dark beasts. It's impossible for this island to produce them. There must be a cave, a spatial crack, or a passage to another dimension. Night Sorrow said while drinking. That should be the case. Ho Jian nodded. Night Sorrow, aren't you tired? Nan Liue looked at Night Sorrow and asked. She had used up more than half of her true qi and her forehead was covered in sweat. Ho Jian and Lei Bao were the same. Lei Jing, who was at the back, was in a better state. However, Night Sorrow seemed to be fine. One had to know that Night Sorrow had killed more dark beasts than all of them combined. I'm okay. After you guys rest, we'll continue to move forward and find the source, Night Sorrow said. They nodded and began to meditate to recover. Night Sorrow stretched his waist and continued to be vigilant. At the same time, he was thinking about how to deal with the upcoming crisis. After an hour, they had recovered to their peak state. In a while, we'll sneak forward and move towards the area with the highest density of dark beasts. If there's a problem, you guys escape with your flying beasts and wait for me on the sea, Night Sorrow said. What about you? Lei Bao asked. Dollar 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 dollar? You idiot, the captain wants him to bring up the rear. Nan Liue looked at Lei Bao and said. Baidu search AI go female sign shao say www.aichuxs.com, isn't that dangerous? Yishang, I'll go with you. I can't abandon you and run away. Lei Bao looked at Yishang and shook his head. I didn't think too much just now. I always thought that captain was strong, but I didn't think about the danger. I'm sorry. Nan Liue said to Yishan, a little embarrassed. Night Sorrow smiled and said, it's nothing. You guys wait for me on the sea. It shouldn't be difficult for me to run back. Then they didn't say anything. Under Night Sorrow's lead, they avoided the dark beasts and sneaked towards the center of the island. Love Gon Little Seichu. Night Sorrow had the power of the soul, so his perception and detection were stronger. He was at the front and constantly used hand signals to instruct them to move forward or turn. They had to be careful when moving forward, so their speed was very slow. However, they weren't in a hurry. After all, safety was the most important thing. There were too many dark beasts on the island, and they were moving back and forth. After half a day, they had only advanced 100 miles and avoided many dark beasts. This won't do. There are too many dark beasts. If we continue like this, we'll definitely be discovered and surrounded. There are even flying dark beasts. Isn't this nonsense? Nan Liue said as she gathered behind Night Sorrow. Yes, flying beasts are disgusting, but it's not a big problem. These dark vultures are around rank 3. What are the grades of your mounts? Night Sorrow asked as he turned to look at them. Peak rank 3. Ho Jian said. Peak rank 3. But they haven't reached adulthood yet. They can still advance. Lei Bao and Lei Jing nodded. Mine is the same. Nan Liue also replied. They're all rank 3. Can't you get a higher grade mount? Night Sorrow muttered with dissatisfaction. You're just standing there and talking. Peak rank 3 flying mounts aren't good? Nan Liue glared at Night Sorrow and said. Night Sorrow thought for a moment and said, it's not easy to define whether it's good or not. In this situation, rank 3 flying mounts aren't enough. If we're surrounded, I'll let Tianyu help you block the pursuers. You guys ride the flying beast to the sea and quickly enter the ship. Tianyu was at the peak of rank 4, rank 5. There weren't many flying beasts that could stop him in the air. Your Tianyu is savage. Lei Bao said. He knew Tianyu's grade. Then they continued to move forward. If they encountered something that couldn't dodge in time, Night Sorrow would take out the sky-piercing spear and shoot it. This way the dark beasts wouldn't riot and they wouldn't be surrounded. In order to reduce the commotion, Night Sorrow used spiral force to shoot the sky-piercing spear. This was much quieter than vibration force. Moreover, every time he shot the sky-piercing spear, Night Sorrow would directly hit the dark beasts' heads, not giving them a chance to struggle. We're about 200 to 300 li away from the center of the island. The mountain in front should be the center of the island. Nan Liue, who was following Night Sorrow, said. The mountain is very steep. It's not easy for us to climb it. The same goes for the dark creatures. The key point is that we can't avoid being discovered by the flying dark creatures. Night Sorrow thought for a moment and said. How about this? If we climb it at night, the dark creatures in the sky won't be able to discover us. Lei Jing said. You're such a pig. Nan Liue said. It's definitely not possible at night. This island is filled with dark energy. Without sunlight at night, the light energy will decrease and the dark creatures will be more active. They don't necessarily need to rely on their eyes to discover us. They can also sense us through their aura. Night Sorrow said. Ho Jian and Lei Bao nodded. Lei Jing rubbed his head embarrassedly. He knew that his point of view was wrong. Now we only have 2 choices. One is to hurry up and get the results before the sky turns dark and leave. The other is to find a safe place to stay for the night. Night Sorrow said his idea and asked for the others' opinions. Night Sorrow's idea received everyone's agreement. Then, the few of them continued to move forward towards the mountain. Nan Liue and Ho Jian's idea was that regardless of whether they could find the results today, they had to go to the mountain. If they didn't find anything, they would find a high ground on the mountain. It would be much safer to set up camp like this. Night Sorrow continued to fire his sky-piercing spears. The dark creatures blocking his path didn't notice, nor did they cause a riot. They were all killed by Night Sorrow. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.